what is up, guys, and welcome back to the Millennial Mancave. It is your boy, Jeff Millennial, rocking it solo again. We are super close to the return of Chef Tom, and for a couple of those, maybe visitors I had mentioned in episodes past. However, today we have one goal, guys. That is to hopefully win a Super Bowl, because we've been rebuilding some phenomenal teams, starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who today kind of hurts me a bit because it is a division rival, but they own the number 2 pick in the NFL draft this year. What are they going to do? We did the Titans, we tried to rise up together, get the Titans to a championship. Did not happen. Again, another phenomenal team put together. And now we're going to work with the Cleveland Browns. Now, you might be thinking, Jeff, this one's going to hurt you, and you're right. I said it already. This one hurts me as a Steelers fan. However, for anybody who's been part of our OGs, you guys might remember the Cleveland Browns rebuild that Tom and I did many moons ago, one season. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen here. This is a very different Browns team. That was a fantasy draft. These are obviously realistic rebuilds. Now, with that, I will say this is not a bad roster. Let's take a quick look into it. We can see this team already is 81, 81, and 83. So, I mean, there's some, meat on the bones, if you will, of this Browns team. And I will say, as a Steelers fan, I get to see these guys a couple times a year. And this team is not as bad as it seems. And that's always something I struggle with Cleveland. They should be so much better. But getting it started off, we got Deshaun Watson and Kenny Pickett. This obviously is not going to cut it. So quarterback is a position of need for sure on this squad. I don't want Deshaun Watson. I don't want his contract. He's a regular dev quarterback now, 70 overall. It just doesn't make sense. I'd almost feel like getting rid of him to get the contract out, letting maybe Kenny Pickett start, getting a couple backups. But it seems like the teams we've started with in these rebuilds are quarterback specific. So this one could be very similar this year, or for this episode. Halfbacks, Jerome Ford, obviously leading the way. Nick Chubb is still a free agent right now. Some potential. Maybe we could bring him back. I like Nick Chubb. The guy's a solid running back. Donta Foreman backing him up with Nyheim Hines there in the 3rd spot. We have Akins at tight end. Oh, wait, where's Njoku? How could I forget? Oh, this is fullback. Sorry. Akins, the tight end, is playing fullback. At wide receiver, obviously a number 1 receiver in Jerry Jeudy. He's really shown quite well with the Browns. If they can get him a quarterback, this guy showed very well in his time in Denver. I think we have a good number 1 here. He needs to build still. He's only 84, so right now he's kind of a wide receiver 2, but he's in our 1 spot. Elijah Moore, always been a big fan, speed guy. I think I'm going to move him into the slot to start the season off, get him some more touches there. But you can see from there, obviously we got a lot of challenges here at wide receiver past those 2. So again, a lot of work to do on the offensive side of the ball. Tight end, obviously David Njoku, arguably a top 10 tight end in the league. No questions asked. Great player for us now. Looking at left tackle, we got Jedrick Wills Jr. A bunch of guys in this O-line are on the younger side. They also do have some pretty good depth traits. So, not a lot of work to do on the O-line, which is great for the build. I'm very happy about this. So, Jedrick at left tackle. Left guard, you got Joel Bitonio. Obviously been around a long time. He is in the back end of his career right now. We don't know how much longer we're going to have him, so something to keep in mind for the left guard position. Looking at center, we have Ethan Pacic, 7 years in the league. It says it right there. He's a bridge player. Now, I believe he is regular dev, and he will likely need to be replaced, but serviceable right now, something we can look into. Right guard, obviously looking really good here with Tevin Jenkins. He's young, he's got a great depth trait, something we can build from long term. And at right tackle, Jack Conklin, again, a little bit on the older side. We'll have probably a good couple of years out of him. Hopefully he might be able to still grow a little bit, but not too bad. So again, O-line, not a massive issue for us. So somewhere we can start that's half decent. Defensive side of the ball, we have some phenomenal players, generational type talents. However, there is some gaps. Left end here, we have Ogbo Okoronkwo. Obviously, not very good at 74 overall. Obviously, Myles Garrett, one of the greatest in football defensively and probably all time. Obviously, been stuck on a Cleveland team that hasn't been good. He's signed the big contract. He stuck it around this offseason when there was rumor he was going to leave. That's not a contract that I'm dealing with right now, thank the Lord, because I didn't want to pay that much for him. However, we got to see what his interest is. If he wants to leave and we got to get a package out of here, I want something back in for Myles. I don't want to necessarily lose him to free agency. You're talking about a 98 overall. He is a game plan wrecker, as they like to call him. He's the TJ Watt of the Browns, right? We're talking about 2 of the greatest. So, really solid right now. We'll have to see how long he wants to kick it. From the defensive tackle side, we have Malik Collins. And we also have Mike Hall Jr. Mike Hall Jr., obviously on the younger side, is a rookie. He's got a hidden depth trait. I want him starting from day one. And then obviously we got Collins as well. So 2 of them, I believe, have depth traits. I'll give you guys a quick look here into the adjusted lineup spot. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, obviously great player, very serviceable, quite young still, so we have a lot of time to work with him. Middle linebacker Jordan Hicks, going to be very serviceable for us. He is, again, on the slightly older side, so we do have some potential to have him for a while. We don't see how long. And then taking on to right outside linebacker, this one as a Steelers fan just makes me laugh. Devin Bush, he'll be serviceable for now. We'll have to see what we have to do with the linebacker position. Obviously, we need some upgrades there. Now, corner. Super happy with the corner position. Denzel Ward, obviously, when I talked about generational talents, he's been one of the best corners since he's been drafted 6 years ago now, looking at his experience there, or 7 if you want to say, because this is technically the season prior to this draft. He's been phenomenal. So, obviously, we have a #1 CB, which is great. Greg Newsome Jr., obviously a great player in his own right, a great CB2. So, our DBs are looking fantastic here. Emerson Jr., also on the younger side, some great growth potential there. We do get a little bit light as we start to hit CB4, so potentially some areas we'll need to investigate also through the draft and free agency. Safety-wise, honestly, Ronnie Hickman not going to get the job done, right? He's a 73 overall. You know, free safety is obviously somewhere that we're going to have to look into. Strong safety, though, Grant Delpit, obviously a great player, going to do well for us here for the sim, so I'm looking pretty good there. Punter and kicker, no issues. We got Dustin Hopkins and we got Boyorquez. I think it's I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong here, but anyways, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This is our team. This is how we're getting started. So, before we get into the legitimate sim, let's take a look at what's in free agency to see if we can fill some holes. Anything that maybe, you know, we can get a small upgrade for. Obviously, we don't want to do great this season. We do know that we obviously have a lot of little pain points we're going to have to work through in some positions. But is there anything that even makes us semi-decent that makes sense? You know, like I'm looking at a guy like Zadarius Smith. Obviously, you know, we still have on the other side Myles Garrett. Do we get someone that we could pair with Garrett to play the left-hand side? We know our left end's a little bit weak. As a one-off sign, might not be bad for us with Smith. I'm thinking maybe there's some potential there. Stephon Gilmore, maybe to add in as that 4th corner, might not be a bad choice for us as well. Nick Chubb as a bring back might be great. I love Chubb. He hasn't signed anywhere right now. He is still a free agent. So you know what? I think let's go ahead and get this started first. I would like to see Chubb come back to the team. He's superstar X Factor 89. This just makes sense. This is bringing everything back together. I had hopes actually when Najee Harris was potentially leaving the Steelers that they'd be looking into Chubb. So let's leave that as it is for now. As we look at the right end position again, so Von Miller is also there. However, he is 35. I guarantee he's going to fall off a cliff here very shortly. I do like the Smith and Gilmore ads. I think this just does give us that depth that we're likely looking for. So I think I'm okay with bringing in Gilmore. That's going to be a $2 million sign. Again, this is 1 year. I don't know that I want to shit the bed that bad. This is a good roster. I don't think we're building like we were with the Titans and maybe with some of the gaps we had with the Steelers. These ones aren't as bad. So there is some potential to take a look into, obviously, utilizing some of these guys. I really feel like Zadarius Smith, let's get that 1 year deal for him. We'll bring him in as well. And then what else can we do here that likely makes sense? I mean, Tyler Lockett as another receiver. We know outside of our top 2, there is some gaps there. This could actually look half decent. We know safety is a bit of a challenge for us as well. I mean, Micah Hyde obviously might not be a bad pull. I'm looking a little bit younger here, though, at Bradbury. I don't know how he would play at free safety, but it might be worth the move for us. So I'm going to give him the go. Bradbury can maybe take in the free safety position over who we currently have right now. And then we do know we have Pacic. Now, I don't love the idea of Pacic being our starting center. David Andrews might be a nice addition. He is a bridge player. Obviously, he comes in at 77, which I believe Pacic was 72. So this is a small, you know, push up for us. I am willing to take a stab here at David Andrews. And then what else do we need here? Again, Lockett's kind of speaking to me. Wide receiver really is somewhere I feel like this team needs depth outside of Elijah Moore. So, you know, maybe we can make something interesting. You know what? Let's go a little bit different. I'm going to bring Deontay Johnson in here. Let's see what he can do. I'm going to move him to the outside. I'm going to move Elijah Moore into the slot, and we'll see if that helps us out here a little bit. Listen, Deontay Johnson's a great football player. He's a little bit of a basket case. He's had some issues with regards to keeping his head in place where it needs to be, but honestly, really serviceable player, and I think we're going to give him a shot here. So what else do we have here that likely makes sense? I think we're going to be okay everywhere else. I don't necessarily want to go make a ton of moves. We'll leave Deshaun Watson for now. Like I mentioned, that is a contract I do want to get off the roster. But let's see how season 1 plays out. If we get an opportunity to get a quarterback in the first round, we will definitely do that. or we'll see where we have the biggest gap and kind of figure things out from there. So let's quickly go back in here. Let's go to the adjust lineup position. Let's get a couple of these guys into the roster now with our starters. So there we go. Adding in Andrews immediately puts at least star dev trait across our entire O-line, which I love. Elijah Moore, Deontay Johnson, both there. So Elijah Moore, I want to move down and put him into the slot. Deontay Johnson will go to the outside at wide receiver 2, which looks great. We bring Chubb in, again, looking phenomenal there as well now, having a legit number 1 back. Don't get me wrong, Jerome Ford is great, but I do like what I'm seeing outside of this team right now with what we got. Garrett and Smith on the ends. Love that for us. I really think these guys can definitely get some pressure, and we do need to obviously do a little bit of work with our D tackles. So I am going to move Hall, like I said, as number 2. I want to see where his dev trait goes. And then for free safety, so yeah, Bradbury, he will play at a 78 at free safety, so we will jump in there for Hickman, who's obviously just a regular dev at 73. Gilmore actually pops into the 2 spot. I think I am going to move him into the slot. I think I'd rather have Newsome in at 2, and we'll put Gilmore into the slot for now. And this leads our roster, guys, into season number 1. So without further ado, let's get into our regular season. All right, let's sim it on over. I'm assuming that we're going to see some overall points jump here. We did bring in, obviously, Chubb again, who's an 89 overall. But is the quarterbacking going to be enough? I think that's the biggest question, right? I don't know how Deshaun Watson sims these days. Obviously, if he's getting any massages, he's probably not paying attention to the game. Tossing that one out there. Sorry, Cleveland fans. You made a mistake bringing him in. If you got Deshaun Watson prior to that, if you got Deshaun Watson when he was a solid Houston Texan, it's a great deal, but you got him at his worst time. All the allegations, everything else coming out, he's just not the same player, and he won't be, and that's just what it is. He's not a great guy, and it's a problem. So we're going to focus in right now on, we have hit the beginning of the season. Let's get started here with the draft class. So as always, we are going to use our local file. We have for the 3 years at least. Now, while it's not 100% accurate, it is one of the best ones out there right now. I have been trying to keep an eye out for anything that we can use for future builds, but this is the one that seems to catch everybody's attention for the most part. So this is what we're going to use. So let's back out here. This is the 2025 one. What do we got our scouts looking for? So we do have somebody in the Southeast for quarterbacking, which is great. We have some interior offensive linemen, outside linebacker, safety, and corner. I mean, yeah, I guess we have a couple positions there we could look into. D tackle definitely makes sense. And then corner and receiver. So yeah, I think we're okay here. I'm not overly mad about this as an opening draft for us. I think that definitely makes sense. And let's see where this takes us. So let's go back. We are going to level set our expectations for this season. Season goal for me, guys, I really feel like 7 wins isn't out of contention for us. This is a pretty good team. Again, quarterbacking being maybe one of our big issues for offense, but let's see how it goes. 83 overall, 84 offense, 83 defense. Let's get cooking here. We're going to advance off to mid-season. Let's see how these Cleveland Browns can do to the halfway point. Honestly, I'm going to say 3 wins. I think that's fair. I think we put together a half-decent enough team. In upgrading the O-line, the use of Nick Chubb alone should really push this team into a decent offense. Honestly, just my opinion. But what do I know? I'm just the guy pushing the buttons. I don't control the sim. We all know how Madden plays. 2-5. Okay, so that is not where I would have thought of this team was going to be. However, you know what? It is what it is. Now, we've hit a clean 84 across the board, so maybe we are starting to see a little bit of growth. So here we are with point-wise. Offensive points per game, we're at 18th in the league, so it's not terrible. We're halfway. Pass yards, again, struggling at the quarterback position. This is a little bit of what we expected. Rush yards, we're halfway. Obviously, we can see Baltimore really fantastic on that side. Derrick Henry killing it. Offensive points per game on the defense, 22. That puts us in 12. So again, like top 12, not too shabby. Offensive pass yards. So really, our offense is struggling keeping pass yards off the table. And it looks like rush yards, we're not doing too bad. We're 20th. We see Baltimore there at 89, is at 17th. So who's killing it and keeping teams under like 50 yards? That's a great question. One that I cannot answer. However, let's take a look at the true stats. Let's see everybody's lining up here in the first half of the season. 2-5, not great numbers. Deshaun Watson. Okay, so 1,200 yards, 1,233, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks, only 7 sacks. Like, that's pretty serviceable for a regular quarterback. You know what I mean? Like regular dev trait. So it's not terrible. Nick Chubb at 305, I'm a little surprised. It looks like Hines is getting the ball. Watson's been rushing a little bit as well. 6 touchdowns for Chubbs in the first half is not too bad. Hines has 3 and then 1 fumble there. Okay, Deontay Johnson leading the charge with 314. He's got a touchdown. Njoku 299, 2 tutties. Judy at 264 is problematic. 3 touchdowns is not too bad, but I mean, why is our number 1 receiver not getting more touches? Chubb has a tutty there, and Elijah Moore 137 with 4 tutties. So he is getting the touches, which is great. Defensive side of the ball, Owusu Koromora leads us in tackles. From a TFL side, 7 for Myles Garrett. Are we surprised? Sacks, yeah, it's not even a question. You know Myles Garrett's going to lead this. 1.5, 1.5, 1. I mean, obviously not great from the rest of our guys. Interceptions, Denzel Ward. I mean, again, the 2 top guys on this defense. Devin Bush with 2 is not too bad. A couple guys here with 1, not looking too shabby. Pass deflections, yeah, Ward and Delpit, no surprise. Actually, a couple guys with 4. Hicks and Newsome as well. And then forced fumbles, 0. Polar Bear Steve is watching this right now, and he's very unimpressed. Okay, so that takes us to our 2-5 record. You know, Kevin Stefanski, obviously probably not really happy with his team right now, but we're going to have to figure something out. Let's go take a look at what our negotiations look like. Again, a lot of one-year contracts that we know are popping up. Nick Chubb. So he does have some interest in re-signing. He's still 28. I mean, again, in lieu of having to go get a running back in the draft, we know quarterback is a position of need. It might make sense for us to take a look into bringing Chubb back. He wants $14.3 over 3 years. It's a $27 million contract. Oh, our cap number is not good. Not good. Okay. Yeah, so Chubb probably going to have to walk. Deontay, we could probably let walk. I think Wills Jr. is an important one for us. This is a contract. Yeah, the interest level's there. I'm wondering if he's going to play ball with us just a bit. Okay, increase the salary. So we'll have to redo Jedrick at the offseason. Elijah Moore. I mean, again, right now, I'd like to see where a lot of our cap is tied up with. It might be some of the 1 years. Smith was a 1 year. I'm not overly worried about it. Bush, I mean, again, it's offseason we can take care of. Bradbury was a signing. Gilmore was a signing. Cam Thomas, left end, probably not doing a lot for us. Nathaniel Watson, not really an interest anyways. David Bell, James Houston, Maurice Hurst, Nyheim Hines. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, guys. A lot of these are not really moving the needle for me. Anything that really here makes sense for us to have to go out. But, you know, contract-wise, I'm a little surprised to see we don't have a lot of salary cap space, because that's going to be massive for us heading into offseason number 1. So it does rather leave me a little bit curious to where our cash is. So I'm going to take a quick break here, take a look into my contracts, see if there's any trades to be made to free anything up, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I found where a lot of that cap was going, and it's as I expected. It is Deshaun Watson, a $20+ million cap hit. So the Bears were looking for a quarterback, right? I mean, I don't know. They have Caleb Williams. I'm not entirely sure why they're shopping for one, but that's not my decision to make. So I want this guy off our salary cap. So I'm sending Deshaun Watson out to the Bears. I'm pulling in a 2025 fifth-round pick, which I'm hoping, again, we can get a serviceable player to bring into this roster. And we're going to pull some of that cap money out of here. Right now, we're going to have to go sign a quarterback quickly to back up small hands Kenny Pickett, starting now. Super Bowl winning Kenny Pickett. We're 2-5. We weren't going to save this, guys. It just didn't make sense to keep him around. So let's quickly head off to the quarterback side here. Let's see who's available and that we can bring in. We got Joey Flacco. Do we reunite with Flacco as a backup? That might be the move here. Okay, we're going to bring in Joe Flacco as a backup. Obviously, he did have a bit of success with the Browns. So we will bring him in here. I don't exactly have a third quarterback, I don't believe. So you know what? Let's bring in DeVito just in case we do have a couple bad injuries. You know, minor deals, 1 years. Obviously, guys, we're just going to let walk. We will go take a look to see who is our starter now. I don't know if Pickett is technically better than Mr. Flacco. So we will go to adjust the lineup. And let's take a look. So it is going to be, okay, Joe Flacco will start over Kenny Pickett. That's fine. Again, he knows this team. Not a big deal. It looks like we do have injuries to David Andrews already. A couple guys are going down. Obviously not great to see. What else we got going here? So they've been moving around my depth chart again. I don't love that. I want Deontay Johnson back up into the 2 spot. Is he injured? No. Why is he not moving up? Okay, there we go. We're going to put Elijah Moore into the 3 spot. And then it looks like are we injured anywhere else of note? No, Owusu Koromora is still there. Yeah, Darius Smith has been going down. Stephon Gilmore in the 3 spot. It looks like Del Pitt. Oh, no, he's on the other side. Where's Bradbury? Why isn't Bradbury? Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Well, again, we will leave it as it is. This is a sim. We're not expecting to really do anything this year, so I'm not overly worried about what I'm seeing right now. So I think, do we have any of the money now to move forward to make any of these deals? I think it was just Jedrick Wills that I was really worried about. Yeah, not overly worried about the rest. Let me see. Does it show us? Okay, our cap somehow ends up a negative even after moving Watson. I swear to God, the cap situation in this game is buggy. It makes no sense. I go in the other space and it tells me I have like 70 million in cap. So I don't know who the hell is getting a massive pay raise next year. Maybe that's the freaking Myles Garrett contract. I'll have to figure that one out. But yeah, let's leave this for now. We will deal with the rest of this in the offseason. So I think it's safe to say, let us move forward. We are going to head off to the playoffs and see where these Cleveland Browns are going to end. I honestly, 2 wins. Do we finish with 4? 4 wins? Is that the number? What are you guys thinking? Comment below. Season number 1. As you're watching this, what do you think season number 1 ends with? Mark it down. What you guys thought our number was going to be as we went through. Let's get some more of these comments on these videos, keeping things fun and fresh. And again, guys, as we talk about, commenting and keeping things good, let us know how these franchise rebuilds are going, right? What do you guys think of our team so far? What did we miss on? What's been solid? And you know what? We made a push to the back half of the year from 2-5 to 7-10. We played some pretty good ball on the back end. So that's actually not too bad. A little bit better than I thought we were going to be. Hey, Pittsburgh won the division. No idea how the hell they did that. But 7-10, we finished at the bottom of the basement. Obviously, not a great position, though, because we are clearly going to have to look for a quarterback. And given that we're probably going to be in the mid positions in the draft, maybe we get lucky. Maybe this is the Jackson Dart time. We finally get a shot to maybe get him on the roster. But yeah, I think this is exactly what I expected from this team. We did a little bit better than I thought we would. Offensively, obviously still our challenge there. We can see we were 23rd in offensive points per game, 32nd in pass yards. But rush yards, we moved up to 16. And it looks like our defense did pick it up on the back half. We were number 12 in defensive points. We were 16 and 16 on pass and rush yards, respectively. So not a bad look for us at all. Let's go ahead. We're going to advance a week to the Super Bowl. And then what we will do from there is just, see how the playoff bracket ended up, see who ends up in the final. And then we're going to get prepped up and ready here for free agency and the draft because we have some needs, guys, as you saw, right? There's positionally some stuff we're going to have to focus on. It looks like we got Baltimore and the Eagles in the final, which is going to be a super, super fun go. So let's see. Steelers lost to the Chiefs. Surprise, surprise. We had the Chargers, the Bengals. We had the Bills and the Ravens, with the Texans taking seed number 1 from the AFC. The Eagles taking seed number 1 from the NFC. It looks like with the Lions, the Packers, the Buccos. We had Washington, we had Seattle, and we had the Vikings. And so it looks like the Eagles took out the Vikings in the final for the NFC side, and then the Ravens took out Kansas City. So we are going to get the battles of the birds. The Eagles and the Ravens for the final. I'm thinking. I really think it's going to be the Ravens. I'm going to go with Ravens here in season number 1. I don't know why, just a hunch. Obviously Eagles a phenomenal team, but Ravens typically sim well, is what I find. So that's just my guess. What do we got here? And it's the Ravens, 16-13. 3-time Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl MVP was Marlon Humphrey. Again, Patrick Mahomes, surprise, surprise, he won an MVP. Jim Harbaugh, Coach of the Year for the Chargers. Joe Mixon, Offensive Player of the Year for the Texans. Chris Jones, Defensive for the Chiefs. I feel like Ladd McConkey always wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Someone want to quote me on that? Check our last couple ones. He wins year number 1 here. And then Mike Sainristil? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Commanders, cornerback, takes over there as the Defensive Rookie Player of the Year. And yeah, that is how the season crumbles here, guys. So we will move on now officially to the next week, which is our re-sign player phase. This is where we really got to see if we can get Wills back. Obviously, our left tackle position does need to be locked down. Does it fix our cap issue? So he is more important to me right now. Yeah, remaining cap. Okay. So there is some money to be had at this point. Honestly, I just kind of want him to stay. Yeah, ideally, if he can stay 3 years, that'd be great. And I'll juice him a little bit more. Just not interested in signing. Oh, that's tough. Okay, that leaves the left tackle position open. Not necessarily something we were really hoping for. Now that I forgot to see the end of the season stats. Let's see if I can still catch that before we head into the draft. Elijah Moore, I mean, I'd be curious to see what he goes to in free agency. I don't really want to spend $32 million for him, honestly, as our third receiver. Even at second receiver, I don't really want to spend that kind of cash. Can we still pull in Nick Chubb at 23? He doesn't have a ton of interest in re-signing. This one's really going to hurt us. You know what? We might have to let him go. He did drop off the table. He's an 84. Yeah. You know what, guys? I think we're going to have to let this walk. It just doesn't make sense for us right now to go crazy and try and sign any of these guys when it's not going to help us any. So let's quickly check the stats because I did forget. Let's see where the season ended. So Flacco, decent year. 1,900 yards on the back half of the season. 16 touchdowns, 7 picks. Sacked 19 times is a bit of a problem. Rushing, yeah. Chubb, only 872 for 12 touchdowns. Ford had 111 for 1. And then Flacco apparently was rushing too. That makes sense. Receiving, Deontay led the way with 5 touchdowns, 825. Judy, 671 with 7. Elijah Moore, 8 for 612. Njoku, 555 for 6 tutties as well. So we were getting the touchdowns. We're not really getting the yards. Wusu Koromora led the team in tackles. The TFLs, looks like it was Myles Garrett. Again, surprise, surprise. He did slow down the back half of the season, and Zadarius Smith did catch up to him with 8.5 and 8 sacks, respectively. A little bit on the lower side. Denzel Ward killed it with 7 picks. Love to see that. 2 from Newsome and Bush. Pass deflections. Delpit ended up leading the way with 7. Owusu Koromora with 6. And then forced fumbles. 1 for Polar Bear Steve. And it's Ronnie Hickman, who took over at free safety after they moved Bradbury out. So, you know, again, not too bad. Not too bad for the back half of the year. Probably why we won some games down the stretch. The team was playing a little bit better. So, yeah, we're going to move forward here, guys. Let's head into week number 1 of free agency. Let's see what we can kind of fill some of the gaps on. Obviously, you know, we know that Wills potentially is on his way out now, which is a bit of a spicy meatball for us. Are we affected by retirements at all? I don't think so. I don't know who from our list would be looking to retirement, but let's just make sure we're covered. Okay, Stephon Gilmore. So, understandable. He was a 1-year signing anyways. Obviously not a position of need for us where we have 2 legitimate CB1 and 2. Let's go see what's on the free agent market. Is there anybody here who actually makes sense for us to get into? So, Chubb is still kicking. Okay, J.K. Dobbins is an interesting one for me. I am a Dobbins guy. He does have a lot of interest to come play for us, which is actually really solid. Only one other team has interest. I think we actually do entertain this. So, let's take a look right now. Okay, looking at about $7 million. He wants a 3-year deal, which I don't mind at 26. He's still got a star depth trait. Okay, the interest is there. So I'm wondering if we do have the ability to maybe lower this a little bit and see if that still puts us as one of his top destinations. No. Okay, Cowboys are willing to spend. So let's up it a bit. Let's make sure we can get our guy. We do need a number 1 back. Oh, okay. Cowboys are spending some decent scratch. Okay, what are we willing to pay? Let's go 4.8 and $4 million. He wants to play with us. Boom. That puts us over the top. Let's see if we can get Dobbins in as our guy. Fullback, you guys know I usually like pulling in Ricard. I'm okay to leave it. We have that tight end who seems to be doing pretty decently from the position, so I'm not overly worried. The line, I mean, again, I'm not so worried about having to bring anybody in per se. You know, Conklin still there. Brown actually is older, still has his dev trait. And actually, I'm just going to do this by position. It probably makes a lot more sense. Quarterback side, do we bring in Josh Dobbs? What's he looking for cash-wise? Yeah, $4 million. Yeah, I'm not willing to spend that right now. If he says set up for agency after we head into the season, he's probably like a $2 million signing. Does not make sense for us to really dabble into that. Right now, we still got Flacco. We still have Pickett, so I think we'll leave it as is. We looked okay at the halfback side. We still have Jerome Ford. We're going to be okay. Fullback, I think we're okay. Wide receiver, obviously, this is a bit of a bigger conversation for us now. Not a lot of interest to come play for us, so that doesn't always help our situation. But you know what? Like, again, a guy like John Mechie might not be a bad ad, or even a McCole Hardman. They're both scheme fits. The speed definitely is more so on the Hardman side. Only a couple years of age difference. But I'm looking at Amari Cooper here. Like, do I really want to bring him back as an opportunity? You know what? I don't know. McCole Hardman, for some reason, is speaking to me. We definitely do need a legitimate wide receiver to come in here. But let's see if we can make this work. A 2-year deal with Hardman. Interest seems to be decent. I don't know if there was a ton of teams that were looking into him. So let's see if we can maybe get him for a lesser contract. Let's double check there. Okay, so Carolina is also looking to acquire his services. Let's see if maybe this puts us on his wavelength. Okay, Carolina still beats us out. So we're going to have to bump this baby a little bit. Let's see if we can get Hardman in here. We need to get a decent wide receiver. I like the speed. Okay, so that's going to do. Tight ends, we're fine. I'm not overly worried about it. So the left tackle position obviously is a position of need. Wills Jr. here, we likely... I mean, he would be nice to bring back. He is still on the younger side, only at 26. So ideally, if he is interested in coming back to us, how many teams are interested in him, actually? 4. Okay, so this might be a bit of a battle. Don't want to overspend a ton of cap, guys, but I mean, you need to solidify the blind side for your quarterback. Wow, the Steelers are trying to take him from me. Pittsburgh, come on, guys. You're doing this to one of your own? Okay, we're going to have to pay the man. Let's call it 3, 5.5. Does that do it? It puts us up top. Pittsburgh is still above. Let's see. Will that do it? 3.2, 5.2. Still looking at Pittsburgh. Okay. We'll call it 3, 5, and 5, 3. Does that get it done? No, Pittsburgh. Come on, man. 3-8 and 5-6. Does that do it? No. Okay. Wow. Pittsburgh is really, really offering him something out of the water here, eh? Okay. I will do 4.5 and 5. That's got to do it, right? Pittsburgh. Why are you guys trying to hurt me, bro? This is insane. Okay, let's call it 4.5, and I'll go, what, 5? Make it 6. Make it 6. We got to lock him up. Okay, there we go. Puts us back on top. I think right now it just makes sense, guys. We need the help. Obviously, our guys are quite young at that position, at least for him, for Wills, and that is a lockup that you need to have because he still has the growth potential. Pacic, I mean, he's 30, he's 73. I mean, we know he's going to be coming down, but, you know, we're not looking at anything much better here. So we might have to take a look at that in the draft as well. Right guard, we got Scherf, who's 33 again, so obviously probably not making a ton of sense there either. And then we got Trent Brown. Havenstein still kicking around too, but I don't know that any of these make a ton of sense for us. Left-hand side, I mean, I think, again, we're probably looking okay. You bring in like a Marcus Davenport. That does provide a little bit of interest, but we don't have the cap. Yeah, I don't think we're necessarily going to be able to go crazy here, guys. The money is not going to add up here, and there likely is some contracts that we may need to move out. I'm wondering, again, if we do have the contract. Okay, Jordan Hicks. So do we have anybody playing at linebacker? Tryon Shoyinka. Okay, that's going to do it. That's the one. Wow. Bush is also gone. Who's playing on the other side? All right, Mahmoud Diabate. Diabate? Okay. Yeah, we don't have money for any of these positions. This is, we're in rough right now, guys. We are in very, very rough. Okay, can I get like a Kader Kohu? Okay, we do have a little bit of money for this. He's a 79. He will come in at the 3 spot, which pushes Emerson to 4. I do think I like that better. Will you take this? Right now, I do need this as a position of need. We're not even in the conversation, guys. 11 teams on the hunt. That's a hard one. Okay. Let's withdraw that offer because it definitely does not make sense. Let's see maybe if we can get Mike Hilton for a cheap deal as a 1 year, you know, 2.5. Is that something he's willing to take? Maybe. We're his best offer for now. Free safety. Elijah Molden could be a decent step in for us. I actually don't mind Jordan Fuller as well. He is a scheme fit, so maybe this one does make a little bit more sense. The interest is there. Let's see if we can put ourselves in the conversation. Not so much, eh? Not so much. No offers on Molden. Okay. I think Molden is going to be the move then. We withdraw from Fuller. We don't have the money to get into any battles right now. We do need the update on Hickman. So let's see if we can make that work at 2.5, 2 million. Perfect. Okay. That's the best we're going to do, guys, with what we got right now. We need to save some money for our free agents, from our draft. So let's see if we can move ahead a week, and let's see if we can get any of those guys signed. I do want to go take a look at the contracts again to see what is really weighing us down, because obviously we are looking a little rough right now for when it comes to money that's available. Did we get any of our free agents? Did anybody sign with us? Okay, we got Dobbins, we got Hardman, we got Wills Jr. Those are big. Very, very big. Molden and Hilton obviously would be phenomenal ads if we can get them. I would, again, like to look at the contracts to see what makes sense, because some of these deals are not expensive and we can't even make them. So let me take a quick look at the trades, guys, see where the money is again heading into the season. I'll be right back. All right, guys, a deal had to be made. We found one here. Looking at our left guard position, obviously Joel Bitonio is 30 plus on a 1 year deal left, really hitting with a cap hit of around, I think it was 18, 19 million. So I'm looking to get a little bit younger. We're going to bring in Zion Johnson there from the Chargers. I had to remove a 5th and 2 5ths, one from this year, one from next year, and a 6th from this year to make this deal happen. It gives us a little bit of a contract locked in for 2 years, cheaper cap hit. So just a deal that I think makes sense, save us a little bit of money, because obviously we have to save our draftees. We need money for the draftees. So that does open up a little bit of space there. I might look to one more deal here, guys, so give me a second, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, guys, we try to make some deals. Really, really hard move. I was trying to move out from Jack Conklin. Again, you know, a Brown faithful on the O-line just wasn't going to happen, so we gave it our go. Was not going to work for us, so we're going to have to head forward. We're going to move forward with what we got for now. I think we're going to have to go see what the draft looks like for us and see if we can pull any specific players from there that might be able to help us out. So let's go take a look at free agency, see if we're able to sign anybody else that makes sense. No, looks like nobody else rolled through. So who do we miss on? Is there anything here that we, we're hoping to get that we didn't? We nailed our running back, wide receiver. Did we go for a wide receiver? We did. We got McCole Hardman, if I remember correctly, so we should be okay there. Left tackle, we did get Wills back, so we are still feeling good on that side of the ball. Left guard, we're still fine. Center, obviously a point of contention for us still, but something we're going to have to revisit. Right tackle side, Conklin, again, getting older, a lot of money involved. Left end, Elijah Chapman is going to cut it. I'm thinking, like, Marcus Davenport does make a little sense. He's only 28, he's a 75, he's a scheme fit, serviceable player to bring in. Is a lot of money involved there. There's only one team interested. I mean, if he'll come in at a low cap and he's willing to come play for us, I'll take it. I think right now we kind of need the bodies. So would that even put us in the conversation? Targeted, Davenport, no. And funny enough, it's Pittsburgh again. So battling it out with my team, figure that one there. Defensive tackles, I think we're still okay. We saw some great growth from Mike Hall Jr. Malik Collins is holding out a 40 or 74, a 30 age, 74 overall. I'm having a stroke here, guys. See, guys, tired? Super dad. It's the dad years. Here we are. I don't know that any of this legitimately makes sense for us. Even bringing in a Michael Pierce right now on a 1 year, I think we can utilize our money somewhere else. Right end, so obviously we have Garrett. It looks like we have McGuire as his backup. I'm thinking left end is a position of need. Now, is Wusu Koromora the left? Okay, yeah. So what we have right now is currently better than what's here. Middle linebacker, this is a piece that we probably need to visit as well. Anthony Walker Jr. might not be a bad bring back. Only one team interested. Hendricks has none. We might be able to get him for cheap. And realistically, he does, I believe, become our starter at middle. So you know what? Let's see if we can get him on the low end. Let's see if we can do that. 1 year, see if we can bring him in. Hopefully, again, it's just a body that can start for us. On the right side, okay, so that's Diabate, whatever you want to call his name. Yeah, we do likely do. I'll see if we can find something from the draft. Honestly, I just don't think it makes sense to go out and again and spend a ton of money right now. So we didn't end up getting Mike Hilton. Who else do we got here? So Martin Emerson's a 76. So is Akello Witherspoon. It may just make sense to let Emerson play and then see if we can find somebody else to take his place in the 4 spot in free agency. So Hickman is still kicking. We could take in Quandre Diggs on a 1 year again, but does it make sense? I mean, I guess it could. We have a little bit of money. Okay, let's see. We can play ball with this. What were the interests? Only one team. Does this put us into the wavelength of a conversation? Let's put it that way. No. Okay. Vikings are still running the show, so I'm just going to leave that as is. Strong safety, we're obviously okay. Do I have a kicker? None of my guys disappeared, right? Okay. Dustin Hopkins, Bojorquez, still kicking around. So that's it, guys. I think this is the best we're going to do. Let's sim ahead here. Let's get into draft number 1, and let's see where this takes us now. If anybody else signed, if we could squeeze any other bodies to come in and play, because we did obviously have some players here who left, and it was not great for us. Now, albeit not a lot of them were fantastic. Okay, we brought in Kendricks. That's great. We do have a middle linebacker now, but we weren't able to get any other positions, so we'll have to figure that one out. Let's sim ahead here, guys. It is time for the NFL draft. Let's see what we got coming to us here. I think this one's going to be really important. As I always say, the first year of drafting, second year, also important. But as we start pushing a little bit further in, it just becomes less and less important. That we really have to make sure we're nailing this. So we're hitting at the 14 spot, which is awesome. If we take a look at the draft board, where is that leaving us right now with regards to availability? So 14 puts us in the position of a whole bunch of D tackles. We got Jalen Milroe, who's going to be available around 25. I think quarterback for us obviously is super important. Jackson Dart looks to be sitting around here, round 2, round 3, rank 55. I feel like he usually does go in the first. Okay, let's give this a quick pause for the draft, because obviously we don't want this thing to jump ahead. I am very curious to see what's available to us when we get to our position. So let's go to the next user pick. Okay, Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders, both off the board. 1 and 2, no surprise. Travis Hunter goes right away. Okay, Pierce, Carter, Walker, Banks. Okay, and then T-Mac went there at the 12 spot to Tennessee. Elvin Banks Jr., their left tackle, went to the Rams. Okay, so what is saying here is our best shots here at the 12 spot. So there is Will Campbell, Ashton Jeanty, obviously you got it not bad, but we brought in Dobbins. So I feel like we do have the potential there to hold off. Igbuka obviously could be really good for us. But you know what? I am looking at Milroe. I am looking at Jackson Dart. Like, do we have that opportunity to maybe pick up a couple extra picks and see if we can utilize multiples? I think that makes a lot of sense for us here. I'm looking, you know, Broncos have a quarterback, Cowboys have a quarterback, you know, Dolphins, Pats, Seahawks. Maybe we could drop to like 19. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see if anybody has any interest in trying to pick up from us here. So for our 14th pick, there's 28, there's 29, 19. Okay, that's actually exactly what we're talking about. Oh, wow. Double firsts from the Rams. That's an interesting one, but that's 2026. No, we need 2025 value. Now, the Pats are willing to give us some next year's draft picks. Not really helpful to us currently. Okay, Eagles, bottom of the first is not going to help us. 2026, 7th doesn't make sense. I am curious if the Seahawks are willing to pay. That I am curious about. Dropping to the 15th spot. I think that might be something of interest. So it might be worth the conversation. So if we go to, let's see if we can go manage roster, trade center. Let me see if the Seahawks will play ball. I'll let you guys know. Guys, I don't even know what to say. Oh, the Seahawks drove a hard bargain. Took some draft collateral, but we moved down 5 spaces from 14 to 19. Or we 13, maybe 6 spaces. And then we take their second overall, or second round pick from this year as well. I threw in a 2025 4th, a 2025 6th, a 2026 6th, 2026 4th, and a 2027 4th as well. And we're going to get first and second, extra second this year, which is great. So I do like this move for us. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out and who the Seahawks are planning on taking. I guess we're going to find out here very shortly. Let's go to the next user pick. Okay, so everyone we expected to be here that we needed is still kicking around. Let's go take a look at who we have at the 19 spot. I do believe, okay, so Ashton Jeanty's still there. Jalen Milroe is looking at 25. A lot of curiosities, even with Jackson Dart, man. But I think, yeah, with Jeanty where he is, so Malachi Starks, again, not really exactly what we're looking for. I mean, Emeka Egbuka is essentially what we are looking for, right? To get that number 2 receiver to come in and be solid for us. But Jalen Milroe is there, and quarterback is a position that we need right now. Now, is there scheme fit potentials that we need to keep in mind here as well? Also interested in a guy like Isaiah Bond. Where is Jackson Dart? So neither are scheme fits. So Jackson's looking at 55. Do we take our chances and run with Jalen Milroe? Also small hands. Let's give it a go. I mean, actually, hold on. It says he's a day 3. And then what are they saying for Jackson Dart? 3rd, 4th round. Okay. Yeah, this is a tough one, guys. I mean, there is definitely opportunity for us to make multiple players really be pretty good for us. You know, Luther Burden as well, kicking around here might be a great addition also. Because, you know, we do have Judy, who is a big body. I do think maybe Luther Burden even makes sense here. But potentially, obviously, we lose the quarterback potential. You know what? Let's go a little off the board. Let's get ourselves a number 1 wideout to add in with Jerry Judy. Let's go Luther Burden III. Let's draft him here. I think this is a good pick for us. We do have the double seconds, so hopefully one of those guys are kicking around for us there. So he was ranked number 6. He's NFL ready. Obviously an amazing hidden dev trait. Great speed, great everything. So you know what? I like this move for us. I'm okay with it. Let's see where this takes us ahead in the draft board now, and let's see what's going to be kicking around for us. Okay, Quinshon Judkins just went. Jalen Milroe just went. Does that mean that Jackson Dart is still there? Let's see. Is he dropping to us in the 2nd round? We have 2 picks in about 5 picks. Okay, Jackson Dart is still kicking, guys. So that might not actually be a bad choice for us here. Do we go off the board and get our guy right away? I think that's what we have to do. We're going to take maybe a little bit early, but nonetheless, Jackson Dart finally in one of our franchises here. Coming on in the 2nd round. Says he's a C pick. You know what? I don't mind it. Okay, he is a normal dev trait. That is not what I was expecting. I thought he'd at least have hidden dev, but it's fine. Maybe we can get him upgrade. He's young. He's going to be who we're going to build with. Let's skip ahead in the draft here, see what's kicking around at pick 51. Let's make our selection here. Obviously, not too many names fell off the board, so a lot should still be here for us. Mason Taylor, Shamar Stewart at left end actually might not be a bad option for us. I don't really want to waste going into another wide receiver. There's Malachi Moore from Alabama, also still kicking around. So what do we got here for Shamar? Shamar does pose some interest. So he's a scheme fit. Not a great block shedder. Seems to be a half-decent athlete. Good awareness, good tackling, good power moves. Okay, but otherwise not really jumping off the board as spectacular per se. Free safety, Malachi Moore. I mean, is this really the play? Hit power's okay. Zone coverage okay. Can't do man to save his life. What else we got? Left end, Patrick Payton. Patrick Payton? Anything good here? Okay, finesse moves are good. Can't really do much else after that. Jabbar Muhammad from Oregon. Okay, Kevin Winston Jr., strong safety. Numbers look half decent. Hit power could be pretty good. Man coverage could be pretty good. Tackling could be pretty good. Seems to be pretty decent all around as well with regards to his stamina, tackling, kick return. Actually, not too bad too. So he's got some speed. Okay, so that might actually be bad because we could potentially move him over to the free safety position. There's also Jordan Birch. What is Jordan Birch about? Not what we're about. I can definitely tell you that. What else we got kicking here? Barrett Carter from Clemson. Decent tackling, decent zone, decent pursuit. Not a great block shedder. Decent strength. Seems to be pretty good everywhere else. Man coverage. Play rec isn't phenomenal. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe... Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know that anybody else here is really... Danny Stutzman? What are you talking about here? Decent block shed. Could be decent coverage. Could be decent pursuit. Could be a decent tackler as well. Numbers look to be pretty solid. I mean, you know what, guys? He's actually not bad. Play rec is really good as well. I'm thinking that maybe we take the linebacker. That might make the most amount of sense. Like, don't get me wrong. Winston Jr. looked pretty solid. But Stutzman actually looks quite good. And might be our guy. Yeah, let's do it. He's a scheme fit. Danny Stutzman. Let's bring him over. We need the linebacker help. Come on, give us some good news on Stutzman. Yeah, B+. All right, 63. We got him at 51. Looks like he's going to be solid. Okay, normal depth trait, but maybe a high overall to get started. Maybe some growth potential there. So you know what? We'll take that. Having that extra second-round pick. We got Dart. We got a wide receiver in Luther Burden. I like where we're at right now. So at pick 78, let's make our selection here and see what we got going in round number 3. Okay, so Kyron Lacey is still there. Hey, Kobe Bryant, who Steve and I know very well from our Pittsburgh Steelers draft. I'm pretty sure he did quite decently for us. Might be someone we might want to bring in as a CB4. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. Trey Zune III at left tackle. What are you talking here, pal? All right, not a great run blocker, but decent, good impact blocker. Could be decent awareness. Could be decent pass block. Not a great jumper, sure. Good lead blocker, though. Good stamina. You know what? Okay. Zune looks like he could be pretty good for us. We might be able to move him to a guard position or swing him out to the other side. I do like what I'm seeing here from him. David Bailey. What are we talking for you here, buddy? Okay, numbers don't look great. Zune is speaking to me right now, and to me, he does really make the most amount of sense. Although we got Antoine Powell-Ryland here, right outside linebacker. Now, of course, we do have a Wusu Koromora, so I'm not overly worried per se at one of the outside linebacker positions, and then plus we just drafted one. But you know what? He doesn't look terrible either. But I think for position of need, we likely do have to focus in on the fact that we have a couple positions obviously aging on the O-line, and that is going to be a big one for us. So yeah, I think I'm going to put my time, my efforts into Trey Zune III, Texas A&M, left tackle. Let's see what he's going to bring to the table for us. Hopefully he's half decent, maybe a hidden dev trait. Okay, a little bit of a reach, C-, no dev trait. Just my luck, right? Okay, that is the third round, guys. I'm going to head on in here to finish off the rest of the draft, and I will catch you guys on the side. All right, guys, we are back. The draft is over, and here's where we ended up. So we got Luther Burden III, obviously our number 1 overall pick. He comes in at 78 out of the draft. Already going to make an immediate impact with Jerry Jeudy. Jackson Dart, 70 out of the draft. Essentially what we've been working with. So we're going to give him his chance to start and see what he can do for us. Danny Stutzman, 72 out of the draft. I think, again, he will be quite serviceable for us and pretty solid. Trey Zune was a 69. Then we had Sonny Styles, another guy we got in the 4th round there. Round number 3. Actually had 2 third-rounders. Did not remember that. 68 out of the draft with a hidden depth trait. So, again, I would like to see him get some touches and see what he turns out to be. Jack Kaiser, 66 out of the draft in the 5th round, another linebacker. And then we got kicker here, Jonah Dalmas, who was a 70 out of the draft as well. And essentially could replace Hopkins right away. So, not looking too shabby there, guys. That gets us our first draft out of the way after year 1. And again, I don't think this team looks bad by any means. So let's head to the preseason here. Let's take a look, see what the roster looks like, see if we have any gaps and holes, see what free agency might be able to help us bring. Looks like we are 83s across the board, which is not a bad situation to have. We will go into our adjust lineup position here and get us kicked off and started. So I believe we are going to see Kenny Pickett with, there he is, Jackson Dart, who moved up to a 71 already. We got J.K. Dobbins in there, Luther Burden obviously in position 2 with McCole Hardman at 3. Tillman is the 4 spot. I actually think we could maybe get someone free agency to step in here and maybe move Hardman to 4. But definitely something I feel like we can kind of figure out as the season goes on. Center with Pacic, obviously a big one that we still got to get figured out. Not a long-term starter for us by any means. Teller injured? Why is Teller not playing? All right. So Wyatt Teller's now our center because Zion Johnson's kick in. Apparently Jenkins switched over. And then Conklin and Wills are going to take the ends. So fine. I can do this. Not a problem. Zion Johnson was supposed to be playing one of our guard positions, and he has apparently done that. But yeah, not sure why Teller's not. You know what? I'm fine with it. Not a big deal. This is going to work out perfectly fine. This is exactly the up on the O-line that we need, especially if we're going to be protecting Jackson Dart. Fullback, yeah, I don't want Jerome Ford doing that, so we are going to have to look at a fullback spot as well. So let's say third quarterback, a fullback, maybe a receiver on the defensive side of the ball. So Hendricks there is going to be playing the middle. Wusu Koromora is apparently playing on the right side now. Tryon Shoyinka is there at the other side. See, although, you know, we do have Stutzman. We also do have Styles, who has that hidden dev trait. So, might be something we could look into, potentially shifting him up. Yeah, because Stutzman might be a pretty good starter, too. You know what? I'm going to put Stutzman up above Tryon Shoyinka. And I think I'm going to put Styles up above him, because I would like to see them get some touches. Right end, we are looking okay. Collins there as well is going to be serviceable as the number 2. Okay, so I'm thinking corner, left end, maybe free safety, maybe in the linebacker positions. So a little bit of work to be done, guys. Dalmas will take over for Hopkins. I can actually get Hopkins just completely off the board. We'll get him out of here. Dalmas, our kicker from the 7th round, is going to be completely fine. Let's go see what free agency has. What's still kicking? What's left over? What makes sense for us to maybe take a look into to bring onto the roster? So what is kicking here that can make sense for us? Let's start off let's go position by position like the usual. So quarterback, we got Heineke, we got Flacco still kicking, we got Mitch Trubisky. You know what? Essentially, what's the cheapest at this point? Jaron Hall? Sure. $1 million. You can come in. You know what? No, I'm going to go with the Canadian kid. We're going Nathan Rourke. He's going to come in as our 3 spot. Good old Canadian boy. Played in the CFL. Bounced back and forth in the league. Let's do that. I'm a big fan. Halfbacks were perfectly fine. I don't see... Okay. No fullbacks available at all. That is hilarious. Okay, wide receivers. So Deontay Johnson is still kicking around. Again, I don't know ultimately if it makes a ton of sense. I don't know that he helps anything that we currently have going. So maybe we'll just let the receivers play it out. Tight end side, I mean, Austin Hooper is there. Might not be bad. $2 million. Ian Thomas is there as well. Possession. Is anybody who's just like a pure blocking tight end? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Blocking tight end. Go Kieft. You are my new fullback. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring him in. We're going to put him as a fullback because I do not want to see Jerome Ford there. That's a hard no. We will... Okay, yeah, tackles. Again, I don't think we need to really do anything on the O-line right now. We let that go as it needs to. Left end, so Onyemata is there. I don't know if that's better than what we're currently playing, though. So, doesn't necessarily make sense at 73 overall. D-tackle, we're still looking fine as well. Okay, so maybe we can bring in Cam Jordan. That might be a half-decent upgrade. He is 36. It's clearly a 1 year. You know what? Let's do that. For some fun, let's bring Cam Jordan into the mix. He's going to take the other end spot on the other side of Myles Garrett. Looking here, again, not really a ton that makes a ton of sense at linebacker to make any changes, at least from the basis of our current starters. I mean, Matthew Judon is not awful by any means, but I'm thinking maybe we just let the rookies go and see what they can do. We got Mike Hughes kicking around. We got Ahkello Witherspoon. So again, these are much cheaper contracts for us to have to kind of swallow right now, if you will. And, you know, one of these two guys might not be terrible. Who's the speedier one? Speedy Excel is going to be Mike Hughes. Sure, let's bring him in as like CB4. I definitely think that will be helpful for us as well. Safety side, yeah, DeMar Hamlin, 73. I mean, who we have is better. Jamal Adams, same thing, right? Doesn't make any sense to bring these guys in. So I think we are good to go there. I'm feeling pretty happy about that situation. So let's go back now again and just double check our lineup. And we will shift some guys around to their positions. And then we start simming, guys. We head into season number 2. And we'll see what this team is made of. Okay, so again, please, please, please let Teller play where he needs to play. He's now going to be our center. Wide receiver-wise, we're going to be fine. Tillman's going to take that last spot. On the defense, okay, so they dicked around with our stuff again. So we're going to go Stutzman as starter. Styles is going to go in the 2 spot. Hughes is already in the 4 spots, exactly where I want him to be. Miles moves over to left end. Jordan's on the right hand side. That's it, guys. That is it. This is the beginning. Season number 2. Can this Browns team pick up at all? Let's go to the regular season. Let's see what our overall looks like. Are we better than last year? I mean, we were pretty well 83s across the board. We got our future franchise quarterback. Yes, he doesn't have that hidden dev trait. I'm actually disappointed. I was really having hopes for Jackson Dart. But we're going to get a chance to see what this guy's made of. We've seen him with Star Dev and our other franchises. Can he do that here? So we're 83s across the board. That stayed consistent all the way through. Let's choose our draft class here. We're going to import our local file. We're going to go with the 2025 draft, which, of course, I believe doesn't have Arch Manning, but I remember for some reason that's the 26 draft. Oh, wait a second. Did I just choose the wrong one? Did we just bring the same players in a second time? I think we might have brought the second players in a second time. Okay. Well, that's a boo-boo. We're going to have to run with that one. Yeah, that is not ideal. That is definitely not what we needed right now. But we're going to go with it. We're already in this. I made a mistake. I screwed up. I will take the hit on that one. 7 wins, I think, is doable. I'm going to skip through that second draft, guys. This does not make sense to keep. Obviously, that mistake is not going to help us at all. So storylines don't really matter. We've done what we can do for this team. Let's see what season number 2 can bring. So let's sim to mid-season. Can these Browns do anything? Can Jackson Dart start taking this team to the promised land? Is that where we can get to? I don't really know. I really don't know. It's going to change a lot for us here. You know, we have a legitimate guy now who we trust in. It's not Deshaun Watson anymore. Obviously, he's young, so growth is possible. Dev traits obviously can definitely happen as well. But this can be a bad season. Whoa, 5-2. Hold on a second. The Cleveland Browns are 5-2. Okay. That was very unexpected. Let's go take a look at these stats, guys. What's the story of the season so far? Jackson Dart, 12-12, rookie quarterback. You could definitely tell what's going on here. 1,600 yards, not too shabby. Sacked 14 times, so he's still figuring things out. That makes sense. Going to the rushing side of the house, so Dobbins, 472 yards, 5 touchdowns. Ford sneaking in there with a 109. Dart also has a rushing touchdown. Receiving, Jerry Jeudy, 533 for 3 tutties. Tillman, 373 for 3 touchdowns. We got Luther Burton there, 276 for 2 touchdowns. Njoku adding in 4 and 206. Maybe we move Burton to the slot. See if that gets him more touches. I mean, he does have more receptions than Tillman. I don't know. Maybe it'll up his stuff a little bit. Owusu Koromora does lead with tackles. TFLs looks like 7 for Garrett. Sacks 5.5 makes sense. Mike Hall making some presence felt here, 3.5 sacks. Interceptions, Hughes, Delpit, Newsom, Hickman, all there for each. Deflections, 7 for Owusu Koromora. And then forced fumbles, 1 for Garrett. So there you go, Polar Bear Steve. You got 1 there. So team's not looking half bad. I'm imagining most of this is probably led by our defensive side of the ball. Although those numbers don't scream that like we're killing it. But here we are. Offensive points per game, we're 25th, somehow, some way. Pass yards, we're 13th. Finally moving on up. Rush yards, we are 8th. Okay, so we did make some progress. Opponent points per game, 22.7 puts us at top 13. Offensive pass yards puts us at 224, 17th. And then opposing rushing yards, 80.2 puts us at 9th. So we're clearly plugging the hole. And doing pretty decently there. But, you know, we've made a move forward, guys. Not looking too shabby here for season number 2. Okay, David Njoku coming up. Not a lot of interest to re-sign. This definitely could be a big loss for us. So we do have cap coming into next year. We do want to keep a guy like this, right? He's 29. He's got at least a solid good couple of years left. Still superstar dev, so he could move up a bit. Doesn't really want to stay, though. So this is where stuff can get spicy. Okay, offer was tempting. Maybe we can get him back in the offseason. Greg Newsome. This is a $40 million contract, apparently. I mean, obviously a guy we want to keep. He's only 25. He's our CB2. No interest in staying here again as well, which is a little disappointing. So we're going to have to fleece him a bit to make him want to stay. Let's see, maybe something like this would do it. Bam. Greg Newsome stays. That's massive for us and for the franchise. Martin Emerson, same thing here. Obviously, these are our top 3 CBs, man. We need these guys to kick it around. He wants a 3-year deal. He also doesn't have a ton of interest to stay. Let's see if a little bit of money might make him interested. Offer was tempting as well. So him and Njoku will have to try again in the offseason. Teller, this one's tough. It's a 1-year deal. I think at 30, he's still an 80 with the dev trait. I think we have to try and keep him if we can. I'm going to give him what he wants. See if he'll stay. Beautiful. We get another year of Wyatt Teller. Jerome Ford, you know, he is our backup. $8 million for 2 years. I mean, that's not terrible. It's not terrible. As an 80, I mean, again, normal dev trait. He is 25. It's not awful. I do think that Cleveland fans do like him quite a bit. So let's see if we can keep him around for the sake of the rebuild. I'm not going to grossly overpay him. Perfect. He's going to stay. That's great. What else we got here? Ronnie Hickman. I mean, he is our starter. Ideally, we could get an upgrade, though. He is 75. Let's play ball here. He wants 2 years, $3 million. Okay. I'm going to give him essentially what he's asking for. Perfect. Cheap deal. He stays. He's still growing. Mike Hughes, I'm okay to let go. Joe Tryon-Chwinka. Again, I'm not really playing him, so this is fine. Kenny Pickett wants to stay. Kenny, I'm sorry, I don't care about you. Ko Kieft, whatever. Ethan Pocic. Yeah, he's falling off a cliff. He's not really playing right now anyways. Nathan Rourke, Eric Kendricks, Cam Jordan. I would like to sign our punter, though. You guys know I don't love to keep signing punters if I don't have to. Will you stay for us for 3 years? If I signed you, would you stay forever? I'm unsure if the future's here. Okay, well, you know what, Corey? Go take a hike. Enough of your shit. All right, it's fine. We'll find other punter guys. I'm not mad about it. It's totally fine. I don't really give a shit. Okay, guys, that is it. We are 84s now across the board. We are 5-2. We've seen the stats. We've seen everything. There's nothing left to do, baby, but head to the playoffs and see if these Cleveland Browns can make it. I will say, guys, I'm surprised. I was going to say maybe 3 wins. I didn't think we'd be substantially better than we were last year. You know, obviously we added some pieces, but I definitely thought there was going to be some growing pains. That's how I saw things going. And clearly, maybe it's the luck of the Cleveland Browns. We had that one banger last time with Chef Tom. Can we do it in the short term here and finally win our first Super Bowl in these realistic rebuilds? Time will tell. Let's see where we're at. Can we make the playoffs in year number 2? No, because we finished 9-8, and that was not good enough to get the job done. So we obviously fell off a bit of a cliff here, guys. Offensive points per game, we dropped to 26th. Offensive pass yards, 19th. Okay, so not terrible. We're still kind of in the yellow space. Offensive rush yards, we held at 11th with 96. Not really a lot to say for the league this year in rushing. Defensive points per game, we held at 17th. Okay, so Pittsburgh finished in the basement. We finished 3rd. We weren't able to get the spot, which is unfortunate. What else we got here? 21st in defensive pass yards, so maybe some injuries or some issues on the DBs. And then defensive rush yards, we held at 11th, which is pretty solid. Pretty solid. So, you know, we did what we could, guys. We gave it our best shot. Let's take a look at the stats. Let's see maybe if we had any potential guys really step up on the back half. Hey, 34 passing touchdowns for Dart isn't bad in year 1. Almost 4,000 yards, 34 tutties, 22 picks, sacked 30 times. But you know what? Growth. Growth is what we're looking for here, guys. Dobbins had almost 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's what you love to see. Nick Chubb didn't even get that. So happy to have J.K. Dobbins kicking. Jackson Dart had a rushing touchdown, 297. Jerome Ford, 3 tutties, 274. He's a backup. It's fine. Receiving, Jerry Jeudy eclipsed 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Tillman had 11 and 927. Burden, 722 in the rookie year. It's not terrible, but only 3 touchdowns. I'd like to see more. Njoku, 654, 8 touchdowns. And then Dobbins there, 243, 2 tutties. I mean, rookie quarterback throwing to his tight end. Wherever you hear about that, right? Comfort space. Defense, Owosu Koromora leading the way on tackles. TFLs looks like, of course, Myles Garrett with 17. Really love what I'm seeing out of Mike Call Jr.'s growth here, 11. And then Cam Jordan did have 11 as well. Sacks. So I don't know if Myles Garrett got injured because he had, I think, around 8.5 at the halfway point, or 3.5, 4.5. So not a ton, not where we thought he'd be. Interceptions, looks like Owusu Koromora and Hickman only had 2 each. Maybe a little bit of a fall off. Where's our boy? Denzel Ward. Did I miss him? I must have missed him. Yeah, there he is. No picks for Ward this season. So was there injuries, guys? A lot of questions. Deflections. Looks like 12 for Owusu Koromora. Had a phenomenal season for us. And then forced fumbles. Looks like Newsome did add 1. So we had 2 total there. So 9 and 8. We did flip the script a little bit. You know, we are now on the over 500 side, which is great to see. And yeah, I think we did pretty solid here, guys. I can't really complain about the season that we had. So let us go forward. We're going to sim to the Super Bowl here. Obviously, the boo-boo I made doesn't help us here because there's going to be a whole bunch of double players coming into the league. So to not cheat the system, I'm just going to sim the whole draft, and it's going to make me lose a draft here. So that's my own fault. I will take ownership over that. It is the dad years, like I said. I am trying to battle this out on a Sunday night again, getting content ready for you guys. So, you know, mistakes were made, lessons were learned. Looks like we got a Bengals and New York Giants. Very, very interesting. Not what I would have expected. Looks like Vegas must have the number 1 overall pick at 1 and 16. So they're going to get Cam Ward, just like somebody else has from last draft. Yikes. Let's see what we're looking at here. So we are at the Super Bowl, the playoff bracket. What do we have? Who are the number 1 seeds? We got Buffalo and the Lions. Looks like the Jags, the Broncos, Bengals, Colts, Chargers, Ravens. We have the 49ers, the Packers. Them Cowboys made it. We got the Giants, the Saints, and the Eagles. Giants and Packers made it to the final. And then we had the Bills and the Bengals. And we got a Bengals-Giants final. This is not something I ever would have put my money on to happen in a final. But let's see who our champions are going to be, guys. Let's hold to next week. You know what? I'm going to say it's going to be a Bengals win. You got to go with Joey Chill on this one. Joey Burrow. He's got to get this locked down. They got the talent. Okay, we know sometimes that flip-flops. So could it be that the Giants actually won the Super Bowl? And so they did. The New York Giants, okay, with Drew Phillips, cornerback, as a Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen took the MVP award for the season. Sean McDermott won Coach of the Year. So the Bills were mighty impressive. Allen also got Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions got Defensive. Shadur Sanders from the Saints got Rookie of the Year. And then Jack Sawyer, right end for the Lions, also took Defensive Rookie of the Year. So looks to be like it was a half-decent year, guys. Half-decent year for some pretty solid players there, like Josh Allen and the Bills. But they didn't win the whole ship. That is owned by the New York Giants. Great job to the Giants. Okay, we will head on into our player re-sign phase here. Obviously, we know there's a whole bunch of big situations coming up. Massive. Notably, you know, we got Njoku who needs to sign. There he is right there. Martin Emerson, we'd like to get him re-signed here as well. So let's focus on Njoku first. He is definitely the first one that we need to get back here. I believe his interest level did go up. He does look like he is a little bit more interested in staying. This is a number 1 guy. I'm willing to give him number 1 money. He's going to free agency. Okay, so he's gone. We can maybe try again to get him back. Emerson apparently does not feel more interested in staying. But again, he's 25. He's still got a star depth trait, 77. He is our number 3 guy. You can see Newsome has grown. We can see Denzel Ward there holding off with a 92. So ideally, we're going to play on his growth. We're going to hope that this gets the job done. He's not signing. Okay. So, we lost 2 major pieces. Pocic, don't care. Bojorquez, don't care. We got to get right into free agency here and see what we can start poaching. And unfortunately, I lost the draft here because I'm a dum-dum. So, what are you going to do? Okay, combine results. Let's go right into free agency, guys. Let's see what we can start picking in here. We know we got a ton of places to work on. So, let's start off quarterback-wise. So, Justin Fields is there. Maybe as a backup to Dart. I mean, maybe... No, you know what? I'm going to leave it. Hey, there's Kenny. Let's bring Kenny back. No, you know what? I'm not giving money to Kenny here because we know we could probably get him in free agency for cheaper after. So sorry, Kenny. You're not getting my money. You can't have it. Let's just make sure what we have. Okay, so Jerome Ford, that's right. We did sign him. We got Dobbins. I'm good to let those 2 run it as our guys. Fullback. Okay, Hunter Lepke. I am good to bring in a legit fullback. No one is interested in bringing this gentleman in, so I'm going to play ball here. He does want to come. So if he will play ball, he will take a contract like this, I would be incredibly happy to have him join our squad. Wide receiver-wise, okay, this is actually some interesting looks for us here. Romeo Dobbs is kicking around. Wouldn't be a bad ad, but there is a lot of teams interested. Mike Evans as a vet might not be bad to bring in as well. Cortland Sutton even is actually a not bad option here at 80 overall. Okay. Where did Burden go? That's interesting. Where did Burden go? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, it looks like we need bodies. And, okay, so Hardman is here. Hardman had a good year for us. Honestly, I think for how much he's likely going to be worth, is there people interested in him? I don't mind bringing him back. No. No one's interested. He wants to play here. I think we can get him at a half-decent deal. Let's sign him for the 2. Let's do this. That works for me. Cortland Sutton. Yeah, no one's interested. I'd like to bring him in too. I feel like if we can add some more stuff for Dart, it's never a bad thing by any means. So let's see if we can get him down to 4 and 4. I think that's half decent. Hopefully puts us in the conversation. Tight ends. Njoku. Obviously a big one for us. Now, Kate Otten is still kicking. It might be a little bit more financially savvy for us as well. And he is a bit more of a scheme fit. 13 teams. Yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather fight for Kate Otten. It is unfortunate. I would have loved to keep Njoku, but Otten does want to play here. So if he's a body we can bring in, I think that definitely makes sense. We are battling Washington, so we are going to have to pay up a little bit to bring this boy in. Okay, does this get the job done? Okay, beautiful. That puts us in the number 1 spot. That's exactly where I want to be. Left tackle, where is Wills at? Wills is still at 78, so not really a ton of growth, which is a little disappointing. Betonio, David Edwards is kicking around here as a 77. Do we need anybody? Nah, Tevin Jenkins is doing mighty fine. We are perfectly good there. So center is our pain point. But we were playing Wyatt Teller there, so that obviously could work. David Edwards, 6.23 per year. No one's interested. Left guard, 29. I mean, he might be a decent backup, especially if Pocic goes down or Teller. We could maybe move him into center. So I think this makes sense. Let's play it safe here. No one is interested. Let's see if we can drop his cap hit a bit and see if we can get him to join us. Engram. Yeah, I don't really see anything that we likely need here. Okay, Luke Godkey. 85 overall. Oh, that costs though. Yeah, with 6 people interested, that's just not one that makes sense for us. I believe Jack Conklin. Jack Conklin is probably on the downswing, if I were to guess. Okay, left ends at Zyler. So I've done the active negotiations already. Okay, so who did I target again? My signings. Let's see. I actually might need to peel off because there is some other guys there that might make more sense for us to focus on. So, for instance, maybe we don't go for McCole Hardman right away. Yeah, I think that might be the move. If we're focused on Cortland Sutton, let's take a walk on Hardman for now. I think that there might be some other positions, obviously, that we need to focus on more. So let's file in here. Zach Seiler could be a good ad for us. This one actually makes a ton of sense to add into that left end position. As a 30, I mean, you know, it really does become... Hold on, wait. Is anybody interested in Seiler? One team. I will battle this out. This is a position that I feel like we do need. So I am willing to pay this man to come in and help us out. Okay, we are number 1 for Seiler right now. That's perfect. D-tackle, Reader, again, might be a nice bring in, but it's not necessarily one that I feel like we need right now. Ooh, linebackers. Okay. Yeah, linebackers definitely provides a lot of interest here as well. Burrell Bernard could be a solid ad for us, although he's not interested. We probably do need a middle linebacker to bring in. Nick Herbig also there. Only thing, like, you know, normal dev trait. I think I might have to walk off the fullback now. We might need to walk that back as well. There was one team that was in the hunt. I don't know if that's us. I'm assuming that was us. Yes, I think we might be able to circle back on him right now with our 5 opportunities. I think we have to hammer some of these positions first. So Stutzman's up to 75. That is actually pretty solid. But we don't have a middle linebacker. And there's 8 teams. Levante David, do we maybe use a single? Nakobe Dean. I mean, there's only 4 teams interested in him. 8-8, 8-6, 8-3. I mean, I'd like somebody who could stay with us for a bit of term, right? Arguably want somebody that can step in, sign for a decent amount of years. The 78 isn't terrible, I guess, but these guys are a lot of normal dev. But I guess everybody is, really. Unless we're going to pay the money for Terrell Bernard. On to David. You know what? I'm going to give my shot at Nakobe Dean here. Let's see if he's got any interest. We're going to have to pay the man, unfortunately. But if he does become a legitimate guy for 3 years for us at middle linebacker, maybe sees a bit of growth as well. You know what? I'm okay with that. Corners, again, I think we're going to be able to hold off. Safety, nobody here really jumps off. Metellus is not bad, don't get me wrong. But I think we can hold off for there. Let's jump ahead a week. Let's see what happens here. And let's see if we can get anybody of these guys signed. I'm a little interested to know where the hell Luther Burden went. I'm assuming my game didn't cut him. I'm almost wondering, because I re-sent back in the thing again, if that somehow made all those players disappear. I really couldn't tell you. But we're going to have to figure this out as we get back into things here. Okay, let's go to free agency. Let's see if anybody decided to sign with us. Anybody? My signings. Only Nakobe Dean. Okay. We are still on top for everybody but Edwards. It looks like people are interested in getting involved with Edwards. I do think this is a depth sign that we need, guys, because he might potentially could maybe move to center for us if needed, and he will end up a serviceable center as that. I might have just had a bit of a stroke again. Okay, so the Saints are willing to pay this man, but you know what, Saints? Who am I? I need him, and I need Pacic away. Far, far away. So let's go 5-5. Let's see if that gets the job done. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to overpay you, man. I'm sorry. That's just not the way this works. So we are waiting on a couple answers. I would like to get the offer back on the fullback. Hopefully he is still there. Yeah, Lupke, come on in, dude. I'd love to get you signed. I do believe you still likely have nobody. Is that correct? Yes, we are the only ones in the hunt, so hopefully that's a quick, easy sign there. Again, we're not looking at a lot of these positions right now. I don't think a ton of them make sense. Do we need the upgrade here? Yeah, Mike Hall, we did lose one of our guys. We could bring in Poona Ford. He's a 78, not an awful option for us here. Okay, DJ Reader is gone, so we are going to base it off available. BJ Hill, also 30, but he does have interest in signing, which I think makes a ton of sense for us. Nobody here is really going to have depth traits. It just doesn't make sense to kind of focus our way down there. Let's see if BJ Hill's interested. As a 1 year, yeah, I mean, I could be open. Is anybody interested in signing him? No. Okay, so maybe we can actually get him for under value, which would be fantastic. I'm still going to pay the man. $9 million is a lot of money. So we'll get you in here. Left outside linebacker. Okay, Van Ginkel is still kicking. I still like Stutzman. I think he's growing, and I think it just makes a lot of sense for us to let him go. The middle linebacker position, Nakobe Dean did sign. Am I right? He did. Okay, we did get Nakobe Dean. So that one's a big one for us. Right outside linebacker, you know, obviously we have Owusu Koromora still kicking around. He's 26. Yeah, doesn't make sense for us to make any big moves here. So I think we're going to be okay. Cornerback, we have Kendall Fuller, who's 31. Do we want to bring him in? Oh, yeah, because Newsome did leave our team. So we actually do legitimately need a number 3. Rasul Douglas is there. Michael Carter II. Eric Stokes might not be a bad ad. I actually don't mind him at all. Only one team interested on him. Rasul is a little bit slow. A little bit slower than I would have thought as well. Michael Carter. No one's interested. 93 pace. You know what? Let's see if we can get Carter in here. I think Carter to bring in as a slot corner, not a bad option for us. And then I think we need, yeah, Cameron Mitchell there. That's not going to be doable. I think maybe we go Eric Stokes. Obviously had some phenomenal years with Green Bay. So we'll play the younger side. There's only one other team that's interested. So I think let's play ball here. He does have some interest in coming as well, which hopefully helps us. Leaves us $38 million in cap. Does that get... Oh, the Broncos are playing ball with us. Okay. Okay, Broncos. I'll play with you guys. We really want this player. We think he's going to be beneficial to our squad. There it is. You can suck on that one. Yeah, so free safety. Hickman's up to 75. Like, again, you're not going to bring in a Tyrann Mathieu. You're not going to bring any of these guys that don't make sense to swing them over. And then, obviously, strong safety. We still got Grant Delpit. Doesn't make any sense to try and make any moves here as well. And then, did our other kickers disappear? Okay, yes. So Hopkins is gone. We got Dalmas as our number 1 guy. He's up to 72 already, which is perfectly fine. And then, oh, yes, that's right. Bjorquez did leave. We'll bring in Braden Mann. He wants to come play for us. That's cool. He wants a nice, simple contract. Let's do that. And are you interested? Yes. It looks to be that we're the only team making moves here. So Let us go back and sim another week here, guys. Let's take a look to see if we're able to land any of these free agents. They're big ones, man. They are definitely big ones that I feel like could change this franchise around sooner than later. So let's see if this actually does anything of note. So, our signings. We got Dean, we got Mann, we got Edwards, we got Lupke. Corton Sutton, we're still in the lead. Okay, so Michael Carter, we have been taken over. It looks like Hill as well by the Bengals has been taken over as well. So, okay, Bengals, if you guys want to play, I'm going to pay this man. I need him to come in. I need him to play with Mike Hall Jr. That does the job there. Michael Carter. Portland's still okay. I mean, okay, if Carter doesn't want to sign with us, I mean, we could always go pick up something else. Rasul Douglas is still kicking. Sammy Womack, 78, 27, 92 pace, 92 excel. You know what? The interest is also there. So I think this might be one for us that we can just jump in on at a half-decent deal. Does that put us in at number 1? Yes, it does. If Michael Carter wants to walk, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it and lose any sleep. Was there anything else that we were looking into? Now I'm just trying to remember. I feel like we did lose somebody else. Wow, Zadarius Smith is still kicking around. Okay. And the D tackle. Yeah, we're still working on Hill. Okay, let's move ahead this last week, guys. I am not going to go crazy here with some of these smaller pieces. Again, these are guys that we can just figure out after the fact and then kind of go from there. But yes, I am incredibly interested to know where the hell our rookies went. So if I go to our lineup, is Jackson Dart gone? Jackson Dart is still there. Ah, Luther Burden. There he is. Okay, we're good. We're safe. Only star dev. I'm a little surprised, but I definitely think the growth potential is there for us. So I'm not overly worried. It looks like, do we not get our tight end? Okay, so that was the position. It was tight end. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, so let's move Teller back up into the starting spot. Conklin is down to regular dev, which is not great to see. That definitely is a little bit of a pain point there for us. Dart up to 83, though, is fantastic after one season. That is a really, really phenomenal look for us there. So we have Dean and Stutzman doing their thing. So how did Styles have a hidden dev trade and came out as regular? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so left end side, D-tackle side. Did we not get anybody? Guys, what the hell happened? Let's go take a look at the free agent recap. Am I missing something? Did we really have a bunch of guys who just decided to not come with us? That looks to be the case. All right, so we ended up getting Womack. Okay. We learned some valuable lessons. Apparently, people don't want to play with the Cleveland Browns. Let's go. Okay, let's get to the draft. I think that's going to be a big indicator of what exactly we're going to be looking into. Obviously, this draft, unfortunately, has a lot of the same names that were part of the last draft, so I'm not going to draft. I'm going to skip ahead. We're going to take whoever we're given, and unfortunately, that's how this one's going to wrap up. So I apologize, guys. Mistakes were made. Lessons were learned. We will take the next draft class into the next one, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to have one less, auto-generated one, and hopefully we don't get any doubles. That is kind of what I'm hoping for. Yeah, so I'm just going to start it, and I'm going to skip it. Simulate. Let's hope we get some half-decent players out of it. Don't really know what to expect. I hate that I doubled this one, and I don't want to lose this content for you guys, because I feel like this Browns team has a chance. I really, really do, and I don't want to lose that. So, let's see what came out of the draft recap. Who did we bring in for the second time, potentially? Okay, we got tight end Colston Loveland. We got Omari and Hampton, who were 76 out of the draft. We got Kobe Bryant, which is hilarious. We got Bo Freeler at safety. And we got ... Sanders. Feels like a Key and Peele skit. You know what? This is actually not bad. So Colston Loveland coming in as a tight end number 1 is going to be a big help for us. Again, it sucks that there's doubles in here, but mistakes were made. Lessons were learned. I'll do better. That's all I can tell you. Let's head into... Yeah, that's our draft recap. Let's head into next week, which brings us to the preseason. Let's take a look at what we got. Who's on this roster right now? So we are 82, 81 offense, 84 defense. Okay, let's adjust this lineup and see what we're working with here, guys. I really feel like there's definitely going to be some free agents that we're going to need to sign. Okay, Loveland has a dev trade. That's going to be great. Huge, huge help for us. Okay, we are playing Teller at center. Actually, we're going to have to end up changing that anyway. So somehow Dart dropped a couple points. So that was interesting. Omari and Hampton is going to go up to number 2 spot, especially with the depth trait. We got Lupke there, who's actually going to play fullback. We are going to take a look for the wide receiver piece as well. We definitely need a wide receiver 3. Yeah, Stutzman, Dean, so everything here is kind of as expected. So we need help on the left end side and D tackle. Free safety, we'll keep our eye open as well. And hopefully we can get everything sorted. Did I get my punter? I think I did, right? Did Man come over? Special teams? Yeah, okay. We got Man, we got Dalmas. We are fine and we are good. Let's take a look to see what free agency has in store for us right now. Hopefully there's a few bodies that we can plug in. Okay, quarterbacks. So Teddy Bridgewater's kicking around. Brissett. Stetson Bennett the 4th. You know what? Why not? Come on in. We're going to bring Bennett over. I think that puts us at officially 2 quarterbacks on the roster. I don't know. They ended up getting a 3rd. And then, let's see. You know what? Cooper Rush. Why not? That's going to take us to our official 3 quarterback spots. So we are hopefully nice and full there now. And I don't need to put a running back or a wide receiver in at quarterback. Okay, we definitely don't need any halfbacks. Fullbacks, I think we're going to be okay now. Wide receivers. So Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper does bring interest. I mean, he's not fast, but, I mean, he is a guy who can mentor Luther Burden and some of our younger guys. I don't mind this. I actually do not mind that. At 78 overall, he is best available, and he will come in as basically like a solid 3. So Amari Cooper is back in Cleveland for a short time at least. Michael Gallup is also kicking around here. So we have Tillman, who's 4. Yeah, I think I'm okay to leave that. I don't think we're going to pull another one. I'd like Tillman to still be playing. I think that's going to be important for us as we head forward here. Tight end-wise, I mean, the backup, you want to pull in a Higbee? I guess we could, really. Sure. Let's bring in Tyler Higbee. He's going to be the second back to Copeland. So that will bring him in there. Right tackle, so 71 guard, yeah, Cologne, yeah, Conklin is on the way down. We know that's going to be a bit of a battle, so we definitely are going to have to look for some O-line support. Left end, there's Dorrance Armstrong. Marcus Davenport is still there. I do like the speed on Davenport. That is the one that stands out for me, I would say, the most. D tackle, Tim Settle Jr. Who else do we have here? Malcolm Roach, Derek Noddy. You like the speed on Roach as well. Okay, let's go the younger option here. Let's pull in Malcolm Roach. Again, 1-year deal. See if he can help plug in that middle spot, because I'm pretty sure there's 60s there right now. Right end, Leonard Floyd is a 75. Clelin Farrell, who I just feel like has fallen off a cliff and is never going to pan out, is a 73. We have the 75, and we have the 75 with Dorrance Armstrong. He's a speed rusher. The right end side, Leonard Floyd is a scheme fit, so I am going to go that way. And we did see some success last year when we did run Cam Jordan. So let's bring in the vet. Let's see if he can help out. And then linebacker. So yeah, I'm not really expecting anybody here. Divine Diablo might not be a good bet. Actually, it could be a good backup now that I look at it. 28 years old. You know what? Let's bring him in. Divine Diablo, you're going to be our backup middle linebacker. Again, the 1-year deals, guys. These are simple ways of doing this. Definitely don't want to go spend full money for anybody. Sean Murphy Bunting is still kicking around. But I think corner-wise, we should be okay. We did bring in Womack. But I guess we could bring him in the 4. Okay, yeah. Bridge player, Murphy Bunting, the 1-year deals. We're going to give him a shot to come in here as well. And then safeties, the Tyrann Mathieu. Again, pretty well the same guys we saw before. So we're going to run our kid. He's like 24. I think it just makes sense to let him do what he has to do. So for one last time, actually, you know what? Let's sim ahead to the regular season. Let's let this game figure out what it wants to do in the sim here for some of these guys for the preseason. And then now we'll get the team set up here to start off the regular season and see how season number 2 goes. Season number 3. We are season number 3 now, not season number 2. So we're 83 overall, 83 offense. Sorry, I look at the Bengals. 82 overall, 81 offense, 85 defense. We're going to get the draft class right this time. I promise you that. We are not looking at 2025. We are now looking at 2026. This is the right one. Okay, yeah, this is our correct one. So we're going to run this one. Scout-wise, so what do we need? I don't feel like I want to focus on quarterbacks anymore. Does not make sense for us. Interior offensive line, yes. Outside linebacker, yeah, we could. Safety and corners for sure. D tackle, yes. Corners will leave. Actually, we have corners doubled down. No, you know what? Let's jump off the corner game. We will go assign scouts so I can get a 4 tier. I mean, I think realistically, we're going to need some ends, right? We're going to need some help on the ends. So I think let's look defensive ends. Okay, let's go by position. Ideally, is there a 3-star? So defensive end 3-star is tag team with defensive tackle. Actually, you know what? That might not be terrible. Defensive end outside linebacker, defensive end offensive tackle. That could also be good. You know what? Let's do this one. We're going to do Robertson Grady. We're going to bring you in as our 3. And then we still need another single, is it? Can I hire that scout? Okay, wide receiver. We have a wide receiver 1 already, right? No, we have no coverage on wide receiver. So can we do maybe wide receiver? Because we have safety, we have corner. But linebackers covered here with middle. Okay, so position expertise 2. I think it covers us with linebacker okay. Defensive tackle is also covered there. But you know what? We do need ends. Defensive ends, I think, is going to be the biggest one for us. So let's go D ends along with... yeah, I mean, I guess it's going to have to be inside offensive line again. I don't know. D ends are not adding up with really anything else we need. We have the tight end now. Offensive tackle. Let me do that one. Yeah. Zach Strickland. Let's bring in Zach Strickland. Let's get D ends on the go. And then we will change this up. So assign scouts. So we have Northeast. So we'll put Southeast here. And then we will make this the West National. There we go. Okay. So we have our scouts set. Hopefully we can find some decent names here in this draft and we can actually draft. Let's go over to, we did free agency already. Let's adjust the lineups. Let's make sure everybody's in the positions of where they need to be. So we should see, yep, Jackson Dart, Cooper Rush, Bennett. We're going to put Hampton up in the 2 spot. Judy, Burden. Yeah, you know what? So I'm going to move Amari Cooper up to the 2 spot. I'd like to see Burden play the slot this year and see if that helps him grow. Tillman is going to be our number 4. Loveland looking okay. We are going to put Eller in the middle. Conklin is on the downswing. So again, right tackle is going to be a big one we're definitely going to need to focus on. And then we'll see what Loveland and Higbee can do. Defensive side of the ball. Yeah, Stutzman is good. N'Kobe Dean there holding off is going to be okay as well. Delpit. Newsom, Womack, Murphy Bunting. So Garrett and Floyd with Hall and Roach. And that is it, guys. This is going to be the beginning of season number 3. Let's see what this brings us to the table. Hopefully this team is going to be good enough to do something half decent. I mean, they should make the playoffs, right? They're good enough for that. I'm going to say 7 wins again. I still feel like there is definitely a couple positions we could focus on. But we're going to have to see what this team can do. Time to head off to mid-season. What do you think, guys? Can they surprise us with 5-2 again? That'd be pretty wild. I'm a little worried this team might end up like 3-4. That's kind of like the worst case scenario because we don't want to end up with high draft picks again. This team needs to start taking step forwards. We're heading into the 4 spot, which is going to be the official halfway point of this rebuild. And we haven't been having that luck. 1-6. And also the Pittsburgh is 1-6. What much more can you say here, guys? What much more? Where are the pain points? Let's go check the stats. Obviously, we're battling for a top pick, so maybe somebody of note comes in. I really couldn't tell you. Jackson Dart died probably. That might be it. 8 touchdowns, 1 pick, sacked 7 times. Looks like Stetson Bennett has been playing, and so has Cooper Rush. Okay. What do we got going on here from the rushing side? Dobbins only 50 rushes or 50 yards. Ford at 181. Hampton 134. Okay. Amari Cooper and Judy with 400 each. Burden has 324. Cooper's got 8 tutties. A bunch of onesies there. Defense, N'Kobe Dean leading now in tackles. TFL's Garrett makes sense. 3.5 picks. 2 for Denzel Ward. Deflections 5. Fumbles 1. Okay. Something seems off here, right? Like, are we just completely injured out the wazoo? Like, for me, that feels like the only thing that naturally makes sense. Let's go check the lineup. Let's see if we can make any sense here. Like, I'm assuming we didn't bench Jackson Dart. No. Okay. So Jackson Dart is injured. Dobbins is injured. Hampton is injured. Wow. Okay. Anybody else you need to worry about that's injured? Zion Johnson, for some reason, is now not starting, which doesn't make a lick of sense. So can we put Edwards into a starting spot then? Because he is 77. Why am I wasting Zion Johnson right now if he is not playing? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so Loveland jumped up to star dev. That's exactly what I was hoping to see. So with the reshuffling, they've been moving our guys around. That we can definitely confirm 100%. Zion. Okay, so I think what we're going to have to do with some of these guys is start shifting positions. So he is supposed to be our left guard because Jenkins... Actually, isn't Jenkins supposed to be our right guard? I am so confused by the way some of our guys are playing right now. Jenkins, are you a lefty or a righty? You're a left guard. Okay. So then if you're a natural left, I'm going to move Zion to the right because we don't necessarily need to play Teller there. And I want him starting. Like, he's literally star dev trait. There's no reason for this guy not to be playing. So we're going to go to edit. We're going to move him over to right guard officially. Attaboy. There you go, Zion. You're going to kill it on that side, no doubt. I think you should have been starting there. I don't know why you got moved out of that position. What the hell is happening? I just moved Zion Johnson to right guard, and then now Tevin Jenkins swung out. Okay. I'm going to put Teller at center. I think we're still going to play him there now. It just makes the most amount of sense. So clearly I'm going to do that, and then some other change is going to happen where somebody else is going to flip. Center. You are now my full-time center. And it's just going to make sense because it has to. Beautiful. Okay. Conklin there. This is what I love to see. Our quarterback position is a major problem. How dead is Jackson Dart? Partial PCL tear. Out 3 more weeks. Okay. That's good. That's good. Reminds me of our last season with Tennessee when Arch Manning died. J.K. Dobbins, partial ACL tear, 3 weeks. Well, that guy's just ACL tears for days. I think Polar Bear Steve would appreciate this one. This is pretty much the story of every pretty much year for the Chargers. Dislocated ankle, out 4 weeks. That is great. We pretty much have me starting at quarterback right now. Any injuries on this side? No. Looks to be no major changes. Everybody seems to be playing for the most part. So our defense seems to be just holding on for dear life. I feel like that's where we're at right now. Okay, let's take a look at what we need to negotiate here. Okay. Okay. This is franchise changing now, guys. Franchise changing. Myles Garrett does not have a ton of interest in staying. We know that. I also don't want to pay the man. He's 30 years old. All that money. Guys, hear me out. I tried to make this happen for Myles. It wasn't working. We're going to be going into year number 4, and we're 1-6. There's a deal to be made. Let me take a look. Guys, franchise changing. Decisions had to be made. Myles Garrett, obviously, as you saw, did not have a ton of interest in re-signing. The next contract was going to be looking at probably 25, 28 plus million per season, putting us into some cap hell. So we went out, we got younger, we sent them off to the Jets, probably more of an immediate chance to win a Super Bowl, considering we were, what, 1-5, 1-7, whatever it is right now. So we're bringing in Johnson II, who's got growth. He's 83, he's younger, gonna now take over at the right end position, and we brought in 2 first-round picks in the hopes that we can pull in some players that are going to grow pretty quickly heading into season number 4 and to season number 5, and see kind of where it takes us, guys. I don't know. I probably could have got more value for him. This is kind of one of the only ends that made sense with regards to age and everything else. So let's hope it's early enough that the draft collateral is going to make sense. Let's head back in here and see if there's anybody else we can sign. Grant Delpit is looking to leave. As you can see, we do have some money to play with now to keep some of our guys. I would love to keep Delpit around if we can. Boom, Delpit stays. That's perfect. Zion Johnson, obviously another big one here that we're going to need to sign. He wants a 3-year deal. So Zion, you are our man. You want to stay. Let's make this a happy number. Boom, Zion Johnson's done. Tevin Jenkins, obviously another one we'd love to keep. Tevin, yeah, obviously, you know, you're 86. You want to get paid. I get it. You have interest to stay. Here, let's bump it up a bit. Happy, boom, done. O-line continues to stay intact. Jedrick Wills Jr., it surprises me that we're not seeing more growth out of him. Just given the fact that, again, he's only like 24 when this started, 25, and still has star dev. The interest is there. I'm just going to give him what he's asking here. We'll boop up his bonus number a little bit. Bam, he stays. The O-line stays intact. Cedric Tillman, I'm not overly worried about. I'm okay to pretty much see him walk. Cameron Mitchell, same thing. DeJuan Jones, I mean, he's not growing. He's normal dev, 73. It's fine. Elijah Chapman, Isaiah McGuire. Wyatt Teller. I mean, he's still holding on for dear life, guys. He's playing center for us right now. He has interest to stay on a 1-year deal. Here, we'll bump it up a bit, make it 8-8. He stays and will stay as our center for the time being. Murphy Bunting, Divine Diablo. Yeah, Luke Wildpler. Yeah, these guys all just don't matter. This is fine. Fahoko, Stetson Bennett. Yeah, Amari Cooper, I'm okay to let that go as well. So Jack Conklin would stay, but at 32, he's only a 77. So it doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. I think we're okay to let that walk. I think we got to just power through here, guys. Let's head on in. This is season number 3. We're 1-6. Nothing else really makes sense here to push or make things happen. Let's send to the playoffs. We had an injury-plagued season. We have double first-round picks this year. We have double first-round picks next year. Hopefully gives us enough time to bring in some incredibly serviceable guys who can play for this roster and make things happen. And we start to see things turn around, because right now we are potentially heading into our 3rd rebuild with no Super Bowl. And some of it just bad luck, man. Dobbins died, Dart died, the backup, Hampton's dead. Like, what the hell is going on? So we got to turn this around right here. Let's put a line in the sand and say things have to turn around. 3-14, that's got to be a top pick. Got to be good enough to pull in something of note. Let's see exactly where the stats finished here for our team. So Jackson Dart did come back. He had some great football. 2,645 yards, 19 touchdowns, 7 picks, sacked 31 times. That's not a great look for our O-line. Rushing, looks like Ford pretty much played most of the season. 3 touchdowns. Dobbins, 242 and 2. Hampton, the rookie, 209 with 4. Receiving, Jerry Jeudy, almost 1,000 yards, 3 tutties. There you go. Burden, 918 with 6 touchdowns. That's what I expected out of him. Amari Cooper ended up being a decent ad. 11 touchdowns, 892. Loveland, the rookie, 579, 4 touchdowns. Not too shabby either. We got some growth potential here, guys. We have some good players. We're going to be growing. Can they do it in 7 seasons is the question. Tackles, Nakobe Dean leading the team now. Tackles for loss, Jermaine Johnson, the new man, with 12. He had 4 sacks, 6 sacks. Mike Hall Jr. led the way. He's been phenomenal, man. I'm going to keep saying it every season because the kid's getting better. Leonard Floyd ended up doing pretty decent for us there. We definitely have some work to do on the ends. Interceptions, 3 for Owusu Koromora, 3 for Womack. Not really love what I'm seeing out of our corners for picks, but, I mean, if they're not giving up touchdowns, I guess that's fine. Deflections, Denzel Ward. We got 6 for Owusu Koromora and Womack the third. And then fumbles, 4 forced fumbles. Attaboy. Hall, Chapman, Hickman, and Owusu Koromora. There you go, Polar Bear Steve. That won't make you happy this season. So, when Jackson Dart was healthy, this team did good. That is what we learned with the stats. So, 3-14 record, completely shat the bed. It looks like we may be battling it out for bottom of the league, which is fantastic. That means that we have a top pick. Plus, we have the Jets pick. And the Jets finished 7-10. So they're not great either. So, this is a good position for us. Let's go right to the Super Bowl here. Let's see who's kicking in this Super Bowl run. I'm expecting we're going to see a lot of the usual suspects. I'm curious to see who ends up in the final. And we're going to prep for this draft, guys. This is heading into season number 4, which is officially our midway point, which is crazy to think about. After the first season we had, we did okay. The second season, we started great. We finished 9-8. The third season, we ended up kind of shitting the bed a little bit again, right? I mean, it's hard. It's hard. The sim is never forgiving. That is one thing that you learn about when you do with all the sports games. Sims are never forgiving. So Super Bowl, we've got the Buccos and the Ravens. The Ravens are back at it. So the first round buys, we had the Chiefs, we had the 49ers. Looks like we had the Bills, Ravens, Bengals, Texans, Jags, and Colts. Other side, we had the Lions and the Eagles, the Bucks, and we had the Bears. We had the Bucks, Buccaneers. What am I talking about? Hello. We had the Cowboys and the Packers. And then it looks like, wow, the Cowboys actually made the NFC final. That's something. So Bucks, Ravens, man. This is going to be an interesting final, I'd say. I still think you're going to see Lamar Jackson pull it off again. I don't know any other way. It just seems like he's going to kill it. So let's move ahead here. Let's advance the week. Let's see who is our Super Bowl champions. And let's get ready to draft heavy, guys. We need to kill these next 2 drafts. With 2 first-round picks in 2 straight drafts, we need guys who are ready to game and turn this team around quickly. We don't have time to wait for crazy long developments. Okay, what do we got? Winner is, wow, the Buccos. Okay, Baker Mayfield, Super Bowl MVP. Who would have thunk it? Patrick Mahomes takes back his Chiefs MVP run. Andy Reid there won Coach of the Year. Jaden Reed was the Offensive Player of the Year for the Falcons. Aiden Hutchinson won Defensive for the second time. Xavier Restrepo won Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Packers. And then Kenneth Grant there for the Colts. Ended up taking the D-tackle spot. So let's see. We're going to head on in to see if there's any retirements. Anything of note for us? not necessarily right away. I see Cam Hayward finally retire. That's a sad one for the Steelers. When that day comes, it's going to be a tough one. But for the Browns, we are clean and clear, guys. We moved on from Myles Garrett. It is big. It is franchise changing. I know some of you guys below are probably saying, Jeff, what the hell are you doing? Comment below. Would you guys have done something similar with the cost that Myles is going to have, with the need that we had to get better and quicker? Would you have done the same? Leave it in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. We got to be aggressive, right? There's no time for waiting. There's no time for screwing around. This team has to get good and good now. So let's head on in, guys. It is re-signed. There's no one else for us to sign. It is time to head right into free agency. We got the money we saved from Myles Garrett. Is there somebody here who could step in right away? You know what I mean? There could be. We saw Aiden Hutchinson was a free agent when Polar Bear Steve and I did the Steelers one. Might we see players like this, guys? This is why we saved some of the money we saved, is to have opportunities like this and be involved with other top players. Kyle Hamilton. I mean, he would look mighty fine potentially moving to free safety, or maybe we move Grant over to free safety. This could be a big move for us. We've tried to get him multiple times. We haven't had any luck. Tyler Linderbaum, you know, obviously a big name here. Baltimore center. He is number 1 in the position. He's 92 overall, 27. This could be a big one as well. Wyatt Teller is not getting younger. We know we got to replace Jack Conklin. This guy could be our number 1 center for pretty well the rest of the franchise. Do you know what? I am going to kick tires on this. I know there's probably a lot of money about to be spent on this man, but I want to shore up that position, and I want to see if we can even be in the right conversation. Okay, we are second. We are second. So, if we are able to play a little bit of ball here, will this make a difference for us in giving us an opportunity to get our name in Tyler Linderbaum's mouth? Okay, Texans. Texans are battling us hard. That one sucks. The Minkah Fitzpatrick one also has interest. The only battle is, again, he is 30. That's why Linderbaum at 27, there's definitely more of, okay, this could make some sense. Don't want to crazy overpay, though, either, guys. That is the one battle that I'm having. This is what I'm willing to do. I'm going to give him 11. Yeah, let's make it 11 and 11. Number 1 center in the game. That doesn't do it. I'm not overpaying. That's fine. Kyle Hamilton, he is a scheme fit here. He is somebody else as well of interest. Wants the 5 years. This will take us right through to the end of the franchise. What's it going to take to make this happen? Is this the number? Doesn't even have us in the sniff, guys. So unfortunately, these guys do not want to come to us. Linderbaum, I'm going to leave as is. Let's start going position by position here. We're not looking to freaking start pulling anybody in from these guys. That definitely makes sense. Jackson Dart is our guy. We should be still safe to go at halfback. Yeah, Ford, Hampton, Dobbins. We are good to go there. Fullback, I believe we still have our boy that we just signed. Yeah, Hunter Lipke, 75. He's going to do his job. Wide receiver. So wide receiver still poses some questions. I definitely think that there's some chances for us here to maybe pull in some decent potentials. Trey Tucker could be a good one for us as well. I don't know if we have McCole Hardman still kicking. No. So we got Judy, we got Burden. Trey Tucker does pose some interest to me as a speed demon who could add some goodness to this squad. So let's give him an offer. Hopefully it keeps us in the tops. At 81 overall, he'll step right in as a crazy good slot man. Gabe Davis is also around. De'Ami Brown. Christian Kirk also does have some interest in coming. But like dollar-wise, these guys are all around the same. And we got Cooper Kupp. Might not be a bad option as well. I mean, he is 34, so we do know he is going to be on the downswing. So maybe not overly ideal. You know what? I do love me some John Mechie, and I do like Jahan Dotson as well. Are they both around the same? Yeah. Mechie's a scheme fit. I do like for a couple years that maybe we could bring him in. Let's do something like that. I think that's a good one for us. We will take that. Tight end, I believe we are still covered here as well. Poston Loveland. Okay, well, I could always get a backup tight end. I don't need to go spend a ton of money right now. We have our number 1 guy. Ronnie Stanley at left tackle. Left tackle, we are fine. Left guard, we are fine. Anybody on the centers outside of Linderbaum? Okay, so Aaron Brewer is there. We did sign Edwards, though, so we do legitimately have a backup. But they are both 30 plus. So I think we're just going to hold off for the time being. Cody Mao. Ouch. Mao? Ow. 28. This does pose some interest because I'm curious if we can flip him out to tackle. You know what I mean? It might make sense. Yeah. 7 teams interested, though, which is a bit of a pain point. And we do need somebody who can start at right tackle as soon as possible. I mean, Titus Howard. Stanley on a 1 year? Maybe? Maybe? He is going to decrease. He is 33 years old. But as a stopgap 1 year, can we flip him to their side? If he will take a lesser contract, I am okay to try this. Let's put it that way. So we'll give the offer out to Stanley. Looking at the left ends, we have Leonard Williams. We have DeMarcus Lawrence here as well. So we have 2 older gentlemen who, again, could step in on a 1 year deal. I don't think that would be completely out of the woodwork for us. And we definitely need it by the looks of it. So none are scheme fit. Lawrence or Williams? I'm going to go Williams only because he is 33. He is the better of the 2. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. Was there anybody? No, nobody of interest. So hopefully, again, we can plug him at a decent contract. Yeah, let's do something like that. 1 year deal, plain and simple. D tackle, I believe we were okay. Now, actually, we did make all of our offers. Is there anybody that we really need to drop off the table for to make something happen? I mean, Brenton Simpson would be pretty awesome. The Marvion Overshone, also a great player. The corners look pretty solid, but again, I think we are looking okay there. Yeah, I think, guys, let's walk away for now. That's what we're going to do. Let's walk away. Let's not go crazy. Try and overspend. Try and make some knee-jerk reactions. Let's see if we can get into the guys that we kick tires on. I mean, Linderbaum's probably not going to sign with us. Let's call a spade a spade. But, you know, we made our offer, and we'll see. Did he sign with us? I see a check mark. My signings. Holy shit. Tyler Linderbaum has come to the Browns. No way. Okay, apparently we also got Trey Tucker and John Mechie. So we have 2 solid receivers. Leonard Williams. Okay, we're losing the battle, which I don't want to lose. This one is kind of important to us. So let's see if we can maybe spruce it up a little bit to keep his interest in coming back. Okay, we're in the tops, but we have to put ourselves across here because we do need that starting left end right now. So let's do something like that. Hopefully that gets it done. Yes, okay. So Stanley and Williams, we are in the top spot right now, which I think is really critical for us. We have 49.7 still left in the tank. There's really nothing else to do on the line now. I mean, that signing is huge. Huge for us. So super happy with that. Let's check our linebacker positions. So left outside linebacker, we have Stutzman, who's up to 76. Sad to see Joey Bosa fall off the table. I mean, I feel like in real life as well, he's definitely had some injuries creep up and slow him down a little bit, which has been sad. Trenton Simpson is a scheme fit. The Kobe Dean's up to 82, though, right? He's signed. He's 26. They're both the same age. He may not have the dev trait, but he's played great football for us. So I don't think we necessarily want to go too crazy here. Right outside linebacker, Drew Tranquil, Jeremiah Owusu or Koromoa is doing his thing. I don't think it makes sense to go anything too crazy there as well. So I think we are going to let that hold. For the corner side, okay, what do we got going on here? So Ward, Newsome, Kobe Bryant is in at the 3 spot, which is not a go for us. Did Womack get cut or did his contract come up? I'm assuming it's contract based. But I do like Jalen Watson. I do think this is a good pull for us. He is interested in coming. And I think this is... How many guys were interested in him? None. Okay. With him wanting to come here, this should be a quick, easy sign. I'm just going to make sure it happens. Let's give him the contract. And I think let's take the backup as well for Joshua Williams. He'll go in the 3 spot. Also wants to play with us. Actually, he's a little bit slow. So I am a little tempted to go back to Womack here. Let's see if we can make that happen. Let's see. Are we leading the charge on both these guys? Love that for us. Free safety. I mean, again, are we still seeing growth out of Hickman? Hickman's up to 77. That is incredibly serviceable for that position. And I'm not really going to go grab like a Mapu. Doesn't make a ton of sense. Okay, we got Man, who's our punter, but we don't have a kicker, so thank God we checked. Who wants to come play for us? Fairbairn, I mean, he's a... contract-wise, I mean, I guess he could make sense. He's 33. Chase McLaughlin at $5 million. I mean, I guess we could also bring him in. 31. Yeah, maybe. You know what? No. We're going to go Cardi. Joshua Cardi. He's got 97 on the leg. Accuracy seems to be pretty decent. Was there anybody going for him? Can I cut this contract a little short? No. Okay, beautiful. So let's see if we can get him for like 1.7 and 1.8, 2 years. Not a great offer, but might be the only offer he has. So our offers are out. We made a franchise-changing move in getting Lindbaum in, which really solidifies that O-line to the next level, right? Tyler Linderbaum, one of the greatest in the league right now. So I'm really happy that he decided to sign for us. I didn't think we had a chance. I'm actually incredibly surprised that he came out to Cleveland. So that's a huge one for us. Other signings. Okay, we got Tucker, we got Williams, we got Watson, we got Womack, we got Cardi, and we got Mechie. Guys, I mean, come out. With 57.4 million in cap still kicking around, I'm walking away from free agency. Let's advance the week here. We're going to head off right to the draft. And let's start drafting. 2 first-round picks. The continued growth of Jackson Dart, right? J.K. Dobbins. We got Hamptons in the wings, and he's growing. I really do think, guys, that this has to be the turning point for us. Season 3 going into Season 4. This is the middle now, right? I only got 3 seasons left after season number 4, so there's no screwing around. You have the 3rd overall pick and the 14th overall pick, which is incredible. Viewing the draft board, does it have positions of need for us? Is there an end at the top of the board? Yes, there is. Ruben Bain Jr., who could be a real guy for us here. I love that. There's a couple tackles in here as well, but at the number 3 spot, this might be the exact... Oh, yeah. Let's hope he falls to us, guys. This is exactly what we need at this position to replace Myles Garrett, to add in a little bit of extra help on that D-line. So, let's advance to the pick. He is sitting there waiting for us, guys. Let us go get our man, Ruben Baines Jr. from Miami, 6'3", 275, left end. Come on down, my man. Let's see. He's a B pick. Okay, apparently he was at 24, which is surprising. He's got the hidden depth trait. He's got some speed. He's a power rusher. Exactly what we needed. I'll take the hit. Give me what you want. That's my guy. This is that second first pick, guys, which is so critical. This is the Jets one. So this was part of the deal for Myles Garrett. What else can we pull in here? There's the tight ends kicking around. Not necessarily what we need. Left tackles, Monroe Freeling. Actually, we know he pans out to be pretty decent from our other ones. So might not be a bad option. Suntarine Perkins, DJ Campbell, Baxter, Rucci. I mean, again, as we start to do this a few more times here and there, we are starting to see the names and kind of knowing who ends up being pretty decent. That does give a bit of help. There's no lie there. But Brett Norfleet. I mean, I don't know that we necessarily need a legitimate second tight end. I mean, we already have one now with Loveland, so I don't want to go too crazy. I'm pretty sure I called him Copeland last time. Definitely got wrestling on the mind. CJ Allen, though, right outside linebacker. I mean, it does look like he has pretty good numbers. And I do think that is a position of need for us still. We could move him to the other side to replace our other rookie that we had. You know what? Let's go off the board here a little bit. I think this one makes a ton of sense for us. Although, unless Hicks jumps off the page at me here as well. CJ Hicks. 8 block shed. Decent tackler. Could be decent tackler. Could be decent zone coverage. Strength is marginal. Not ideal. Wow. Okay. Impact blocking. Stamina. Play rec is pretty good as well. Okay. This one might be a toss-up. Let me do one quick look again into Allen. Just double check his full numbers here because he did look like he was going to be pretty solid. Yeah, everything's a leader. Good. Not a great catcher. Good hit power. Could be a decent impact blocker. Awareness, man coverage. Play rec is a C, which I don't love. But I think with Nakobe Dean holding where he is, let's take our shot at CJ Allen, the man out of Georgia. Hopefully he ends up being half decent. Hey, you know what? It's a B+. Bloody normal depth trade. Make that make sense. But you know what? It's depth. We'll take it. We obviously have Stutson, who's still doing his thing, so I'm not overly mad about it. Off to the second round here, pick number 35. Let's see what's kicking for us here. Is there maybe like a wide receiver? That'd be nice to throw into the mix. We definitely don't need halfbacks. Shaheem Brown from Florida State here at number 22. We also have Jonel Aguero, who we know actually does pan out to be pretty decent. And we know that safety obviously is a position that we are trying to get better at. So I might entertain Aguero. Dylan Thieneman, Ike Larson. Great name, Ike Larson. Not too shabby. Not a good zone guy. But he's got decent play rec, decent awareness, good finesse moves, good hit power, could be decent stamina. So Ike Larson isn't bad. Jaheim Brown, what are we talking about for you here, buddy? Great tackler, great hit power, but really awful in coverage, which is not ideal. So I'm feeling like the right move here is we can go with Aguero, right? The battle that you know. Thieneman, Will Lee the third, Texas A&M, 6'2", 185, long. That's exactly what you like to see. Good zone, not a good man guy. Can press. He's a decent catcher. Okay. Okay, so numbers don't overall come in exactly what I'd be hoping for at that position. Curiosity. Okay, what do we got here in Jayshawn Barnum from Michigan? Oh, good zone coverage, good pursuit, great block shedder. Not a great tackler, which isn't necessarily ideal. Our moves are not good. Hit power is pretty solid. Stamina could be pretty good. Zone coverage could be pretty good. So it could be just a really good coverage middle linebacker, which is not awful. So that was Barnum. He is a scheme fit as well. Okay, you know what? Let's give it a I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to go with Barnum. I don't know exactly what we're getting with him for sure. He's a field general. Middle linebacker, we have Nakobe Dean. Hey, B-. Not too shabby. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. If that's a bad pick, I'm going to take the hit, but I went with my gut, and that's what it told me. Let's head on into our next pick. I believe that should be, yep, there we go, 3rd round. So Brown and Larson just went. This is pick number 67 now. Let's take a look at... Okay, so Jonel Aguero is still there from Georgia. Again, we know he's going to be a very serviceable player. So I'm not opposed to the deal. Robert Spears Jennings. Nah, not really. No, not really making a ton of sense for me. Ricardo Hallman is a little undersized. Darren Agu, 6'6", 242, right outside linebacker. That's a big boy for linebacker. Wow, block shed's good, pursuit's good, tackle's good, zone coverage isn't great. I mean, I can see this guy playing end with that size. That's 6'6". Hit power, pursuit, yeah, tackler. You know, just kind of killing the defensive end side of the game. But I mean, we did obviously bring in who we drafted with number 1 overall pick. So, okay. Let's take Aguero off the board here. I think because he's around 1-2 talent, it just makes sense. It's a B-. He's got the normal depth trait. He's got great speed, though. I think he's a great backup for Hickman, so I'm okay with that pick. Let's skip ahead in the draft here. I believe we are going off to... Oh, we're skipping ahead to round 5. Guys, let me finish off this draft. I'll catch you on the other side. All right, guys, here we are. The end of the draft has come. So, number 1 pick, power rusher from Miami, Ruben Bain Jr., 75 overall to the draft. Hopefully, like a superstar X factor, given that he was a 3rd overall pick. We also have CJ Allen, who came out of the draft at 72. Jayshawn Barnum, hey, I told you guys, 74 out of the draft. Actually, our 2nd highest overall rating. Jonel Aguero, 73 out of the draft. Again, serviceable. We know him. We know some of these guys by now through some of these rebuilds. We brought back Ephesians Prysock as well. We know he can grow to be a semi-decent, like 4th or 3rd corner. We give a shot on Gentry Williams. That's a 67. And then Rocco Spindler, you guys. I think we had him as well at one point. Maybe the Pittsburgh one. 66 out of the draft from Notre Dame, left guard. That was a 6th and 7th overall, or 2nd round pick. So, I mean, again, guys, not too shabby, right? I think with what we did in the offseason, with what we were able to bring in, like I said, this draft and the next draft are going to be absolutely massive if we're going to get serious about turning this team around. Do I think this team's going to be a 3-win team again? No chance. It cannot happen. This team, I think, in my eyes, is far too good now. We've taken too many steps in the right direction. Let's see how the lineup looks. We're probably going to need a couple pieces, but let's see what we're doing right now. So, Jackson Dart is 82 right now. He's healthy. We'll get a couple backups for him. Okay, Jerome Ford and Hampton. You know, these guys are kind of kicking here. I'd like to see Hampton again go in the 2 spot. We have Burden and Mechie now at 3-4, which I think is great. Burden, 83. I would have loved to see more growth. I don't love that he didn't really take a step forward. I think a part of that was Jackson Dart being injured last year. So I'm going to make the move again. I want Burden in the slot. Jerry Jeudy's doing phenomenal at 89 overall. O-line is looking phenomenal, guys. Phenomenal. I don't know any way to say it. Absolutely phenomenal. So Zune, the rookie there, looks to be at right tackle. I think now because we do have... obviously Linderbaum there as our center for the long term. I think it just makes sense now for us to go and probably move... let's move Teller over to right tackle. I don't know if this is going to be a substantial change in his overall. I mean, I hope not. But we have our center now. We don't necessarily need to play him anymore. Edwards can also play the position. So, Teller, you're going to move out to the right tackle side now. You're going to take over for your boy Jack Conklin, who's no longer here. He's 79. That's fine. Zune will stay in the backup position. And O-line continues to look good. I'm expecting a lot this year from the run game with Dobbins healthy. We got Loveland there, so we know we need some backup quarterbacks. We know we need a backup tight end. O-line, everything else is looking just about as good as it's going to get. Wide receivers are good. Defensive side of the ball, what do we got going here, guys? So, Bane, interesting. So they actually have Bane as a 76 as a D tackle. We know we have Williams there already, which has me curious. Okay, let's move Bane up to D tackle too. I mean, he's not a D tackle. What's his size? He's 6'3", 275. So he may be a little undersized, but right now with having Williams where he is, so 6'3". Actually, is Williams bigger? Do we move Williams to D tackle? How big is you? He was 6'3". You're 6'5", 302. So you know what? I think that's the move, guys. We are going to move Leonard Williams off to the D tackle position to play as D tackle number 2. Yes. You are larger, 300 pounds. You definitely make a lot more sense for me to play that D tackle position. There you go. Second to Hall. And then we're going to let Bane run the show there on the left-end side and let him grow and hopefully just see him take off this season. It looks like, again, corners, we are looking pretty solid with Womack and Watson. Kobe Bryant there in the 5 spot. Stutzman's up to 77. Dean is now up to star dev, 83. Owusu Koromora killing it. Hickman, I mean, killing it, man, 77. Definitely looks good. And we got Aguero there as the backup at 73 out of the draft, looking phenomenal. Cardi and Mann going to do their thing there for us. So let's go get a couple of those positions, guys, from free agency. That is essentially all we really got going into the season. 88 overall offense, 86, 84 defense, which I don't think gives our defense enough credit. I understand. I know we lost Myles Garrett. I know we made a couple changes, but there's growth coming for this team, and I think it's going to look pretty damn solid when we get there. So who wants to come play for us this year? Yeah, let's bring Josh Dobbs. Why not? You could be a mentor to our boy Jackson Dart. Josh Dobbs, super smart. Anybody who watches or listens to Pittsburgh, you know, Ben Roethlisberger cannot talk enough about Josh Dobbs, how smart he is, how he, you know, can read the game. So we want him there for sure to try and help, you know, protect Jackson, show him what he can show him. And why not? Let's fill the room up with more guys that are smart at the game. Geno Smith going to come in here as well. So we got Dobbs, we got Smith to back up. Tight end wise, let's see, who can we bring in? Hunter Henry. I mean, that's the kind of guy you want to bring in for sure. Let's do that. So Hunter Henry's going to come in. He's going to be our backup there, work as a mentor as well for, you know, Loveland, because why not? And then, again, guys, I don't think there's anything else really of note here that we should be doing. You know, like a Puna Ford, any of these, not really making sense. We got our starters. I'm really, really content with our team right now. I think we've taken steps in the right direction. So, yeah, I'm not going to do anything crazy here. Free safeties. Yeah. No. We are good, guys. Let's take our step away. Let's make sure everything is set up correctly again in the lineups, because we know sometimes I move things. They like to move it back. So notably, yeah, there it is. Burden, I want to put back down to the slot and let him get more touches there this year. Everything else here, though, looks to be fine on the offense. Let's check our defensive side. Yeah, everybody's exactly where they need to be. Beautiful. Let's kick off season number 4 here, guys. This is officially the halfway point. We need a big one. We need a big one. I don't know any other way to say it. This team needs to prove to us this year that we made the right moves. You know, we took a chance on Jackson Dart. We skipped on Jalen Milroe. Did Jalen Milroe have, you know, some sort of a dev trait? We don't know. Did Jackson Dart? Oh, okay. Excuse me, guys. Coming out of the preseason, the boys are at 87 clean across the board. Across the board. Let's go check out the draft class. I'm going to pick the right one this time. I can promise you that. Let's drop in here. We're going to do 2027. This, as we know, is the Arch Manning draft. We're not at the time for Arch Manning. We are past that. There's some quarterbacks there for other teams, or not for me. However, there's some ends, right? We got some wide receivers, some really good ones that could look of interest to us if we get there. We shouldn't, though. We definitely should not. I'd be really disappointed if we were drafting high again with this team right now. And, you know, set the goal, guys. This year, season 4, playoffs. No doubt. No doubter for me. This should be a make the playoffs type season. You guys ready? Let's go to the mid-season. I think 5 wins. It's got to be 5 wins, right? We were able to do it in season number 2. I don't see why we can't do it now. If Jackson Dart is injured again, it's going to be a problem, right? We know that for sure. But if Dart is healthy, we've seen his growth. He's at 82 overall now. I expect him to probably keep building. Maybe he's 85 at half season. Who knows? If these guys are playing well, I think anything is possible. 2-5. How? I don't understand. Oh, my Lord. Okay, let's check the stats. It's got to be injuries again. That's the only thing that would make sense to me. Okay, Jackson Dart looks to be healthy. 14, almost 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 16 sacks. Okay, that's not making a ton of sense. Rushing, Dobbins looks to be healthy, 283 yards, 4 touchdowns. O-line, are you not holding up? Like, we brought in Linderbaum. What's going on? Receiving, Jerry Jeudy, 420, 5 touchdowns. Luther Burden, 381 with 2. Tucker's got 367 with 4. Loveland there adding in 223 himself with a touchdown as well. Looks like Mechie's not really getting the ball. Defensive side of the ball, Wusu Koromora leads the team in tackles. TFLs, Jermaine Johnson II. All right, love to see that. We got Ruben Baines getting into the backfield as well, which is phenomenal. Sacks, not a lot. We're not getting pressure. Is it our defensive side of the ball? Maybe that is it. INTs, we got Dean, Newsom, Watson, Stutzman, Ward, and Delpit. And then with regards to deflections, 5 for Wusu Koromora. And then there's our token 1. Jalen Watson's got the forced fumble for us for Polar Bear Steve. So, I mean, guys, the team doesn't look bad. It really does not. On paper, I mean, maybe it's not as strong as some other teams we've put together, but look at the overalls. 87, offense went up a point, and somehow things aren't happening. So apparently we're 29th in points per game, which how if we're 87 overall? Pass yards at 213. That's 20th in the league. Rush yards, we're at 72, which makes no sense. 27 opponent point per game, 26. Looks like 21.7 puts you at 4th. So that 6-point spread is a big deal, obviously. We're giving up pass yards like it's going out of style, and our rush yards are also dead last. Whew. Okay, guys, let's take a look. Are we injured? Because that's really the only thing that would make a ton of sense to me right now is injuries. Not a single injury. That is not what I expected to see from this team right now. That is insane. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see what the contracts look like. Jerry Jeudy has come up, and he has no interest in staying. This could be big if he doesn't want to stay with us, guys. He is a major, major part of this franchise. Jerry, I need you to stay, man. You're a #1 guy. I got Burden as a backup to you, so looking for a better fit. Okay, we have to take that one to the offseason. Mike Hall Jr., I think he's a very serviceable player. He's been doing well for us. There is some interest to stay. Make it happen. Boom. Mike Hall stays, but I'd love to see. Owusu Koromora, obviously another big one here, but he does want to stay, which is fantastic. He's 27. He's 88 overall. He wants a massive bonus, which is fine. Beautiful. He stays. We need him. He's been our #1 linebacker. Denzel Ward, he's looking for a 1-year deal. He is 30, so something to definitely keep in mind. He has interest in staying. Let's just give him what he wants. Let's keep him here. He's our #1 CB for a reason. J.K. Dobbins doesn't look to be interested in staying. So at 85, he wants 3 years, though. Like, I'd be okay with this. $6 million for Dobbins is not out of the question, in my opinion. Pay the man. Let's make it happen. 4x4. Beautiful. Dobbins stays. We have a running back. He should be serviceable enough. Ronnie Hickman actually has grown to 79 overall, guys. That's actually pretty impressive to see, considering I think he was 73 when he started. On another 2-year deal, Jonel Aguero's up to 75, so he is pushing this. Buddy, if you don't want to sign, Aguero might take your job. So, beautiful. Okay, Hickman stays. Serviceable. Jerome Ford, I think I'm going to be okay with him finally leaving. We have Hampton in the back. Jalen Watson, he does have interest in staying. He's an 80. He's 28. So I think for the sake of keeping some consistency here, if he is okay with signing, let's make it a $4 million cap hit. Boom, Watson stays. I love that for us. Womack, I mean, again, here, I can probably get him back in free agency if we need to. Zach Zinter, he's a 75. 2.48, I guess, isn't awful. For 75.26. He doesn't have interest, though. Here's what I can do for you, buddy. It's the most I'm willing to give you. Boom, he stays. Okay, we'll take that all day. Jamari Thrash, not interested. Elijah Watson, no interest. Hunter Henry's a sign. Whatever, it's fine. David Edwards, 77. Nah, I'm not interested in paying at that cost. Josh Dobb. Leonard Williams, I mean, he's probably doing his thing. He's probably holding off. Wyatt Teller as well. We might have to take a look to see what we can do at the right tackle position. We might be able to sign somebody else, so I don't want to really get myself locked up for now. Braden Mann, Mr. Punter. Okay, and that Luther Burden option will be taken, no doubt. Man, can you just not leave? That'd be pretty good. I'd like that for us. So I'm going to pay you some money not to leave. Perfect. He stays. We got him for a couple years. And, yeah, we know it's coming there with the Luther Burden option, so we will be taking that. Guys, this is not what I expected to be at this point. 2-5 did not make sense. However, it's not to say it has to stay that way. Let's see where this goes at the end of this season. Can this team make the jump and squeak into the playoffs? Season number 4. There's only, 3 left after this. The team is growing. Is it enough to try and make this happen? We haven't made the playoffs yet. I'm a little bit disappointed in that sense, but I think we've made a lot of the right moves. You guys, again, comment below if there's anything you guys saw me miss that we should have been focused on. But this team's got an O-line. This team's got a rookie quarterback who's growing and playing great football. We got the receivers. The defense, okay, yeah, we made a major shift with Myles Garrett. But, I mean, come on. We have the right players in place. 5-12. Wow. Wow. Not at all what I expected, guys. That is pretty crazy to see. We got 2 number 1 picks. So let's take a look to see how Jackson Dart did this year. 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions is incredible. 3,500 yards, sacked 39 times. That's definitely a big one. That doesn't make a ton of sense. Dobbins, 797, 9 touchdowns is not too bad. Ford saw the ball a little bit there, but nothing of note. Tucker led the team with 10 touchdowns, 1,014 yards. Burden came in with 5 and 924. Judy, 7 touchdowns, 920. Loveland there added 4 and 458. And then Dobbins had some receiving as well. Defensively, Owusu-Koramoah, no surprise. The guy's an absolute beast. Tackles for loss. Looks like Jermaine Johnson II led the way. Looks like he also led the way in sacks with 6.5. Baines and Williams at 3 each. So we're not getting to the backfield. That definitely is a problem. Interceptions, Denzel Ward back up where he needs to be. A bunch of guys ended up getting 2 or 1. Deflections, 8 for Dean. Owusu-Koramoah with 7. And then our token forced fumble with Jalen Watson. So, yeah, I mean, the numbers look like they look, guys. I expected more from this team. I think you guys can agree watching. This team is definitely not as bad as a, 5-12 record. We finished bottom of the basement. It looks like we are probably a top 10, maybe top 8 pick. As Houston and Vegas are at the 4-win spot. Pittsburgh won the division at 8-9. Let's put it that way. That's how bad the AFC North was this year, which is absolutely wild to me. That is wild. Okay, let's advance it off to the Super Bowl, guys. We obviously did not make the playoffs. We have another draft ahead of us here. A very, very important one at that. Because we have 2 first-round picks again from the Myles Garrett trade. So let's see what this is going to do for us. Who's in the Super Bowl? We got the Bears and the Bills. Bears and the Bills. Okay. Bears and Bills. What's in the playoff bucket here? So the Colts had a first-round bye and the Eagles. We had the Chiefs and the Ravens, the Bills and the Broncos, the Steelers and the Dolphins. Other side, we had the Bucks and the Falcons. We had the 49ers and the Packers. And we had the Bears and the Lions. Oh, my. And then, yeah, Bears took out the Eagles in the NFC Championship. And we had Buffalo actually took out the Ravens this time. So we're going to have a new champion this year. Super curious to see who this is going to be. Let's skip ahead and take a look at who is going to be our Super Bowl champion in year number 4. I'm going to put my money on the Bears. I don't know why. I know it's not Deshaun Watson leading the way. So I'm going to assume it's Caleb Williams. But if that is backwards like it usually is, it means the Buffalo Bills have won the Super Bowl. And that is correct. Josh Allen, MVP, also MVP of the league. Shane Stetchen for the Colts was Coach of the Year. Puka Nacua, who we usually see win at least one Offensive Player of the Year, has actually done it again. Chris Jones there, won for the Chiefs as defensive. Garrett Nussmeier for the Titans, won quarterback. And then Dylan Thieneman from the Titans also was the Defensive Rookie of the Year. We almost drafted him. It looks like he had himself a great year. So unfortunate. However, not much you can do in those cases, guys. We tried our best. Let's take a look here to see. Okay, we need to go to our re-signs. Look at the retirements first. Did we lose anybody to retirement? Nobody of note off the hop here. Looks like Joe Mixon did just retire. Browns, Geno Smith and Leonard Williams. Okay, so not two that affect us too bad. We know we needed a D-tackle, so I'm not overly worried about that. Let us head on in, guys, to our re-sign player phase. We got 2 really big names that's potentially leaving this team right now. And we do need to see if we can save them. So, number 1, we got Jerry Jeudy, 88 overall. Okay, right away, we're going to accept this option. No doubt. Luther Burden is going nowhere. Jerry Jeudy, 88. It's a $40 million deal. We do need him to stay, if he can. He's definitely not interested in staying, but we need him to. So, let's see if we can spruce this up a little bit, make this of interest for him to want to stay with us. So, Jerry, does that get the job done? Beautiful. Guys, nick of time. We saved Jerry Jeudy. It's exactly what we needed. Everybody else here, I'm pretty well okay to let walk. We'll figure it out in free agency. Jerome Ford can go as well. So we got what we needed. We definitely got what we needed, which is honestly extraordinarily happy heading into season number 5. I could not go in with a wide receiver 1 not being there. Luther Burden looks to be a solid 2, but obviously he never hit superstar depth rate. He didn't get to where we needed him to be. So let's go into free agency, guys. Let's see what we can start pulling in here before heading into season number 5. And we know there's some places that we definitely need to do some upgrades on. So let's see what's out there, and let's see if anything can help us out. Okay. We are talking here, guys. There's some big stuff kicking around. We don't need to worry about quarterbacks, halfbacks. I mean, I really do feel happy with... Oh, Dobbins. Wow. Okay. That one took my breath away for a second. Dropped off to 81, guys. 81. That's a big wow in my eyes. Okay. So we definitely need to do something here. Maybe we can pull in Josh Jacobs. Maybe we move Dobbins out. Dobbins was kind of peaking at 85. Jacobs at 86 here. No one does seem to be interested in him. Maybe we can pull him in at a half-decent contract. Let's see if that does it. And then we can move on from Dobbins and let Hampton take off the second spot. Fullback, CJ Donaldson Jr. We always know that he does play well for us when we bring him in. So was there anybody interested in him? Or was it no? No. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see if we can sign him to a cheaper deal. See if ideally he'll come play for us for... Would you do like 1.825? That's $4 million. It's not a bad offer for you. Come on, man. You're a fullback. Not tripping any fullbacks out there. I'm just saying. Elijah Moore was back on the free market. He is 84 right now. With Trey Tucker still kicking, I believe we also still have Mechie. I think I'm okay with the wide receivers. I don't think we need to go crazy here, jump and spend any unnecessary money. Theo Johnson, like, yeah, don't want to pay top-end money for a tight end as well. We can go get one in free agency. Tyler Guyton is there at left tackle, 26.82. Okay, so apparently Wills is gone. So we do need a left tackle. I don't remember getting a chance to sign him. So I don't know where he went. So actually, this is a quite important opportunity for us here because we don't have a left tackle right now. So a little more expensive than I'd like. We have Trey Zune there, who's only 75. That's not going to get the job done for us with where we're at right now in this franchise. So let's see if something like this can pique his interest and get us on his good side. Yep, that might do it. So let's hope that's it. Jenkins is kicking there at left guard. So is Skoronski. Both pretty great players, but Tevin Jenkins is holding strong. He's only 30. So hopefully that'll still keep the job done. Obviously, we know Linderbaum is our guy. There's no question. He didn't disappear, right? No. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Because Wills definitely did. Right guard, I believe we should still have Zion Johnson, which is correct. He's still kicking around there. Right tackle now actually is our pain point. So Teller's still there. He's still interested in playing the position, but he is 33. So we know he's going to fall off a cliff very, very quickly. So we have 79s on the right side here. Could we kick BB out maybe? But at 10 million, he is probably one of the top guys who are going to be looked at. Jenkins and Skoronski. This is what actually has some interest to me as well. Can we move Jenkins to right tackle? He's 32. There's not really a ton of interest in him right now. Maybe even a Josh Simpson. But Jenkins is still star dev. So this is big because I want to keep things going. But you know what? I mean, guys, we've made it work. Let's go Johnson. He's going to be the cheaper side. Even if he drops a couple points if we make the move, I think that's okay. So let's see if we can bring this number down a little bit. Something like this. And if he'll do it over 2 years, I think that'd be pretty solid for us. You know, move him out to the right tackle position. See if he can hold off for at least a couple years. For ends, we got Montez Sweat. Ruben Bain Jr. is already up to 80, so I don't really feel like we necessarily need to do anything particular right there. D tackle. Now, this is where we're talking some business. Jonathan Allen at 33 could be a decent add on a 1 year. There isn't any interest. We have Vita Vea kicking there as well. But, you know, obviously we're going to take the higher overall. It makes a lot more sense. Dwayne Carter is a scheme fit. There is also nobody interested in him. Only thing is he's regular depth. I mean, we could take the years with Dwayne. However, you know, Allen... well, maybe not. Maybe not. Dwayne does have a little bit more speed. So that could make some sense for us. Lucas Van Ness, not make any sense. Jermaine Johnson seems to be doing just fine on their side. I was hoping for a bit more growth for him. Little unfortunate, but, you know, again, we'll take it. Left outside linebacker, Stutzman is up to 78. Again, serviceable enough that we can start him. The Jack Campbell conversation is always an interesting one for me. That guy's an absolute monster. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't move somebody from here over to play the other linebacker position. Something to keep in mind. I'm just looking into it now as an option for us. Dre Greenlaw is still kicking around here as well as an option. Issa Isaac does have some decent speed. Okay, let's take a look at the corners first. I don't think we had any major changes we need to make here. We just need like a number 3. Who could be a decent 3? Who's got no options? We could bring in Marlon Humphrey. You know, again, I think he'll be a serviceable corner 3. Obviously, he's in the back end of his career right now. Charvarius Ward, also not a bad option at all. Actually ends up being, I think, substantially cheaper. 32. Humphrey's also 32. He's 6 foot. Ward is 6'1". You know what? I'm going to go Ward. He does have more interest than Humphrey does, so I think it just naturally makes more sense. So let's see if we can pull him in. You know, 2 years I think would be phenomenal. Let's go 2.5, 2.5. Let's pay the man. Let's get him in here. Free safety. Jabril Peppers is kicking, but I don't think that's necessary right now. And Blackman, yeah. I think we're okay, guys. Let's make this happen. Let's see if we can head into the next week of free agency and see if we can maybe revisit linebacker as well. I will say that's definitely one that's piquing my interest to see if we get the upgrade on Thutzman. I feel like he's been playing fine, but maybe it's not enough. Maybe the sim is not happy with it. So let's go check free agency here. Did anybody sign with us off the hop? Okay, we got Guyton and we got Ward. I love that for us. Josh Jacobs is still kicking here. It looks like we are going to be in a bit of a battle to get his services. So let's up this a little bit and show him some love. Does that get the job done? Yes. Donaldson still looks to be happy with us. Simpson looks to be happy with us as well. Okay, so we do have the big ones here that we need to look into. D-tackle. We targeted D-tackle? I thought we did. We didn't sign anybody. Vita Vea. Yeah, no. We need one to back up Hall, so we got to sign somebody here. Do we go with Allen? I think, yeah, I guess we have to. Actually, we did make an offer to somebody else. Now that I think of it. We definitely did, right? I'm not going crazy. Wasn't there somebody we were looking into? I might be going crazy, guys. It's that late night craziness going on. But yeah, I'm going to... You go Vita Vea? I mean, he is slower, but we just need somebody to plug. Oh, no, this was the guy we were looking into. Yeah, Carter. Okay, let's go Carter. I'm going to take the term. He is a scheme fit. I think he's a perfect backup for Hall. No one was interested, so we'll see if we can get him at a lesser value. See if we can bring this down. If we do 4.5, 2 years, I think that'd be great for us if he would. And then I think we were looking at linebacker. Linebacker is going to be the big one. So we're not going to jump in on like a Jack Campbell. Okay, so Greenlaw is there. A couple guys interested in his services. Bosa is still kicking as well. Edrin Cooper, again, don't want to spend a crazy ton of money to jack up our cap room. That really is a big conversation point for us right now. Adisa Isaac might not be bad to put on the other side. That's the only thing I'm thinking of right now. He wants long term. I'm not interested in going that long, but I am interested in getting your services for at least a couple years. So if he's willing to play ball, I think I could play something like this, if that gets us at least in the conversation. Okay, we're in the conversation. Let's see where it goes, guys. I'm not going to make too many more crazy offers. I think right now, again, we need to make sure that we have some money available to us based on the guys that we do need to sign and the guys that we've made offers to. So let's check our last week of free agency here. Has anybody else decided to sign? We got Jacobs. That's beautiful. We got Donaldson. We got Guyton. We got Ward. Simpson. Okay, we're potentially about to lose out on, which is not ideal. So we do need the right tackle. So I am going to have to jump back in here. See if I can pique his interest somehow. A lot more than I want to spend for that position, but okay, that puts us back up on top. Carter, we definitely do need you kicking around as well if we can. So can we do something like this? Okay, that puts us in the tops. And then, okay, we were still looking for the linebacker. I guess Isaacs went another route. Yes, he did. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to get the upgrade that we wanted. I think Stutzman, again, he's doing his thing. He's not hurting us by any means. We're not in a position where we're suffering. Did we get... Okay, we did get Ward, so I think we're okay to leave everything else here. Unless we want to bring in, like, Lattimore as, like, a CB4. Just to shut things down, you know what I mean? Actually, you know what? Stokes was a guy I was looking for before, and I'd be incredibly happy to get another chance at him, to bring him in as QB or CB4. Would he be open to something like this? He does have interest in playing for our team. No, eh? Okay, so the Colts really are still super interested in keeping him. Jalen Watson did drop off a bit, so that's obviously not exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to withdraw on Stokes, because again, not looking to overpay by any means. We got Jarvis Brownlee Jr. He's got no other offers. 92 speed, which is definitely ID. Max Melton at 93, though, is also pretty semi-decent. 4 million. Okay, can we make this into a 2-year pact? I don't want to keep coming back and fighting for this guy's love. He's a scheme fit. He'll be perfect for that 4th spot. And the Pats are trying to get him as well. Okay. I got to battle the Pats a bit. Does this do it? Okay. That puts us in the top spot. Let's go forward, guys. We're going to sim this off. We're going to head into the draft. 2 first-round picks. Season number 5. This is the back half now. It's, as we like to brand it here at the Millennial Mancave, shit or get off the pot season again, because that is definitely where we're at. So, signings, we got Jacobs, we got Donaldson Jr., we got Guyton, we got Ward, we got Simpson, we got Carter. That is what it is. Everything else we're going to fill up through free agency. I still think that's a pretty good haul for us. I am pretty happy about that. One thing I do want to do, though, is we're going to head to the trade center. We're going to move on from Dobbins, because we do have Jacobs now, so we don't need to have both running backs on. Let me take a quick look into a trade here, guys, and I'll catch you on the other side. All right, guys, as I said, Dobbins had to go. We found a happy home with the Colts, and we were getting a 3rd-round pick back in this draft. You know, again, we needed that contract off the books, and that gets the job done for us for what we're looking for. So we will sim ahead now, guys, into the NFL draft. We will get kicked off and started here. See what these first, 2 first-round picks can bring us. It's got to be big. They got to be guys who can start, and they got to be guys who can turn over quickly. If we can find some, hidden depth traits, superstar, higher, anything like that would be solid for us right now. So we have 5th overall, 14th overall, obviously 2 incredible spots to pick from. We're going to pause the draft here. Let's view the draft board, and let's see what's available for us at the pick. So we're not looking at quarterback. We're definitely not going to be getting the wide receivers. Now, Dylan Stewart, Williams Noweri. Both these guys could be massive for us. Wide receiver side as well, there's definitely some picks there that could probably do some business for us. At the D-tackle position, we have Dominic McKinley. Again, also somebody who could do well for us. So we have some picks. There's definitely some bodies there that I think would definitely help out our squad. So let's skip ahead in the draft. Let's not waste any time. Yeah, as expected, the receivers went at 2 and 3. Okay, let's see what we got here. We are not jumping off our quarterback, guys. We're going to stick it out with Jackson Dart. He has been playing pretty good football. We really can't complain. The Williams Noweri from Missouri, left end, 6'7", 260 pounds. He just makes a ton of sense here, does he not? 6th overall, expected pick. Not as not finesse moves, but he can tackle, he can block shit, and he's got power moves for days. This is our guy. Williams Noweri, welcome to the Cleveland Browns. Give it to me, baby. A+ pick. Love that for us. Looks like he is killing it with his power, his strength. Normal dev trait. How? Guys, how? Poche cazzo vuoi for any of the Italians watching right now? How is that even possible? I don't get it. It's fine. I'm not going to ask the questions. I'm just going to pick up my head and keep going. I'm assuming he's probably get at least a 70+ overall and should be a serviceable starter. Taking us to our 14th pick of the first round. 14th overall pick of the first round. Quarterbacks are kicking. We know we don't need them. So what else is here? Is there Sammy Brown? Looks to be pretty decent. He might not be great pursuit. Could be a good block shedder, good tackler. Could have decent zone coverage. Looks to be semi-decent, I guess, with regards to his athleticism. Okay, so Sammy Brown looks like he could be a serviceable pick, but we do still have Nakobe Dean, who's been playing really well for us. Xavier Brown, we obviously know we're not getting younger, right? Denzel Ward is getting up there. He's good press, good catching. Decent change of direction is not ideal for a corner, especially if you're going to get burnt. So maybe we look past that. Justin Williams, 6'2", 205 from Georgia, middle linebacker. He has a field general. Okay, this is a little bit more what we're looking for. He's a really great athlete. Could have good awareness, could have good block shed, could have good catching. Finesse moves might not be there. Could have good hit power, could have good impact block, could be a good man coverage. Play rec, don't love. His pursuit's pretty decent. His tackle and zone is pretty okay as well. So right now, he seems to make sense. OJ Frederick Jr., 6 foot from Miami, corner. Does he maybe have some goodness here? So his man and zone coverage is not great. He's a decent press. He looks to be a decent athlete. Like, the play recs in a lot of these guys are quite awful. And that is not easy to see when you're trying to find guys out of the draft who can do well for you. KJ Bolden, the Georgia man here. Okay, not bad. He's a good tackler, good hit power. Not really strong, but, you know, safeties usually aren't exactly the strongest guys in the world. Armando Blunt from Miami. Okay, decent block shed, decent tackle, good power moves. All right, looks to be pretty decent. Stamina, tackle. Yeah, play rec is an A as well, which I do like to see. Durham. Okay, we got 23-year-old Colin Wright from Stanford. So it looks like he is a bit on the older side. Okay, so again, coverages are not great. What else do we got here? We got another run stopper. Williams Asu. Yeah, I don't know that makes sense for us, though. Will Helt. Okay. Good block shed, good finesse, good power moves. Not a great tackler. Looks to be pretty... Wow. Okay. Will Helt. Looks to be pretty good, guys. I do like what I'm seeing there for the speed rush. That's going to be 31st. Can we spread some love and maybe drop in the draft a little bit? I do like what I'm seeing from him. I really, really do. He's a left end, so we were looking at ends above, which really does make a ton of sense for us. So is there a deal to be made to drop back? I mean, maybe we could drop to just the end of the second round, essentially. Let's see. Trade pick away. Is there anybody who has any interest in giving us some opportunities here? 2028, 32. It's a little bit low. I'm a little worried about going that low. 2028, 17. Well, the Seahawks are kicking again. We got 18 with the Commanders, and they're also offering a 5th. That doesn't do much for me. Pick 29 plus a 2nd. That could be pretty good. I could screw with that. Maybe the Baltimore Ravens is the pick here. Okay, 2030. Wow, pick 28. So we have 28 and 60. And a 4th from the Colts. 28 and 60. Yeah, okay. So, guys, we are going to make this pick to the Colts. We are going to drop 14 slots. We're going to see if Will Helt is hopefully still there. And we are going to open things up. So let's skip ahead in the draft. We're going to drop to 28. Ah, damn it. Screw you, San Francisco. That sucks. And Armando Blunt is done as well. That is ass. I really thought we had the shot there. That is embarrassingly awful. Okay, well, what happened, happened, right? We will push on, and we will have to find what our next opportunity is. We have Javian Toviano. Okay, good catch, good press. A lot of these corners can't cover, man, which is quite scary to see when you're drafting guys that you're hoping can cover people. Okay, yeah, Wright is not jumping off the table. We have Marlon Klein from Michigan. Could add another tight end here. So we could have upwards of a run block, which is probably what I really need. So we could make this move happen, because we definitely need that position. Speed rusher, Colin Simmons. Yeah, not exactly looking great there. Shelby, he's a round 3-4 talent. I'm definitely not wasting a pick up here for that. Elusive back, Gibson. Yeah, I mean... Okay, we got Andrew Gentry from Michigan. Oh, he could be pretty good too. He could be pretty good. So we should be back at the top pick by that point. So let's hold out for Gentry. I think that might be our next pick in the next round. I think right now I'm going to go off the board. I'm going to take Marlon Klein. We're constantly trying to get a second tight end. Maybe this is our answer as a decent blocking tight end. He's got a hidden dev trait. We'll take it. Finally, we got one there. You thought our first overall pick would have that, but apparently the answer is no. We got a couple second-round picks here, which is going to be nice as well. So let's make our selection. It does look like our pick is still there, so that is great. We're going to head down here, and we're going to take Andrew Gentry, 6'6", 327 from Michigan. Looks to be an agile blocker. Let's make that happen. So, Andrew Gentry, welcome to the team. C-, eh? That's awful. But hidden depth trait. We'll take that as well. So let's make these guys hopefully get some reps, and that'll help us out. We also have pick number 60, which we know is going to be solid. So let's go make our selection here as well. What do we got going for us here? Who else do we need? So there's a lot of tackles in this draft. That we can definitely see. Baklenko, a power. A wide receiver might not be bad. I'm definitely open to wide receiver help as well. Oh, hello. Luke Baklenko seems to be pretty decent. Lead blocker. Yeah, do we just keep hammering the O-line? So he looks good. There's got to be somebody else who really steps up to me here. I got Linderbaum. I'm not entertaining center at all. We got Cam Coleman, 6'3" from Auburn. Looks to be showing potentially some decent numbers. Yeah, I can't. Oh. CDC, man, that is not good at all. So you can spec catch, but apparently you're just not getting past anybody, which is most definitely a problem, especially when you're trying to draft a wide receiver. Middle linebacker Curtis. Yeah, immediately right now, not a ton jumping off the board. We're going to go with Baklenko. I think this makes the most amount of sense for us because we know we've been replacing O-linemen like it's going out of style. Hidden depth trade again. Nailed it, guys. Love that for us. Okay. Those are some good picks for us. I am totally okay with that. Let's go off to the third round here. And let's see. Pick 69. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully is a decent body. Like a wide receiver. Can we get a good wide receiver to come through? That would be incredibly helpful. But it doesn't seem like we're getting that as an option. Braylon Moore. And we also have Ashton Craig, who both potentially look like they could be not bad. Pass block awareness looks to be pretty good. He's a center, so we could probably swing him if we really have to. And then let's take a look at Moore. Because even, guys, if we're looking at best player available, that might have to be part of the conversation at this point. Just given that we can trade them out and look for something else. So I think one of the two centers are definitely making some ideal sense to me right now. We don't need the halfback left end. You can tell the Canadian's coming out right now. Finesse moves. I like the tackle. Power moves, block, shed are looking pretty good. Okay, good pursuit, good play rec. You know what? Edric Houston could be the pick here. We definitely need the end help. And, you know, is he a bigger guy? Where'd he go? Edric Houston. 6'3", 269. So he could be heavier. He is a power rusher, though, which is definitely not a bad thing. We also got Levon Johnson, 6 foot 311 from Maryland. Looks like he could be pretty decent as well. Let's check that player card. Yeah, we got some C's there. No, okay. I'm thinking that as we look at need, Edric Houston, I think, is going to be our guy. And if the centers are kicking around at any given point, maybe we can circle back on it. That's a B+ pick. We're taking that all day. Hidden depth trait, baby. Let's go. We are killing this draft, guys. We're heading into season number 5. This is massive. This is absolutely massive. This is what I talked about that we really needed, and now it's kind of coming to fruition. So I'm really happy with how this is panning out. We got another third-round pick here also. So let's see maybe if any of those... Okay, so Braylon Moore did go. Was the other center still there? No. Okay, it looks like he did jump off the board there as well. Griffin Wild. 6'2" wide receiver from South Dakota. He's a playmaker. I mean, that is what I need right now. I want to add some playmakers to the list. Decent catcher, not a good deep route runner, not a good release. Yeah, his change of direction is not very good at all. So we can see why some of these guys are kind of just staying on the draft board, not really going anywhere. Oh, there he is again. There he is again. The man, the myth, the legend, Mendoza. Guys, it's hard not to take him and trade him at this point. We just know what his value looks like and what he can bring to the table. And, I mean, it's hard to say no, right? He is there. I'm following the rules. I'm drafting who I got to draft. So we're going to take Fernando Mendoza. I'm going to trade him for what we need because we are heading in to season number 5, guys. I'm going to keep reminding you that. Season 5. I'm in the back half now. I have no choice but to make this happen. So let's skip ahead in the draft. That is round number 3 out of the way. Let me finish off the rest of this draft, guys, and I will catch you at the end. Okay, guys, here we are. The end of the draft. We had a lot of picks. Let's take a look at what this team looks like. So we got Williams Noweri, who is coming in as our number 1 pick from the draft. He's 77 out of the draft, which is phenomenal. Marlon Klein coming out at 71 is not too bad. I'm pretty sure he had the hidden depth trait as well. Gentry, same thing, 68 of the draft with a depth trait. Baklenko, I believe, didn't have, but 68. Edric Houston, 72, did have that hidden depth trait, which we'd love to see. Mendoza, we know what we got here. He's going to be out the door, guys. Quinton Joyner, he was a 70. So not too bad as a little add in there for some backup halfbacks. Definitely not too shabby. You know what I mean? We kind of need to just make sure we're bringing in some potential there, and I think he does that. Jordan Ross, 67, a guy we took a chance on. Gabe Powers, 68 in the 5th round. He actually did have hidden depth trait. Simeone Palle, who apparently we bring back all the time because he's just always there in the draft. Right guard, 63 overall. We took a kicker, actually. 81 out of the draft. Never seen that before, so who would have thunk it? We got a kicker now that's going to be kicking around. I don't even know if we have a kicker, so now we do. Check mark. So draft looks pretty good, guys. I think we're heading into season 5 quite strong. I do think that obviously, you know, we're in some trouble to say the least. We will have to make some trades. So let me take a look at some deals, and now we'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, we found deal number 1. Jedrick Wills Jr. was still on our team, apparently, even though we had Guyton. So Wills is older. He was making some decent cap, as is Johnson II. We know we have Nwiri coming in now. We also know we have Baines on the other side, who actually is superstar factor, which is pretty cool. Not X factor, just superstar depth trait. So we're moving out 2 pieces. I'm getting a first-round pick from the only team that could take on that cap to get me out of cap hill, because I was in the negatives after all the draft picks we had. And I'm getting the first-round pick for the Panthers this year, and I'm going to be giving them my 3rd, my 4th, my 7th, and a 5th next year. And yeah, that gets me a first-round pick. So that is deal number 1 out of the way. I'm still doing a bit of shopping, so I will catch you back here again very shortly. All right, guys, another deal is done. We did look at Jerry Jeudy with a $20 million cap hit at 88 overall. He's played pretty serviceably for us, you know, for 4 whole seasons now. But heading into season number 5, we're going to change the flair here a little bit. We're going to bring in Emeka Egbuka like we did with the Steelers. He did play well for us down the stretch with Pittsburgh. I'm going to give him a bit more time here. We also found a 77 overall star dev free safety from Pittsburgh we're going to bring back in this deal as well. So that helps us bring a little bit more organizational depth there on the DB side. Which now takes us to one last more deal, guys. We're going to move on from Mendoza. Guys, the deals keep flying. We've got to free up some cap money. Was able to move out the kicker and Mendoza. Essentially just, again, freeing up money. The last deal I just made is I just moved on from Carter, who I know we just signed. Also moving out from Styles, who was the man who had a hidden dev trade and ended up with normal dev. And a 3rd round pick next year for DeJuan Carter over here from Baltimore. It's actually going to upgrade our D tackle position, which is also a pretty good spot as well. So, you know, I feel like we made some big moves. I'm pretty much just trying to get a backup quarterback right now for Jackson Dart, at which I'm pretty much just looking at probably just pulling in like a Joe Milton. So sign the deal here. I really don't think there's any other pieces that we need to get. This is as good of a roster as I think we fielded in any given season. So let's take a look here at the lineup. I know that we've kind of made a lot of tweaks with regards to our wide receiver core. We do lose on a big man, but however, you know, I think we're pretty decently well-rounded, right? Between Egbuka, Burden, Jackson Darts there. Actually, Vakulenko did have the hidden dev trait. I do stand corrected. We're looking pretty good. Gentry has one as well. Johnson. So we are going to swing Simpson. So this is one of our moves. So we're going to edit him and move him out to right tackle to start there. So that is what we pulled him in for. So John Simpson, please report to right tackle. That is now your position. So 81 over there is perfect. And then, of course, we have Klein there with the hidden dev trade. Jackson Darts up to 85. I mean, we're surrounding him with players, guys. There's no doubt about that right now. Bane is superstar dev trait. I love that. Looks like we have Walker and Hall now. I am going to move Houston up. Was that the 1 spot? 2, 3. He is going to be at the 3 spot now with his hidden dev trait. Hopefully he's getting some time out on the field as well. It looks like he's backing up on the left end position. Ward is now at regular dev, which is a little bit worrisome. But we have Travarius Ward there as well. Bryant now in the 4 spot. We brought in Zaven Collins also and removed Strutzman to hopefully help out there. So Cooper now starting at free safety. Delpit there at strong safety. We've upgraded essentially so much here, guys. Literally, I looked at deals to move out of Owusu-Koramoah just to kind of spread things out as best as possible, and this is where we're at. So McPherson now our 81 rookie kickers taking over. Man there as well continues to stay as our punter. I think this is how we're going to start the season, guys. Let's head to the halfway point. Let's see what this team has to offer right now. We're 86, 88, and 85. Sorry, this was preseason, so we're going to head to the regular season. If this team is still under 500 at the halfway point, there's no saving it. There's no saving it. And again, I know there's going to be, you guys watching that are like, just change it, man. Like, use this or use that, and it's going to make things better. Nope, we don't do it that way. It's got to be true sim, guys. It's got to be true sim. So we're going to go into the draft class. We are now at auto-generated, as we are in officially season number 5. 2 more to go. And a lot of these, unfortunately, drafts are not going to make a big deal anymore, because unless these players are superstar factor, superstar X factor, they're not going to grow quick enough to help us out. So season number 5, I think there's nothing else left to do but call it make the playoffs. 5, 6, and 7, that's the only thing we can offer up now. I've deep dived this team as best I could. We're 86 overall, 88 offense, 85 defense, which I am surprised it's that way and not the other way around. But let's see, guys. Where are we going to be at the halfway point with this roster? I'm hoping it's pretty solid, because we do need this right now. We have to execute this and get to a good number here. Good start, halfway point of the season. Tell me we're leading the AFC North. This team deserves to be at least in that position with how good we've put this team together. I'm still a little disappointed not to see Jackson Dart kind of upgrade his, dev trait to at least star. We're 3-4, 87 overall, 88 offense, 87 defense, as if any of that makes sense. I'm assuming we're not leading the division. No, we are last in the division. I'm shocked. Offensive points per game, we're 22, 16th in pass yards, 4th in rush. Offensive points per game, we're top 10. Offensive pass yards, we're 14th. Opposing rush yards, we're 4th. And somehow we're 3-4, as if that makes sense. Let's go check the stats. Let's see if we can make sense of the what doesn't make sense, if that makes sense. What do we got here? So Jackson Dart, again, serviceable, right? 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks, 12 sacks. I really think he's having a phenomenal year. Josh Jacobs, he's halfway to 1,000 rush yards. He's got 3 touchdowns, 502. Dart rushed one in. Hampton has one as well. Receiving, Burden leads a charge, 456, 3 tutties. Igbuka, 424 with 1. Tucker's got 371, 4. Loveland's got 161 for 2, and so on and so forth. Defensively, Owusu Koromora, who else would it be? He's leading the charge. Tackles for loss, we got Mike Hall Jr. with 9. Sacks, we got Noweri and Hall Jr. with 3 each, which you love to see. Walker chipping in there with 2 as well. Interceptions, we got Newsom, Koromora, Ward, and Delpit with 1 each. Deflections, 3, 3, and 3 for Ward, Delpit, and Dean. And then forced fumbles, there's it. Zaven Collins, we got 1 for Polar Bear Steve, keeping him happy and satisfied, that you love to see. So guys, the numbers don't look horrible. We are producing. Everything looks to be pretty solid. It just doesn't make a ton of sense as to why we're not taking that next step and moving forward. Emeka Igbuka wants to get paid here. He wants 3 years. He doesn't really have a ton of interest in staying, which is not great. But let's see if we can make this happen. I mean, he is going to be our wide receiver too. We don't really have time to go find more. So hopefully, perfect. Igbuka stays. Hopefully he keeps on his growth. Nakobe Dean, I mean, obviously he would be phenomenal to stay if we could. Let's see if the numbers make sense. So 84, he's only 27. He's got the star dev trait still. The interest is not there. And this is where stuff gets tough, because you have to start overpaying guys. Okay, so Nakobe Dean, not necessarily going to stay. Jackson Dart, I mean, he's our guy. There's no other way to do this now. We do need to get him signed. He's 83. He still hasn't taken that next dev trait step. He's 25 years old. Doesn't really want to stay, which is a big problem for a franchise that's trying to solidify our team here. So let's give this a go. Boom. Jackson Dart stays. We had to pay a lot to keep him, but we'll see where that takes us. Tevin Jenkins, Denzel Ward, like we got some big names coming up here, guys, and these could be a problem. So we got 2 options coming up for Deone Walker and Colston Loveland. Yeah, Denzel Ward. That's going to be a spicy meatball. He is 31. I'm expecting we're going to see some downturn from him. And Tevin Jenkins here as well. I mean, I don't even think we have enough to sign him. No, it's going to take us right to the end point. So we may have 2 trades to make here to try and lock something in for a cheaper cap hit. Let me make that deal now, and I will meet you guys on the other side. All right, guys, desperate times call for desperate measures. We have hit the point of needing to move on from Denzel Ward. Cost-wise, Tevin Jenkins as well. We needed to do something here that we can help with this team out. So Ward is heading out, and Jenkins is heading out. We're also trading a first-round pick, our second one from this year, so it's going to be the later round of the first. A second from this year as well, a second from next year, and a second from the year after, to bring in Will Johnson, who's a 90 overall superstar. Way better cap hit, obviously going to be a lot better for us coming in, who's younger. He's going to be our number 1 guy. And they're also bringing in Tipman, who I'm going to move out to guard to replace Jenkins, also on a better cap hit than Jenkins was. So franchise-altering deal, you could almost say, again. But we're doing what we got to do to make this team move forward, guys. We don't have time. It's season number 5. We have to make this happen. And draft picks are not going to start mattering very soon. And we're right about at that point now. So one more deal I want to look into is just with regards to Nakobe Dean. We do know that he might not want to stay. So let me take a look at a pick there, and I'll catch you guys on this side. All right, guys, next deal has been made. We're moving on from Zinter, Nakobe Dean, who's been so serviceable for us and really has grown in that middle linebacker position. We move on for a 4th, a 3rd, and another 4th. So 2 4ths and a 3rd within the next 2 years. And we're going to move on to Omar Spites. He's an 85, another scheme fit replacing Dean. He's got some term. He's going to last us for 2 more seasons. So we've pivoted, guys. We've made some changes. I think that we've really put a lot into this team right now. Let's quickly take a look at free agents to see if there's anybody else we can bring in now. Since we do have a little bit of cap room, that makes sense for the roster. Halfback-wise, ETN is there. Nothing really there stands out to me, I would say. I was thinking at maybe corner. Bring in a corner 4. Okay, so Kendall Fuller is still there. Maybe he can help us for the back half of the season here. So let's sign him in. We'll get him out there on the field. And I think that's probably, unless there's a wide receiver that makes sense, potentially looking at a wide receiver 4. Marquise Brown. You know what? The speed might not be a bad addition. Let's bring him in for that 3-4 spot. See if that helps out the back half of the season. Let's take a look here at the roster. Finishing off the back half of season number 5. This has been a spicy one, guys. I really don't know how much more we can push and drive this team. I feel like we've done a really good job of replacing players that we've lost. I'd like to see more growth. Like Jackson Dart not being a star is still really confusing to me. So Hampton is starting. It looks like we have another injury. Josh Jacobs, and he's out 2 more weeks with an arm fracture. So hopefully he is back sooner than later, as we do need him out here. So like Buka, Burden, Tucker, and Brown there, which I think adds a little bit more flex. We are going to move Tippmann here, change positions to left guard, because obviously you're not moving Linderbaum from center. Let's call a spade here. So Tippmann, you are now going to play left guard. Make the save there for the Wisconsin man. And that should take us to, yeah, beautiful. A way better O-line. Simpson's holding his own. Backlenko, we're still trying to get sorted out. Milton as well. Looks like he's been on the way up. Defensively now, so we look like Spites, Koromora, Collins. We have Barnum there, who also came out of the draft. He's up to 78 already, which is great to see. Cooper at 79. Delpit holding on. We got Will Johnson now, and Newsom as our solid 1-2. Ward there, and then I thought we got a corner. Didn't we just sign a corner? Where's Fuller? Fuller's nowhere to be found. Okay, whatever. Kobe Bryant's up to 77 anyways. That's pretty well where Fuller was. And then Nweri up to 78. Bain Jr.'s up to 82. And our D tackles are holding through. So, I mean, guys, like, this is a legit roster. This is legit. This team should be contending for the playoffs. I know we don't have, like, the fancy quarterback and this and that, but a lot less teams have one and done things. We're 87 overall, 88 offense, 88 defense. Let's hope with Jacobs coming back in 2 games, this team can at least make the playoffs for the first time in this rebuild. We got 7 seasons, guys. That doesn't change. So at season number 5, the expectation would be at least we can make the playoffs. By now, both Pittsburgh and Tennessee did make it at least once, and we have not hit that task yet. So maybe we're just going to be late to the show, but maybe we can still get the job done here. So let's see. We are advancing through. Can this team turn it around? Can they make a playoff spot? Can they make a playoff run? Only one way to see it, guys. Let's see what happens on the back half of this sim. 8-9 record. I mean, come on. Come on. That is wild. 8-9. Last in the division. Wow. 2-13-4s with Cincinnati and Baltimore. 11-6 with Pittsburgh. I mean, that is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Guys, our defense is stellar. Look at this. First in defensive points per game, first in defensive pass yards per game, 10th in defensive rush yards per game. We had a top 10 defense and number 1 overall for giving up points. Number 1 or number 10, top 10 rush defense, pass yards apparently not there. I'm shocked to say the least, but at the same time, I mean, I guess it happens. Let's go check the stats. Let's see kind of if we can figure out what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, Jackson Dart did not have another bad year. 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. 37 sacks. So again, that's obviously a big question mark. Jacobs got back 1,000 yards rushing, which is great to see. 8 touchdowns. Receiving side, Igbuka had 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. Luther Burden 981 and 7. Trey Tucker, who's been solid for us, 10 touchdowns, 750. Loveland added in 516 for 5. and not really much else happening. Defensively, Owusu Koromora leading the way with Spites right behind him. TFLs is going to be Deonte Walker with Hall and Bain Jr., who absolutely killed it. We had some sacks in there. 9 for Walker. Love it. Hall had 6.5. Collins 6.5. Bain had 5. Wary had 3. Interception-wise, Owusu Koromora and Newsome had 3 and 2 respectively. Will Johnson had 1. Fumbles, we had 2 and 1, so a total of 3. And pass deflections was Del Pitt. So the numbers look good. I mean, defensively, we were stellar. It's just the big question mark offensively where things happen. Was there injuries? I mean, doesn't matter now, guys. That's season number 5 on the books. We have 2 more seasons to go. What else can you do? You know what I mean? We've traded a lot of our draft collateral right now. I'm hoping that we're able to make it through. We have Rams and the Texans in the Super Bowl. So very curious to see how this goes. Let's see what the bracket looked like. Who made it? So Miami was first in the AFC. Rams were in the NFC. Looks like Pittsburgh, Texans, Chiefs, Ravens, Bengals, and Colts. And you had the Vikings, you had the Packers, the Panthers, Seahawks, Eagles, and Bears. Came down to Bears and Rams. And, of course, the Rams took that one out. So the number 1 seed from the NFC made it. And then the Eagles, unfortunately, lost number 3 seed in the Texans. So we have an LA Texans final. It's been an interesting one to see, especially considering Houston was, what, like 1-16? Only a couple years ago, around the same time that we were kind of pushed and trying to make things happen. It's shocking to me. I really don't know how they're able to turn around so fast. Meanwhile, we've just been hammering survival, and stuff hasn't come our way. So, looks like we may have a Rams victory. Let's take a look at the recap and see how that ended. Yep, Rams 20-17. Looks like MVP was Jack Gibbons, middle linebacker. CJ Stroud won the MVP of the league. Zach Taylor won the Coach of the Year. Brandon Ayuk, Offensive Player of the Year for the 49ers. He's still there. Fred Warner as well for defensive. So 49ers had some good output, apparently. Just didn't make it. Jarrett Gibson from the Patriots. Halfback was Rookie of the Year offensively. And defensively was Justin Williams from the Commanders. Let's see if we are affected by any retirements. Hopefully not. We did make some pretty big moves into getting a little bit younger. So I would hope and expect that we're not facing anything right now. No retirements. That's great to see. And we will take it on here to the next week, which is going to be ahead to the re-signing, which we did take care of some of the contracts that were going to be on 1 years and guys that were going to be leaving. So there really shouldn't be any surprises that's waiting for us here. Okay. So Deon Walker, we do need to accept the 5th-year option. Obviously, we are definitely not losing that man. Colston Loveland, same thing here. Definitely want to make sure we're keeping him. And then Jack Kaiser, I mean, okay, again, okay to walk. Johnny Walker Jr., I mean, if you want to go have a scotch, you possibly can. Help yourself. But we are okay. We got the guys that we need to keep. And we are heading on in, guys, to season number 6. Number 6, which is absolutely crazy to me. This team is 88 overall, 89 offense, 88 defense, and things are not happening. Now, this becomes super interesting, but look at the cost, guys. We have $21 million right now to play with, and we do not have any opportunity to bring in any of these guys. So, I think right now, I'm very curious to see what our roster is before I start dabbling into things. I want to know, who's still here, what potentially do we need to work on. So let's do a quick look into our just lineups again. Let's see if anybody grew. Are we going to see Jackson Dart with a... No, Jackson Dart is 86 as regular dev. That is incredible. Incredible. Okay, so Josh Jacobs apparently fell off a cliff. He is now normal dev 76. Impossible to use, so we are going to have to trade him because that is a hard no. Burden 86, Egbuka 86, Tucker's at 83. So we need another wide receiver. We need another running back because Hampton, I mean, sure, he's star dev, but he's only 80. Our O-line looks to be holding perfectly fine. Loveland also looking great. Klein there at 72. He's got star dev. Defensively, again, I mean, everybody here looks good as well. We saw tons of growth. Walker's up to superstar. Hall at star dev. Yeah, maybe a 4th corner. Del Pitt's on his way down a little bit there, so something we'll have to keep in mind as well at strong safety. But, I mean, I don't really see a ton of problems with this roster, guys. I really don't know. The sim just does not want to perform with the teams that we're putting together, which is crazy. Let me take a look at a quick trade here, guys, to get Jacobs off the roster because we do need to free up that cap room. And I will catch you guys in free agency. Well, guys, the desperation continues. We are about to make a massive trade for the franchise. We have looked to move on from Josh Jacobs, as I mentioned, looking at the cap hit for Linderbaum, who is about to be on his final year of his contract. We moved out the double first of next year and the year after, so we do still have our first round pick for this year's draft. We're bringing in guys who are locked up essentially for the rest of this franchise. We got Bucky Irvin coming in at 93 overall. We got Barton coming in at 88 overall. And then we also got Carter coming in at 87, middle linebacker, with a third round pick. So we are going to move on from Omar Spites. And then also a couple other guys as well. So we're going to wheel and deal a few more moves here before we head into our free agency period. So be right back. Guys, another quick deal here. This time we're actually trading within the division, which is not the funnest thing to do, but they had the right players for me to help out. Spites in a 5th round pick from this year, heading off for Trey Harris, who's going to really help out solidify that wide receiver position. And we're bringing in Hill as well for just basically like a 3rd, 4th corner to help add some support there also. So after all these deals, I was taking a look at what else we can look into as well. Let's go take a look at our lineup and see where we're currently situated. There's a couple question marks I have about maybe some small things I can do to tweak the roster even further. But, you know, Trey Harris is a superstar. He's going to be there in the slot. We're going to have Tucker there at the 4 spot. And I mean, I think we're set up really well here. Really, really well. This team should be incredibly successful with what we put together. Jackson Dart's up to 86. The defensive side of the ball, I mean, it's a 90 overall. This might be our first 90 we've had in all of our rebuilds. Johnson and Newsom holding up. We got Ward. We got Hill there in the 4 spot. Brian goes at 5. Carter now there taking over the middle for this roster. Delpit still looking good. Walker, Bain, and Nweri there. So the only thing I am potentially thinking about is maybe moving Hall out and getting perhaps maybe Houston starting at one of the sides. And then maybe moving Nweri into the middle, whoever's the biggest as the D tackle. But honestly, I feel like right now with where we're situated, I don't think I have to. I think we're going to be okay to leave things as they are. We made the deals that we needed to. I don't think we have a real big problem here at any given situation. So let's take a look at what the free agents have. Let's see if anything even makes sense for us to look into. Otherwise, we head in strong to season number 6, guys, with by far one of the strongest teams we've built to date. So let's take a look at free agency here real quick, see if anything makes sense for us. Otherwise, we're not really going to partake. We have 21 million left over. I mean, that is a pretty good number to have, all things considered. There is some QBs here, which is obviously pretty crazy to see. So, wow, there's a Cam Ward at regular dev, 76. So our Jackson Dart is looking better than that. I mean, obviously, 2 incredible quarterbacks here. I don't think I'm going to make that jump. We brought in a running back. We're still looking good at receiver. Ooh, wow. Okay, so I mean, there is still some potential to add more to wide receiver, but I think we got to roll with what we got. I don't think the money makes sense to spend there. Tight end, George Kittle's kicking around at 87 overall, which is pretty solid. I mean, that might be a fun add. Solid player all around. Maybe screw it. Maybe we'll is anybody interested? Let's take a look. No. You know what? Let's entertain George Kittle becoming part of this team. Let's offer him 12 mil. Let's see if he has any interest to come play for us. Offensive line, I mean, again, I don't really see anything here that's worth touching at this point. I think let's run with what we got. We got a pretty solid team here. It doesn't make sense to start battling the battles that are going on. So we have Michael Williams, Zach Allen kicking around at the ends, but I still feel like our defense is strong enough. It just doesn't make sense for me to start battling out with what we currently got set up. Linebackers are pretty solid across the board as well. Really, safety is the only thing I can think of at this point. Denzel Ward did drop to 83, so we did get some pretty solid value jumping off when we did. Jalen Petrie. Wow. That's a pretty big name at free safety, no doubt. Nick Emenwari, he's at 79. I mean, not really needed though, right? So Delpit is back up to 80, so I think he is still serviceable. Petrie at 88, though, is pretty impressive. Jeremiah Cooper there. I mean, we're not going to be able to afford it. It likely doesn't make sense for us to do. So I think we're going to make the one offer, guys. That's it. We're not going to go crazy in free agency. Again, it is season number 6. This is not the time where you're tweaking and trying to build like crazy. Like, we've built a solid foundation for the Browns. Let's go see if we can get that free agent signed. Was George Kittle interested? Okay, he still is. He hasn't officially signed, put pen to paper yet. But let's advance another week here, and let's see if that makes a difference into this. This will be the 3rd week of free agency. Come on, George. Tell me you want to be a Cleveland Brown. Let's go. Make it happen. All right, we got George Kittle. We brought in a little up on tight end there, 87 overall. We bring some fun stuff to the team, which is pretty solid. Let's sim to the draft right now. There's nothing really to see in the free agency recap because we only had one free agent signed. And we'll see what the draft has for us. We don't really have picks, guys. I'm not going to waste a ton of time. I'm pretty much just going to do the first round pick. If there's anything that makes sense for us to grab. And then ultimately from there, I'm just going to sim through the rest. So we have the 13th overall pick. I'm going to pause the draft here. I'm going to skip ahead. I'm not really looking to go make any trades or make any big deals here. So let's make our selection. Let's see what's kicking here at pick number 13. Right outside linebacker, Drew Clifford. Okay, not terrible. There's a halfback, but we have Bucky Irvin right now. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess linebacker could make sense. So you get a top 5 guy here in Drew Clifford. Looks like he's not great at zone, but he's good tackler, good pursuit, pretty decent block shed. Oregon power rusher. Looks like he's got decent speed. Okay, not terrible. Good awareness, good injury. Play rec is okay. Hit power, impact blocking, pursuit, power moves. All could be decent. So, I mean, this might not be bad. That definitely could be an option. I don't really think looking at the line right now makes sense. There's Danny Richmond here as well. What do you got here, Danny? Okay, so you look all right, but definitely the other guy looks to be better. Lance Ferrany here as well. Okay, not bad. Also looking pretty good. Actually, better athlete than the other one was. Block shed's okay. Finesse moves, impact blocking, man coverage, play rec. Yeah, not great. Tackle. So definitely still looks like Clifford is our best choice, even though he is dropping down the draft a bit. Not entirely sure why. But let's see. We'll check the next couple here. And also pretty decent. Okay, safety, Brian Tyson. Also pretty good athletically. Could have good, decent awareness, good, decent catcher, decent hit power, decent injury, decent kick return, decent man coverage, good play rec, good pursuit, good tackling, bad zone coverage. I mean, Delpit is coming up, and we know our other guy is kind of holding on as well. They're not, like, phenomenal by any means, so this is where we kind of have to figure out what makes the most sense. So Colbert's definitely not it. What about Beckham here? Your numbers, do they jump off the page? No. So realistically, we're coming down here to Tyson, or we're coming down to Clifford. Zaven Collins is getting a little bit older. Do we look at bringing in the linebacker? I mean, maybe. He is a top 5 talent projected. Tyson looks to be okay. I think, you know what? Let's go with what hopefully is a safe pick. We'll take Drew Clifford. We got the B. Normal dev. Surprise, surprise, right? I am very curious, though, to see if that guy panned out to be anything decent. At this point, I am just going to advance to the end of the draft. Those 5th, 6th, 7th round picks, whatever we have left over pick-wise, is going to be nothing of note for us. So let's just head on forward here and start season number 6, because we are coming to a conclusion here very, very quickly. The team is 90 overall, 91 offense, 91 defense. Our draft recap here. How did Buddy do? He is a 75 out of the draft. Okay, so he may be playable. They brought in Brandon Reed here as well. We got John Jordan, the corner, 65, Winslow, 69, and Mario Ali, 68. I would like to see, though, like I said, who was that that safety? Is he here somewhere? Safeties. Free safety, Harrison. Okay, so it looks like he potentially slipped out of the first round. Was it Trevor Allen? The 75. Favors. Caldwell, Peterson, Capers. Yeah, I think it was Trevor Allen. I'm pretty sure. So he was 75 coming out of the draft. Obviously not bad at all. Looks like either pick was decent. He had pretty good speed. Michigan State, man. Yeah, not too bad. So both ways, not bad picks at all. Looks like we still have some cap space. We're able to keep everybody that was part of our roster. Guys, let's advance it. Time to head forward. Let's head into the preseason. And let's see what any maybe growth these guys have. There you go. 90, 91 offense, 89 defense. We do need to go pick up some free agents because, again, we don't have any quarterbacks to back up Jackson Dart. So let's get one now. Who do we got here? Who's kicking around? Sam Howell. I mean, yeah, that could work. Oh, no, we're going to get mommy fucker, Zach Wilson. Let's bring him into the table. Hide your moms, hide your daughters. Zach Wilson is here. And you know what? Let's bring back Kenny Pickett for shits. You know, Super Bowl champion, current Cleveland Brown. Why not? Let's make a good laugh out of it. And let's also take a quick look again at these final rosters before we get to the sim. So adjust the lineup. Did anybody get any depth traits? Anything of note that really helps us out here. So Jackson Dart's up to 86. Bucky Irving jumped up to 93. Harrison Tucker at 83s each. Egbuka, Burden at 86 each. There's Kittle there, strong at 88. O-line is looking solid. Defensive side of the ball, yeah, everybody's just killing it, man. Everybody's looking good. We got 80s, 79s. So Reed did have a hidden depth trait. That's pretty fun. 72, so that's a good pull there. And then who do we bring in? Who's our draft pick? Who did I draft? Was it a tight end? What the hell? Who did I draft with the first pick? Was it a safety? No, it's a linebacker. It was a linebacker. Clifford. There, 75. Yeah, he's there. Okay, beautiful. I think, guys, we have a ton of talent here. I think that goes without saying. This is an extraordinarily strong team. Might be the best one we put together to date. You guys tell me below. Is this Cleveland team the best one we've made? 90 overall, 91 offense, 89 defense. Let's head to the regular season. Maybe that jumps even more. Who knows? Jackson Dart, though, again, kind of a disappointment piece. I really thought at very least I get superstar depth trait. Maybe get him up to like a high 80, 89. Looks like we haven't got that. I'm sure the season of his injury did not help. But here we are. We are officially at the storyline, guys. We're going to auto-generate the rookies because the next draft is the last one heading into Season 7. So we're going to get that wrapped up. Not really going to matter. We don't really have any draft picks, so we're just going to skip through that. Let's set our season goal. There's only one option here, guys, and now it's got to be win the Super Bowl. This team is Super Bowl bound. If we don't make any big flashes happen here, I don't even know. I don't know how much stronger we can make a team without execution. But the sim will always speak for itself. It's not a matter sometimes of what you do. Sometimes it's a matter of how the sim looks at your team and injuries and all that fun stuff. And as you guys know with the Titans, we got unlucky, man. We put together a solid team. Arch Manning got injured our last season. So, you know, this is kind of what we've seen, unfortunately, with the sim. 0-7. Oh, guys, am I out of my mind? Am I out of my mind to be 0-7 with the team that we have? It makes no sense. So offense, 23rd points per game. Pass yards, 25. Rush yards, 11. Defensively, we shit the bed. Okay. Let's go take a look at the stats just for shits and giggles here. This sim definitely does not like teams that I put together, that's for sure. Jackson Dart, again, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 14 sacks. You know, again, seems to be kind of serviceable numbers. I even exited by accident. Rushing, Bucky Irving came in, 389, 2 touchdowns. Jackson Dart has a rush. Hampton has a rushing touchdown as well. Egbuka, 456, 3 touchdowns. Burden, 344, 3 touchdowns. Kittle, 295, 2 touchdowns. Tucker, 244, 2 touchdowns. And Loveland has a touchdown there as well. Defensively, Barrett Carter's leading the way with tackles. PFLs looks like 11 for Bain Jr., sacks 5 for Mike Hall Jr., deflections, we got 3 for Wosu Koromora and 3 for Jeremiah Cooper. And then, there you go, 2 fumbles for Steve, Will Johnson, and Drew Clifford. So, I mean, guys, I don't know what else you can do with this roster. Like, there's just nothing that makes sense. Let's go take a look to see who we got coming up here. We have 116 million in cap room, which is terrifying. So Luther Burden may want to leave. We got to pay this man because there's no way in hell we can lose him. So Burden, please don't leave us. Perfect. He stays. That's exactly what we needed. Greg Newsome at 89. Again, I mean, 1 year left. We can't really afford to lose and start from scratch again. So hopefully, yeah, beautiful. He stays. Omarion Hampton. I mean, again, he is our backup running back, so I guess it does make sense to try and make them squeeze it. His interest is not there, but let's throw him a few bucks and see if he'll stay. Perfect. Hampton stays. Tyler Guyton, again, we kind of need the 1 year of him still kicking around. I mean, he's 84 overall. A lot of money to spend on a left tackle. But, I mean, we don't really have a choice. So I need you to stay, buddy, whatever this is going to cost. This team's going to have to go at it as they are. It just... Okay, so Guyton is a potential gone. Jeremiah Cooper, I mean, again, serviceable safety. I think there's definitely some goodness with him. He has some interest to stay. Let's call it 3.5, 3.5. Perfect. Cooper stays. Zion Johnson, man, everybody was coming up right now. Jesus, that's why we had so much cap. Okay, he does want to stay. So, Zion, will you take slightly less? I'm on the fence, but we're close. Okay, so we have to see if we can lock them down after. Trey Tucker, I mean, whatever. We can sign somebody from free agency. Zaven Collins is starting on his way down, so perhaps we just let him walk. Grant Delpit as well. Kobe Bryant, I'd like to keep. I think he is still a very serviceable player for us, so let's see if he'll take a little bit more to stay. Perfect. Kobe Bryant stays. Yeah, no idea who you are. Charvarius, yeah, I mean, he's coming to an end also. Mommy Fucker, a whole bunch of these guys are all the 1 years. John Simpson, I mean, we definitely need to keep him at right tackle if we can. He definitely has some interest to stay. Let's see maybe if this gets the job done. Perfect. We keep him on the roster. Jake Slaughter, Kenny Pickett. Okay, so we have Ruben Baines option year coming up as well, so that's going to lock us down for that. And then, okay, Braden Mann. I mean, dude, come on. Really? Are we going to nickel and dime here? Like, just stay. Just stay. Beautiful. Man stays. Okay, so we have made the offers we can. I think some of these guys we'll have to revisit once we hit the offseason. But we're 0-7. I don't really know what else we can do here, guys. I'm going to take a look at the trades and see what we got. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, tiny deal here. We're moving out Zaven Collins, who obviously is aging on a bit of a downswing. We're going to move out a second-round pick in the future, a 6th and 7th for Suntarine Perkins, who's going to hopefully help shore up that line. Obviously, he's a little bit smaller. Sorry, a little bit younger, so he will be able to hopefully help out there. We did learn that we had some injuries. Greg Newsom went down. So, I mean, things have definitely happened to this roster, obviously, that have not been great. So yeah, I think at this point we're 0-7. Let's sim ahead to the playoffs. Obviously, we're not going to be making the playoffs this year with all the injuries and the performance of this team. So we're going to come down to season number 7, guys, and we couldn't even get this Browns team into the playoffs to this point, let alone win a Super Bowl. I still think the roster is stellar. I really don't think that we've, missed on any of our calls. We've really put together something special, and yeah, the sim just continues to get us. The challenges continue without changing to the meta. I know if I change to certain things, I'm sure I could help the team push it forward, but it is what it is. That's not how we play the game. We're going to go based off how the team is built. So 5-12. That is where we finished. Looks like we did pick up some stuff on the back end, but obviously not enough to get things done. The team, yeah, just overall did not perform as a team, which is shocking and disappointing all in the same. Let's take a look to see where the stats finished here. Looks like we did finish the season with a couple big wins. So Jackson Dart, I mean, yeah, he doesn't really take a step forward. 3,600 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. It was a great season in itself. 34 sacks. So clearly it's not enough to do it. Bucky had a great year, first year, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Hampton also added in 5 TDs as well. Receiving, Tucker, 1,000-yard man, 10 touchdowns. Egbuka, 826. Burden, 815 for 6 touchdowns each, respectively. Loveland chipped in 5. Kittle chipped in 3. So that ad didn't really do much, unfortunately. Wosu Koromora led the team in tackles. TFLs was Bain and Walker at 18 and 12. Yeah, Mike Hall Jr., 10 sacks, pretty solid. Walker, 4.5, looking pretty good. Interceptions, Wosu Koromora, Ward, and Johnson with 2 apiece led the way. Pass deflections was Wosu Koromora with 8. And then fumbles, wow, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Polar Bear Steve. You'll love to see it. But yeah, the numbers were not where they needed to be, unfortunately, guys. I think, again, we've done a lot. We've really turned this roster around from where we were. We had to make some big decisions, and unfortunately, this is kind of where the cookie crumbled. So let's sim it to the Super Bowl. Let's figure out, see what the bracket is, and lead our way into the last and final season, and let the sim speak for itself again. I mean, we're pretty much down to trades at this point. The draft is not going to matter. We're going to sim right through it and see what this team can do. So Super Bowl is the Bengals and the Cardinals. Looks like the first round bye was the Jets and the Falcons. So we had the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Pats, the Texans, and the Steelers. On the other side, we had the Cardinals, 49ers, Bears, Vikings, Eagles, Seahawks. We had the Falcons and the Cardinals battle it out in the NFC Championship game, and the Cardinals obviously went on. And then we had the Jets take on the Bengals. So we had the number 1 and 2 seeds taking on both sides, and the number 2 seeds came out ahead. So Bengals, can they get it done this time? Is it their time, or are the Cardinals going to come in and shit all over their necks? I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. So let's see. I'm gonna go Cardinals. Bengals didn't do it last time. Okay, so again, if that score flips, it does look like it is the Cardinals. And that is correct. Your Cardinals are the champions, 31-28. Looks like Arizona, obviously winning for the first time, it looks like. Super Bowl champion Cardinals, Garrett Williams, cornerback. We had Michael Penix Jr. from the Falcons was the MVP. Victor Price, coach of the year for the Jets. Rashee Rice was the offensive player of the year for the Chiefs. Aiden Hutchinson, I believe it's his third defensive player of the year for the Lions. Offensive rookie of the year for the Lions was Tarvarius Benjamin, and then Tremaine Henley was the right outside linebacker for the Titans, who won the defensive rookie of the year. I feel like the Titans had a couple defensive rookie of the years this sim so far, which is pretty interesting. So that is all done, guys. Let's head out to retirements here, see if there's anybody who is affecting us currently. You're going to head off to the Bengals, or sorry, the Browns. I said the Browns, the Browns, the Browns. Nobody. Perfect. Okay, we are not affected by retirements. We are pretty well set to go here to move into the first set of re-sign phase and see if we can get anything done here. Looks like we have 61 million in cap. We do know there's a couple guys that we do have to sign. So let's take a look at the negotiation points here first. Ruben Bain, yeah, we need to accept that. No questions asked. The guy's an absolute beast. We're going to accept the option on Suntarine Perkins as well. Tyler Guyton. So we do need to sign this man. It is incredibly important that he stays with us. We obviously don't want to go start shopping right now. So let's make this happen, man. Come stay with the boys. Let's make this last push as a team. He's going to test free agency. Okay, big fuck you to Tyler Guyton. Zion Johnson. Let's hope different conversation here. Come on, Zion. Stay with the boys. Let's make this happen. We're going to pay you. This is your team. Let's make some money together. Bam. Beautiful. Zion Johnson stays. Always happy to have him on the team. Trey Tucker falling off a little bit. Again, probably something we can add in free agency. Grant Delpit, I'm not too worried about either. Charvarius Ward, I mean, he's 34. He's an 80. He is coming down the, dropping a bit. So we're going to need to look at corner. We need to look at strong safety, wide receiver, and left tackle. That is the identified places that we're going to have some challenges with. So let's take a look into that. We will head forward here into free agency week 1 and see if we can address those needs. Because again, right now, there is nothing else left, guys. It is execute, execute, execute. So right end, Jack Sawyer. Okay, we know what that's about. He was one of the rookies of the year, I believe. We don't need quarterbacks. We're going with our guy. Actually, so there's an answer on Jalen Milroe. Looks like he also came out as a normal dev trait. There's the other Jackson Dart from the boo-boo that we had earlier. Not as good as ours, so F you. I think we are okay. Yeah, Bucky Irving, Omarion, they're going to hold it down. Just curious, what is our Jackson up to? 85. Serviceable quarterback. We're going to be fine. The fullbacks, I think we were okay here. I'm pretty sure we still have CJ. Yeah, we're all right there. Wide receiver. So we actually have T-Mac, who could be a really solid addition. Quentin Johnston also here. Isaiah Bond also could be a really, really fun addition. And I think that's exactly where I'm going to go. So let's see if we can get Isaiah Bond. Was there anybody interested in him? No. Okay. So I'm going to make this one a decent offer, hopefully enough to pique his interest to come in. I think this will be a really, really cool ad for us. Who else do we still have going? So we got Burden, Harris, Egbuka. Yeah. I think Bond is the only one we really need. I'm not going to go crazy. Tight end wise, Kittle's still kicking. I'm pretty sure we do obviously still have, Loveland and Klein are both there. So the Kittle experiment, it was what it was. We're not going to do that again. Guyton is still here. We also have Blake Fisher. So there is 2 very serviceable players. Both of them have no offers. So we got the Notre Dame man. I'm going to go with Guyton just because he does still have his star trait. So Guyton, I mean, come on, man. Let's make this happen. Nobody's coming after you right now. Come back and play for the boys. I'm paying you. Let's make it happen. So that offer is out. Tevin Jenkins back in free agency here. That is why we moved on from him. We should be still okay with the rest of our line, so I'm not overly worried about anything else. I mean, outside of right tackle, I guess hypothetically we could upgrade on John Simpson. He's only an 80. But again, are we going to spend a crap ton of money for it? I mean, I don't know. Honor Lee Jr., I guess, could be decent. I mean, he's got 4 offers, so we would be kind of in a bit of a battle there, which isn't overly ideal. No, I say let's just run with what we got. We got George Karlaftis is showing up now. That's a $20 million a year player that we don't really have money for. Yeah, like our D tackles are super strong. I don't really see the need to do anything there. Our ends are looking pretty good as well. James Pierce Jr. popped up, which is interesting. Again, shit ton of money here, though. Just doesn't make sense for us to really get into when we have Suntarine Perkins. Middle linebacker position, like pretty well everything here, I think from those positions are solid. I think corner, we should be okay. No. Okay. Where did Will Johnson go? Is he must be injured, I guess it is. Dax Hill. So we do need a cornerback 3. Kalen Carson. Okay, so Tariq Woolen is also usually pretty solid in Sims from what I remember. So I think this is one I'm definitely willing to entertain as a 4th corner. So let's do something like this. See if that works. I don't believe anybody had any interest, so we'll give that a whirl. Free safety and strong safety. Okay, so we have Justin Reed, who we could jump in on. He is interested in coming to play for us. So I think this might be the move. Let's get Justin Reed in here. Maybe this does it. 3.5, 3.5. It's a 1 year. Come on in, join the squad. Let's make something happen. Delpit's fallen off a cliff. Reed is holding a lot better than Delpit did at 33. So hopefully, you know, again, this is enough to make some moves. Let's advance a week to see if we can get these signs done. And then we sim away, guys. We sim away because we're just going to get through that draft. Nothing really makes sense until looking into it. None of these players are going to be doable. I'll show you guys exactly what the computer drafted. But, you know, obviously, again, nothing overly big that we need to focus on. So our targets, Guyton's still good, Woolen's still good, Bond is still good, and Reed is still good. It's just nobody's signed yet. So let's head forward here. Let's do another quick advance week again. Hopefully all 4 guys do have the interest and come and play for us. Nobody else is even making them offers. So let's hope we get lucky and we can get these guys back on our roster. Let's see, where are we at? Signings. Okay, Guyton's in, Bond is in, Reed is in. Woolen right now, we're in a bit of a battle. Okay. I do want to have Tariq Woolen on this team. I do want him as our corner 4. That hopefully should put us over the line and make it happen for us. So let's quickly sim ahead again. And hopefully we wrap up the last one and we head into our draft. So let's see. Free agency recap. Tariq, did you come join us? Yes, he did. All right. We got our 4 guys. No questions asked. It's done and done. This is pretty much going to be the majority of the changes we're going to make. Outside of, I'll take a look at some trades. I mean, if there's anything that makes sense, we can try it. Obviously, this is the last hurrah now. But I mean, this team is solid. I mean, it really, really is. I think anybody would be crazy to say otherwise. So comment below. Let me know, guys. Am I nuts? I really don't think so. Yeah, we have like no draft collateral at all. So we are just going to advance into the draft. I'm pretty much drafting probably some dickhead in the 7th round. That won't matter. So we're going to let that just finish itself. And we're going to take a quick look just to see where it finished. You know, we're all curious. What is the recap? Who did we actually get with our draft picks that we had? We had nothing. Not a single draft pick. Beautiful. It's exactly what we need. It didn't matter. At this point in the draft, at this point in the franchise, none of that matters. So let us go ahead. And we're going to sim ahead into preseason week 1. Let's take a look at our roster again real quick. See if there's any identifiable holes that we want to focus on. The team's coming into the preseason at least at 90 overall, 91 offense, 89 defense. Let's go to adjust the lineups. We know we're going to need our 2 quarterbacks. Let's see who we're going to bring back this time and who's kicking around in free agency. Jackson Dart is 87. Egbuka's up to 88. Burden's 87. We got Bond and Harris at 83 and 81. So we got a solid receiver core. Yeah, Dart, Irving, all looking good. Hampton's up to 82. Our O-line is holding in strong. Even Simpson there at right tackle at 81 looks good. Loveland's up to 86. Defensively, I mean, 89 Carter, 87 Owusu Koromora, 85 Perkins, Reed at 80, Cooper at 80, Johnson at 92, Newsom at 89, Woolen's there at 82, Hill at 81, Prysock at 75, Noweri's up to 82, Walker's up to Superstar Dev 88, Hall at 86, and Bain at 87. So, I mean, guys, you tell me, look at this team, and you tell me how many holes you can find. Just tell me. Like, unless you're fucking poking them yourself, I don't see it. I don't see how this team has not at least made the playoffs. So this one has to be make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. All in one. Which is going to be wild if we can pull it off. So let us, you know, how does Hogan put it? Eat your vitamins, say your prayers. That's what we're going on. Okay, so the boys are back here. So I'm going to bring in Joe Milton again, just for fun. We seem to do, I think, decently when he was on the team, if I remember. So Milton is going to come back. Mommy Fucker didn't really do it for us. You know what? Yeah, let's bring the bridge quarterback mentor, Sam Darnold, seeing ghosts on the field, getting punched in the cock by TJ Watt. That's what we're going for. I don't care. This is what we're doing. And I mean, that's really it, right? I mean, I guess, okay, let me take a look to see if there's anybody else that makes sense in free agency. I jumped the gun here a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting tired. This has been a long draft and long 7 seasons. Okay, one last look at free agents. Was there anything else of note that made sense? Halfbacks, no, we're fine. No, we're fine. Wide receiver. Okay. Okay. I mean, this could be pretty funny. There's Xavier Restrepo. Weren't you killing it? Didn't we see a really good one of him at one point? Like, didn't he win, like, Rookie of the Year? Trey Tucker is still there. We got a couple slot receivers. You know what? Fuck it. Let's bring back Trey Tucker for one last go. He's been a big part of our team for the last little bit. He's been killing it. Let's bring in that extra depth, because why not? We're all in at this point. George Kittle's still there. It just doesn't make sense. He's dropped to the number that he is right now at 82. Again, I think everything here is perfectly fine. Yeah, left end, D tackles. I mean, we don't really need any of these positions. I'm really just doing one last go through just to make sure. Maybe corner. Maybe corner. We can do a little something, something. Guys are a little bit slow, but you know what? Let's bring a little bit of Pittsburgh flair. Let's bring in Beanie Bishop Jr. Sign him again. Quick 1-year deal here. Just a little bit of depth at corner just in case. Free safety. Yeah, Brandon Jones doesn't make sense. Strong safety. Yeah, Cameron Curl. Okay. Lineup look one last time before we begin the sim here, guys. Actually, I think we're still in preseason, so let's quickly do the regular season sim, see what our overalls are, see what our team looks like heading into the beginning of the sim, and we let this go, right? We let it go. I mean, the time we've put in, the effort, finding trades, making things happen, it's crazy, guys. Like, we have really put a lot into this one. None of this matters. It's auto-generate. We don't really care right now. Sure, Carlos Hyde, you're the number 1 guy. Season goal, there's only one option here. Win the bloody Super Bowl. Or make the playoffs. That's kind of where we're at right now. Okay, so let's go to adjust lineup. Let's see how the final roster looks officially. So we should see... Yep, there he is. Jackson Dart at 87. Darnold. So we got decent backups in case we have injury, but knock on this table, we are not seeing any injuries. Okay, so Trey Harris, Bond, and Tucker are our top 5 for the receivers. Again, looking really good there. Defensively, so Hill, Woolen, Prysock. Okay, yeah, Woolen, Prysock. I don't know. I swear to God, again, we just signed a corner. I have no idea where he went. Fine, it's totally fine. Everything across the board here is locked in, guys. This team should be killing it. Absolutely killing it. But we won't know until we go in there. No, we're not making any trades. 90 overall, 91 offense, 89 defense. Bring me to midseason. If this team is somehow like under 500, I mean, really? Really though? How? How would it be even remotely possible with what we put together here? That is my big question mark to this game. EA Sports, I don't get it. You put this team on paper in real life and they're probably won the Super Bowl. Hey, we're 4-3. Okay, that's a positive. That's a positive. We're battling. That's what matters. Season 7, we're battling. So we're 4-3, 90 overall, 92 offense, 89 defense. Where's that put us in the division? So offensively, apparently we're shit in the bed. Defensively, we're gods. Top 5 almost in everything. 6 in opposing rushing yards. But the offense isn't pushing us over, which I don't understand. Let's check the stats. We have an 87 overall quarterback, guys. You know, star dev, no star dev, doesn't really matter. Almost 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 7 sacks. I mean, a lot of picks for sure. Bucky Irvin at 447 with 3 touchdowns. Hampton has a touchdown as well, 96 yards. Receiving, Burden, 4 touchdowns. Isaiah Bond's got 4. Egbuka's got 2. Loveland's got 1. Defense. Leading the charge in tackles is Barrett Carter. TFLs is Ruben Bain Jr. and Walker and Hall with 6 each. Sacks is also Bain and Hall with 3. We have 2 interceptions, Will Johnson. Pass deflections is 4, Will Johnson. And our token force fumble with Jeremiah Owusu-Koromora. So there you go, Polar Bear Steve. Force fumbles across the board with this team. But I mean, guys, again, this is a winner. I have a hard time pressed understanding how we're not putting up more offensively. But we're at Thursday night prime time. It's the Ravens at 4-3. We are 2nd in the division. So we do have a chance. Denver's undefeated right now, which is pretty cool to see. Yeah, I'm not going to look at contracts. I'm not going to look at anything, guys. There's no point into doing any of it because this is it. It's shit or get off the pot. It's all in or all out. So let's see where the final sim is going to take us here, guys. This is This is it. He's number 7. It gets done or it doesn't get done. And right now, we are on a streak of 3 no Super Bowl wins. However, I feel like, and again, you guys can tell me, these teams are pretty freaking solid, right? Pretty freaking solid. So as we wait for this final sim to come through, can we make the playoffs? Can we make the playoffs? Please? Please give us the playoffs and a Super Bowl. That'd be great. We could finally do one. And how fitting would it be for the Browns again? Hey, we made the playoffs. 10-7, baby. Let's go. Now, it's New England, though, who's been a pain in our ass in the playoffs. Just saying. Let's see how this went finished. So again, offensively, we're not looking phenomenal per se. Looks like we had some injuries maybe on the defense. Pass yards went up substantially on us. We are number 1 in run defense and 5th in points per game. Rush yards, we got up into the top 12. I guess offensive points per game, we did pick up as well. So let's check the stats and let's see what we're working with here. How did the boys finish? So Jackson Dart, 34 touchdowns, 12 picks, 3,500 yards, sacked 18 times. Not ideal. Bucky Irving clips 1,000 yards again, 11 touchdowns. He's pretty much been our most consistent running back. Hampton added 3 for 196. Receiving, Burden, Bond to 800-yard guys. 17 touchdowns combined for them. Loveland also got 7 at 781. Igbuka, 727 for 5, so not too shabby. Defensively, Owusu Koromora led the way in tackles with 120. TFLs was Deone Walker and Ruben Bain Jr., 18 and 17 respectively. Sacks, Mike Hall Jr. got there 8.5 times. Bain at 5.5, Walker 4.5. We really didn't see anybody really crush it outside of Myles Garrett early on. We're not really hitting TJ Watt numbers, anything of that sort. Interceptions, Carter and Johnson had 3 apiece. A couple guys with 2, a couple guys with 1. Pass deflections, couple guys with 7, Carter and Johnson, Newsom and Hill with 4 respectively. And then 4 forced fumbles. So not too shabby. So, I mean, guys, this team does not look half bad. They do not look half bad at all. 91 overall now officially, 92 offense, 91 defense. Are we facing any injuries? Let's ask the questions before we start the simulation. I mean, I think defensively we might have seen some. Dart's up to 89. The wide receivers is Buka and Burden, 88 each. Bond's up to 83. Harris, 83. Our O-line, again, looking solid. Loveland's up to 87. Defensively, what are we looking at here? 90 for Carter. Perkins, 85. Owusu Koromora, 88. Cooper's 83. Reed is 80. Newsom, 89. Will Johnson, 93. Woolen, 82. Hill, 82. Deone Walker, 89. Bain, 89. Hall, 87. Nwaneri, 83. So, I mean, everything kind of speaks for itself here, guys. As this team is phenomenal. Phenomenal. And we made the playoffs, finally, in year number 7. And can this also be the year that we make the special shit happen? So we come in at seed number 5. Looks like Bengals ended up taking the division at number 1 in the AFC. We have the Broncos, we have the Chiefs, we have the Colts, we have the Jags. Looks like, okay, Dallas took up number 1 in the NFC. We got Bears, Rams, 49ers, Eagles, Falcons, and Vikings. All right, guys, it's 2030. Can the Cleveland Browns get past the New England Patriots? Come on, Browns, let's go. This is not the same Browns team we were in year 1. You're fucking right we did. 28-25, baby. Let's go. You'll love to see it. Okay. So, 28-25. What more can you say? I think you got to just keep heading forward here. Weekly awards. Who was it? Okay, Owusu Koromora, 8 tackles, 1 sack. We made the second round. This is as far as we've made it, guys. We're taking on the Bengals, who are 14-3. They're number 1 seed. And we passed them as well. Let's go, Browns. Come on. We're a better overall team. We own the Bengals. Let's fucking do this. And we're out. God, come on. 31-20. Really? Really? Come on. The team is so strong, man. They're so strong. It's wild to me. 10-7, 91 overall, 92 offense, 91 defense. Yeah, 31-20. That is a spicy, spicy meatball. Not what I expected, guys. Not what I expected. Okay. So, I guess we could take a look at the box score. Player stats. How do we do? So, Jackson Dart, he had a game, man. 203 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 18 of 30. I mean, not too shabby. Rushy, Bucky Irving led the game. Jalen Hurts apparently is in New England, so that's an interesting situation. 66 yards, he led the way. Receiving, Jurion Dickey led the way apparently. Luther Burden had 2 touchdowns. Defensively, I mean, Jack Campbell's apparently there as well. So these guys did spend some money, needless to say. No interceptions. Did we get any sacks? Yeah, we got some sacks in there. Hall, Noweri. The team played well. They played well. They apparently just got jacked up. Oh, sorry, that's the one we won. Here's the Bengals, the one we lost. My apologies. Let's take a look at this one. So, Jackson Dart, 2 touchdowns. Sacked twice. He was 20 of 25, 80% completion, 206. I mean, it's not terrible. Rushing, yeah, Bucky Irving. We couldn't get the run game going, 55 yards only. Receiving, Luther Burden led the game again, 2 touchdowns. Guy freaking killed it, man. Back-to-back games with 2 tutties. So apparently A.J. Brown is there with Jamar Chase, so that's fun. Defensively, I don't think any of the sides had interceptions, so that definitely wasn't happening. Sack-wise, barely any, and that was both from their team, so that's definitely unfortunate. Was there any fumbles in the game? No. So we just got beat, guys. That's what it came down to. The Bengals took us out 31-20. That's pretty handedly as well. But it doesn't look like we had a bad game. Let's advance here to the Super Bowl. Let's figure out what the last season stuff is, and we'll get wrapped up for another episode of the 7-season rebuild challenge. And we are 0 for 3 so far with what I think has been phenomenal teams. Now, the Bengals did make the Super Bowl. Are we potentially going to lose to the Super Bowl champions? Let's find out here. I'm going to hope so, because at least I'll feel pretty good then about losing to the champs. Can the Bengals get it done, or are the Rams going to take them on? No, it looks like the Rams got it done, because it's always a flip score. Is that 31-21 Rams? Yes, it is. So the Rams win. Larry Garland, left outside linebacker, was the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow did win the MVP of the league this year. Zach Taylor also won Coach of the Year. So we got stuck, guys. We got stuck with a hot team. Josh Downs won Offensive Player of the Year for the Colts. Aiden Hutchinson again wins Defensive Player of the Year. I think that's 3-4 times now. Cameron Stapleton, Offensive Rookie of the Year, wide receiver for the Eagles. And left outside linebacker Johnny Shaw for the Dolphins. Got the job done. So that's it, guys. That is 7 seasons of the Cleveland Browns. I really thought we put together a phenomenal team here. I'll show you guys one last go before we get wrapped up. Jackson Dart up to 89, Bucky Irving 89, Hampton 83, Burden, Negbuka 89, 83 respectively. Isaiah Bond 83, Harris 80, Trey Tucker finished at 78. Guyton 86, Titman 89, Barton 892, Zion Johnson 85. Looks like maybe we had an injury. Yeah, where's Simpson? Simpson fell off a cliff apparently and disappeared. Apparently we had Baklenko playing at right tackle, so that was interesting to see. Loveland hit Superstar, 87 overall. Klein respectively at 76 with Superstar, also looking pretty solid. Defensively, Carter 90, Owusu Koromora starting to drop at 86. Perkins went up to 85. Reed dropped off to 78. Reed dropped to 76. Other Reed played up at 78. Cooper ended up hitting 82. Aguero at 76. Will Johnson, Superstar, 93. Newsom, 86. He was starting to drop a little bit now. Hill at 82. Woolen at 80. Prysock, 76. Nwaneri finished at 83. Deone Walker, 90 Superstar. Absolutely incredible. Hall Jr. might have been, I think, maybe our MVP. Really has been solid for us. Steady growth, 88 Star Dev. Really love what I saw from there. And then Ruben Bain Jr. also killed it for us, 90 Superstar. So, I mean, guys, we put together an absolute banger of a team here. Absolute banger of a team. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Our kicker got up to 86, which is pretty cool to see as well. So it's time to park this train, guys. Park this bus. Park this, whatever, boat, whatever you want to call it, car. It is the end of 7 seasons with the Cleveland Browns. Thank you guys so much for dropping by again to the Millennial Man Cave. If you're loving this content, hit subscribe. Maybe give us a comment. Let us know what you thought of the video. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're having some fun watching this, go check out our other rebuilds. We did the Titans. We did the Steelers. Some big ones still coming on the pipelines. I got the Colts coming with Chef Tom, who's going to be returning from Jamaica anytime now. Means we're going to see some baseball coming. Who's ready for MLB, guys? It is baseball season. Summer is coming quick, so we're looking forward to getting some rebuilds started on that side. I'm also going to have a couple other guests. I think I talked about it already. Detroit Lions rebuild. We're going to have the Cincinnati Bengals, who unfortunately just beat us and lost in the Super Bowl. And yeah, guys, we're going to keep the content rolling here. The once-a-week drops. These videos are long. They take some time to do. And we give you an entire week to watch it through. So keep an eye out for the Monday mornings. The MMC is dropping some hot content for you guys, and we're having fun doing it again, which is pretty awesome. So we are super happy to be back. Thank you guys again for staying with me through another episode. We are over 3. So we got to figure out what else we can do to try and turn it around. Next team, depends if Chef Tom can get to me. If not, maybe we look at, I don't know, the Giants, the Jets. Whoever's got the 3rd overall pick, let's say, in the next NFL draft here. So maybe that's who we'll do. All right, guys, wrapping it up here. Again, thank you so very, very much for all your love and support. We are so happy to see everybody's comments and everything looping back in with us here. Let's get the viewership up. Let's like this video if you can. Start hitting double-digit likes, maybe 100+ likes. Let's really get it up there, make the algorithm push our content, and build up the MMC fam to new heights and new opportunities for Chef Tom and I to look at this as a full-time gig again. So appreciate it, guys. I cannot say it enough. It means all the world. And I'm going to head to bed because it's late, and this dad has work in the morning. So you guys have a great one. Where's Chef Tom to wrap it up? I don't got him, so I'm just going to say it for him. Keep it twirling. Coming back from Jamaica, baby. On to the next one.